where they headed to Fortune Stadium and decided to bring the HMM. Getting Stooge off of his beloved light and putting him on a FAMAS made all the difference. Takes him out of the fight. He played so many off angles on that map in particular that, I mean, Make-A-Wish with their like triple shotgun setup just couldn't.
6,000 bit rate.
Yeah, as soon as that started to click, as soon as they started,
YouTube stream is now live.
They didn't actually lose a single cash out across the series. So
can you let me go? Let me just pull the Twitch page actually ourselves.
And you know, Make-A-Wish coming in here with a sub with Sueco, one of the kind of best subs.
Okay, we're live. Okay, it's fixed.
He really did add an extra.
I also did see a place to relink to get access to tags on Twitch. So that might have been why as well.
Just wasn't enough on the day, and
but we should be good.
Excellent.
That adaptation was the real takeaway for me.
100%. I mean, my notes on that map was the fact that even though Stooge was on the FAMAS, he's still playing with all that light positioning that really threw them off. And on Cash Out 3, I think it was just the moment where we had Stooge and STN. They just woke up and they really just went out for the upper hand.
It at least doesn't look blurry.
They got the cash out just
on Twitch, so that's good.
But I mean, I want to talk about
get the YouTube stream real quick.
We lost Artie's audio.
Oh no, already
not quite sure
already got cut.
he'll sort of fix it up. Maybe I'll take over from the hosting from
Artie's mic cut out for a second.
Give us a wave if you can hear us, Artie.
What happened?
So
hello?
Oh, you're back.
There he is.
Back. Wonderful.
Oh, there we go. I feel like I'm getting gaslit because like my Discord had like nothing wrong with it. That's crazy. But okay, as I was saying there, I wanted to say as far as like looking at the very first map, do you think
things should be good now?
That, and Walt,
oh man, all right.
Do you think that is an indication that they're not going to be able to play?
If Hardy's having connection issues, looks like. All right. Back to our Discord.
Well, I think I'll take over because Artie was trying to ask us, are we going to see HML take over, or is this going to be an HMM composition? And Waltz, I think you're a perfect person to take that.
I don't think we're going to see LMH disappear at all. There are too many amazing lights in this competition, and light still has such a huge impact on the fights right now. We see teams switch off to that double medium if they just feel like they need a little more beef.
I'm gonna delete out the channel uploads channel, the first one.
Having that light on light matchup, but people like Uni, if Spawns is in, I think Spawns is still going to keep doing playing as light. So we're definitely not going to see Uni swap out. I would be shocked. I would probably eat a shoe if I see Uni swap out. Please don't swap out just because you heard me say that, Uni. But I don't think LMH is gone. I just think that we are seeing two compositions be viable, which is amazing. That is what I want to see. I don't want to see one composition be viable. I want to see multiple things be optional. I want to see teams be able to experiment and have it work if they put thought into it.
And absolutely. And actually to jump onto that, our next matchup is going to be in the upper finals. It's going to be the AHS versus DIH. Jerry,
I'll be right back.
What is the prediction going into this? Speaking of switching everything up, speaking of looking at exactly how teams are going to be playing, changing and adapting, what can we look at for this upper final?
I think there's a lot of change to be expected. These are two teams that have been showing adaptation themselves. I'm sure we'll get into it in a bit more detail after the break, but yeah, it's going to be a battle for the ages, and one of those two teams is going to end up in the grand final. So yeah, we'd be fools to miss it.
Absolutely, and you would be fools to miss that matchup. So, folks, don't go anywhere because we have a small break, but there's going to be some more finals action when we get to you with the upper bracket finals right after this.
Okay, chat. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We are live over on Twitch now, as well as YouTube. So if you have a platform preference, congratulations, you now have access to both. So yeah, obviously there's new graphics here. I'm working in the background to kind of get these up and running more. Complicated because YouTube's our main platform and Twitch is actually our secondary, which is backwards for a lot of people. But yeah, if you guys have any feedback, if something doesn't sound right, literally any technical issues at all, please let us know. We're trying to detect them as we go along, but this is the first stream with the new package. So yeah, there's a lot of upgrades that went in last night. Cody and I both worked pretty much for hours after the stream. Cody worked late last night to get all these graphics updated, so but they are pretty sweet. Yeah, major kudos to him. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you guys again for hanging out, though. We did just watch Bricked knock out Make-A-Wish tragically. The only game I got to watch with Make-A-Wish for this entire series, and they got knocked out by Bricked, but to say it was expected. I mean, that's kind of the way the cookie crumbles. I mean, we kind of knew that was going to happen, so it's okay. So anyways, looking at the bracket, Bricked does have the chance to go to the grand final. They need one more best of 3 to get through. They are going to be playing the loser of AHS and D. So yeah. At work, but did you just reset the stream? Yes. We needed to lower our bitrate because we're streaming both here and on Twitch. And so with YouTube, the way it does it is every stream's almost like a video. So when you restart a stream, you have to go like the new actual video, aka stream, to, like watch it. It's very annoying. Whereas Twitch, you know, it's like one landing page. I restart the stream, it's still in the same spot. You don't have to go anywhere. Yes, restarted it. Should not have any more interruptions on that front. So sorry for the confusion, but we're good now. So
comes in, the sports beverage designed for champions. With a Spoos, it's simple as pop, pour, perform. Packed with electrolytes and essential nutrients to keep you hydrated and energized, Ospoos is your go-to drink for peak performance. Whether you're just carrying the vault or securing the winning cash out, Ospoos is there to fuel your victory. Its unique formula is scientifically designed to boost your stamina and focus. Ospoos, for those
dude,
who dare
what
to
is
excel.
happening?
Pop, pour, perform.
Oh,
The real world can be unfriendly,
someone just disconnected. Last stream wouldn't let me watch. Had to set it back a few minutes for clear quality. On YouTube? Interesting. Oh, right. Yeah, it's because we're streaming into an EP for these streams because we're over on Twitch as well, and Streamlabs doesn't let us. What the heck is happening? Streamlabs doesn't let us do dual output. We have a support ticket in for them though, and they said that they're working on it. Hopefully, no ET on win just yet, so we're waiting to see on that one. But yeah. Like I mentioned earlier, though, this is like going to be our overlay for other streams, community tournaments, things like that. So, you know, we're working on this with Fat that we're gonna use this later on. So this is kind of a work in progress.
That strange thought you just had, where did it come from? And was it even yours? Our new Series 2000 effectively suppresses third-party influence and eccentricity, outperforming our competitors within the standard deviation of conformity. With the Series 2000, your mind stays in control. Via, we as one.
Hopefully you guys are having a good Sunday, though. Thanks for hanging out with us. You know, I'm doing work in the background, so bear with me. Do not get this thing to resize though, which is annoying.
The stars, distant,
Yo,
watching. When will they arrive? Will your family be
welcome back.
disintegrated first or last?
Can't resize.
Will your
Okay, there we
family
go.
dog become their leader? With
I was importing, or not importing, but bringing in the browser capture I was using,
Alto,
and
we got your back.
it was not working. It wouldn't let me resize it. It was driving me crazy. Get off at 6 p.m. Are we gaming later? I'm done. I mean, I'll be around, I think. Might hang out with Natalie this evening, but we'll see.
life giver. The sun, always on.
Check your
Everything
Instagram.
that is good.
Oh God.
But can it be trusted? Holtau's Sun Insurance will have you covered if the unimaginable happens. And
I think the
Holtau, brighter than ever.
yeah, the video frame on these, if we can adjust them, we need to adjust them, but I don't know if we can.
I don't think we can.
So weird. Okay.
Hello, everybody.
I'll be honest
and
though, I
welcome
don't
back.
notice.
Thank you for taking a little
It's
break
on
with
a
us
different
while
scene
we
that you
all
can't see,
gathered
that's
our
why.
breaths and prepared ourselves for the upcoming upper final. My name is Artie. I'm joined with Waltz, Rio, and my beautiful Jerry, the music man. And we have a
What?
pretty phenomenal upper final coming to you. We've got AHS versus DIH, but before we get all into that, let's take a look at the bracket of the last 2 days to figure out what's
Can't
gotten us
edit
to this point now.
things that are reused.
We'll go ahead
apparently.
and look at yesterday's
can't
matches
resize them.
brought to you by the rest of these
Should be
beautiful
able to.
folks on the desk, and
Oh,
see
letting me.
that they had a
I don't know.
pretty
Whatever. I'm not
fantastic
messing with this
run
anymore.
to bring DIH and AHS up to the upper finals. And Rio, you were there to cover all the action. I was not. Tell me a little bit about how these teams got there.
Yeah, so yesterday was really fun, really intense, and I highly encourage everybody to go back and watch the VOD of it. But really, what we saw is just kind of a lot of mix-up. These teams that were kind of top-tier teams, especially on the EU side, just kind of faltered and just failed to kind of go against some of these NA sides. And really, we just saw some amazing teams kind of go through. We've already talked all about how Make-A-Wish made their run all the way up here, but a few noticeable ones are about the teams that we're about to get into, which is After Hours and Team DIT. And they were, right before this, they were ranked 5th and 10th in the bracket. So they were not kind of the top tier teams that you would expect in an upper final. So I'm quite excited because these two teams have just beat out everybody else. So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. And that's just a little quick overview of what yesterday was all about.
Absolutely. And speaking of these teams, I mean, let's go ahead and take a look at who we are going to be seeing in the upper final. And that is, of course, Team DIT versus Team After Hours. And Jerry, especially looking at these teams, looking at After Hours, who are the ones that knocked out Bricked into the lower semi, which we just watched here. I mean, Jerry, you got to tell me about these teams. What can we be expecting, especially from some of the bigger names here, like Uni and Llama?
Yeah, well, Uni on the left-hand side in After Hours is one of our most sort of consistently high performers, achievers, a really able light player. And then you bring up Llama on the side of Team DIT, the only sledge heavy left remaining.
I think he was disconnecting from my computer, I think. I don't know what it is, though.
Sledge heavy in
Did yours ever do that?
He's been tearing through buildings, tearing through players, racking up coins all season.
Wait, what?
long, and Llama has
Does your PC ever make noises like a driver has disconnected?
He is really just the centerpiece of this team.
Like a mouse or
Now,
keyboard or
interestingly,
something?
We have a couple of changes
No.
on the docket as well.
Fire.
We're not going to be seeing Mad.
I do run through a
Rose
USB
play
hub, so I
out
feel like that's probably
outside
it, but-
of AHS. Instead, they
Probably
have
exactly
Soft
what it is.
subbing in. And then
It
on
does just
Team
occasionally
DIT,
make the
we have
sound, though.
Llama, T-Mills, and Spawns as the team that are lining up.
Y'all completely
We
ditched
don't
me
care.
on ranked solo queues, bro. Well, you haven't played ranked at all. Every time we play, it's like Friday night. We get slammed, and then we don't play again.
So,
And then we say we'll play during the week, and then we never play.
Madness going down here. We've got sledges, we've got
Mainly
pikes,
because we're
we've got
busy working on
crazy
stuff for the
gods here,
channel.
light play, and it's going to make it unpredictable.
Busy people.
I mean, unpredictability is sort of the name of the game here, and especially when it comes down to seeing what the pikes can bring, seeing what the sledgehammers can bring,
You know,
and seeing
Icon.
what maps we're going to be seeing these loadouts and craziness on. So let's go ahead and take a look. This is, of course, the first best of 5 of the day. So as we take a look at those maps, picks, and bans, we can go ahead and see that it's going to be a pretty insane setup. And especially when we're talking about what maps the Sledgehammer is good at, what maps the Pike will be good at, especially if we're going to be swapping in an HMM. There's going to be some areas where the light might not be as viable. There might be some maps where the Sledgehammer might be not viable, but we've got the first 3 right here for you. This is going to be
One to
Skyway,
Skyway,
Stadium,
then Bernal,
Bernal,
then
and
Monaco,
But
which I
then
haven't seen in a
afterwards,
while.
we're going to be getting some Sissy
Yep.
Rise in Vegas. But for
Okay,
now,
I figured out
toss
what was
over
wrong
our
with the
casters,
labels.
Waltz and Rio, to look at
They're not
Skyway
worth
Stadium.
using, though.
Absolutely. Thank you for the introduction there, Artie. We are getting started on Skyway Stadium with After
Cody always
Hours
munching on
versus
something. I mean,
Team
it's like
Death.
11
This is
a.m.
going
for
to
him.
be a battle of the ages as these teams fight it out to see who takes it all in this best.
No, not even. It's like
Let's
what?
watch as they get started.
Almost 10 a.m.
Yeah, the big contest here is really
10:59.
going to be Uni. You see him listed as Hank J. Wimbledon. Lasagna already goes down.
Can a
Spawns
motherfucker not
on
eat,
the
bro?
light. We
Damn.
didn't see Team Dead with a light yesterday because
Get out of my mouth.
on
Like,
that
fuck, bro.
Meanwhile, like I said, it's really going to come down to
Bro's
Team
hungry. Let him
Long
be.
Range Pike versus Uni.
Can a motherfucker not
Uni,
eat
one of the
breakfast?
best aimers in the game, so
Y'all gotta leave him
consistent.
alone, otherwise he's gonna ditch me for breakfast, and then I'm gonna be stuck here by
Can
myself.
he stand up
Straight, I'm a
against
dip.
the side of Team Death?
He's gonna be like, Chad's bullying me too hard, so I gotta leave.
It's the side of it's just the heavy
And I'll-
team right here.
and I'll be
Shows
stuck
the
doing
side
this thing by
APS
myself.
Continuing to drop this point down, but they're getting chased. Already one down for each team. Llama takes
Thank
out
you,
Sloppy,
my goat.
but Wimbledon on the backside. Uni
Official
just
Team
melted
Cody.
one, looking for the second.
Yeah,
The Goo goes
my
down.
goat.
Goo goes
What's your
down,
goat?
separates the fight, and now a bit of a breather.
That was our
Team
first
gets around there,
commenter
drops
on most of our
into the
videos there
eyes
for a
of
while.
the sledge and gets
Yeah.
melted by Llama.
She got mad at me that I
Rock
stopped
and
telling
Chad.
her when the videos were posting. She got very upset with me.
Yes,
That's when you gotta tell her to turn
indeed.
noties
We
on.
actually got 3 bonks
I
in
know. So I
that
told her, I'm like,
battle,
fake
so
fan, dude.
Game is game.
Spectacular so
fan,
far.
man.
And you
We
know
get
what?
pinged in
I
Discord
love
sometimes
to
that
see
we
it
don't even
because
know that
Llama
people
is
watched
one
it
of the most
first.
consistent bonkers in the game. And you know,
We
I
schedule our
also
videos.
bonked
Sometimes we don't
way
even
too many
notice when they
times
go
in a
live at
row,
first.
But that is okay because the
Sometimes I don't
catch-out
notice that I
is
accidentally
ticking
scheduled it for the
down.
next
We are
day.
halfway done.
That
Team After
happens
Hours
more
has
often
been
than not for me.
spawned. We're watching
And then
this
Sam
team
fixes
set
it.
up with that pike and an APS.
That happens
turret.
more
His
often than
whole
not
team
for me,
is
though.
there. They are very close to this cash out, but there is a gateway. After Hours is pushed in directly. There goes Lasagna down immediately.
pretty
This
obviously
pike
Team
gameplay
Mills is running the pike
insane.
here.
Can he chase
Oh
Lasagna
my
down?
Bro's just
God.
undefeated. Yeah, bro's just
The
crazy.
headshots
I mean,
are
Oh
lethal.
my
He gets the
God.
third. Are you
This guy
kidding me?
single-handedly
This is
might
just
get the pike
getting
nerfed.
started, and T Mills
He might.
is
That seems
continuing
crazy.
his reign of the pike.
Yet another match where another
just,
match where we're
like-
seeing the weapons
Dude,
that
Team
we
Day
thought
is
were meta
quite literally
just falling
just
down
unmatched, bro.
at the feet of
This
these
team
other
is so
weapons.
insane.
The pike is not something we saw. We maybe saw one or two of it. It's just crazy. And so all of a sudden, T-Mills just shows up here, dominating people, and then Llama with the sledge. I mean, what can we say about Llama that we haven't said 1,000 times over the play days? But it is just the pressure that is put onto you by that
This is the
sledge.
team that puts
Cannot
people in
get
shambles.
close range
Every single
against the
team that has gone
sledgehammer.
up
He
against
is
Team
always
Day
going
has
to be
struggled
outgained,
to
yes.
even
And
get
they
close.
can't be alone.
Oh, you're up against Team Dia. I mean, how do you not shaking your boots a little bit to that name?
I'm just saying, it's like, dude, this guy on the pike and then the sledgehammer combo, and it's just a double medium, man. Like, they are single-handedly pushing the meta. It's insane.
Would not be surprised to see them shake up
Single-handedly.
things and try something a little bit different.
Yeah, I think that really it's going to fall a lot on Slothy because he's there heavy and really just to kind of block the pike shots. Like he's going to need that mesh shield up to just kind of keep his team safe just as long as you can. So that's going to be the biggest thing. But yeah, you really did kind of point out perfectly how it's just terrifying with this loadout. And in my opinion, this might be kind of like a perfect composition. You got close range and you got medium range, and it's just kind of a really well-rounded team. We're watching them as they have the vault in hand, but they decide to not go for it because they're getting intercepted right away. They decide to just whack it off there, and that's exactly what I said. Look at that. Slothy is doing the perfect little transition as he holds
They
up
have
his
the
mesh
cash
shield
box,
and allows
but-
his team to get
Oh,
there. But
Winter
sadly,
Sentry?
Lasagna
Uh-oh.
gets winch clawed out of position, but he puts down a bounce pad. Into
Like,
the
where did
side.
he go?
Bro just got hit by
He's
like
just gone.
yeah, bro just got hit by like 6 different.
HP and sadly goes down to that
Holy
second
jeez.
one going off, and oh my god.
Uni with a nice
XP 54 should not be doing
finish
that
off
kind of
one.
damage from there. I'm
Looking
just
for
saying.
more.
That was
nice
crazy.
movement there with the dash on the edge of that building. That's quite difficult movement, but he does it so seamlessly. As the high ground, the vault still lying unclaimed. As Uni gets pushed by the heavy, but dashing out of the way, the sledge cannot connect.
needs to
the
die.
wind's completely
He's
muted as
wasting
well as
too
Uni
much time.
continues to evade the rest of Team Dia. Once again, trying to get that. high ground.
Uni's probably waiting
Follows,
for his team to
running away,
coin.
but
Yeah, they're
look, his
coining.
team is not high ground. No, doesn't spot him in time. Fortunately, his team is now spawning.
don't think
in,
it's
and
worth
once
it.
again, both teams going to be at full strength as the cash out.
Medium heavy unmatched since day one. It's yeah, it ran very rampant yesterday. Our thoughts are the light players are not. They're stuck on the XP 54 and they're not able to get in and actually burst these teams down. and like break up that kind of bunker.
Sometimes it works out. Sometimes
So,
oh dude, wait, hold on. Team Diz running light, medium, heavy.
His team has here.
Yeah.
They demat the cash out. It's
Yeah, but
dropping
AHS
down,
is
throwing some goo
not.
off, and he's just, Lasagna's just gonna
No,
go for it.
they're running
It's
also
gonna be
light,
an
medium,
opportunity
heavy.
for them to take it.
I don't know,
Watching them, here
teams
comes
running 2
the
mediums, aren't they?
walking machine
No.
trying to come
Team
in
Div was
there.
the one that was
They
running
pull
double
off
medium,
the
but they're not
cash
running
out.
it right now.
Is in Team's Div hand right now. They are being chased down with that Cerberus from Lasagna.
I wonder why.
Can he get a kill? And he got T-Mills down.
Yeah, that's
and
one.
gonna be a critical
They
battle.
might.
Yeah, you are right, actually.
Yeah, Lasagna getting a nice pick there. That was crucial. T-Mills tried to dodge.
Yeah, getting ran down by Serb when you have the pike is
We
a
could handle
tough
it.
situation to
Spawns
be in.
does take down Uni on the backside, so we are still neither team is in a wipe. Looks to be a 2 versus 2 right now.
I don't know. After hours need to go and hit the box so
Sloppy's trying to
soon
get to the high ground. Has
Yeah.
a C4 in hand, but they're on the aggressive that only does so much. Drops the dome shield as Lasagna
before
once again
the
pulls
coins
steal
up.
back
Why
into
just
his
stick it? You got the
way.
dome
And
shield
once
there.
again, those high
The light,
ground-
I think, is
that high
dead. Oh wait,
ground
no, the light
being
is
shelled
alive.
by the side
Yep,
of
now
Team
it's a
Diz.
3v2. No,
Cash out
3v3.
spawns, backing away from
Yeah,
the
they
other
wasted
side.
too much
I'm not sure where
Again,
Uni
he
is
has to sit where
currently.
he's so exposed. Llama just gonna drop from the heavens, do his work in the
Yeah.
middle like a bullet at chai shop.
Hey,
He's
Llama's
sitting down.
down.
He actually
Game, I
turns
think.
around. No
3v2
down.
right now.
24 hours.
AHS still have a chance for the steal, but they got to get moving.
Timer, it's slowly ticking down, bringing it down just a little bit further on the ground floor. There's no
Would
more
you say,
drops.
XO?
Can Team
Hank
Jet
is
hold this
uni?
right now in a 2 versus 3. Finally holding the steal.
Yes,
Lasagna
Hank is uni.
sticks it this time. They managed
Yep.
to get the steal as the
There you
second
go, you
one
got
goes
your
down.
answer.
It's all on the final number of Team Jet.
Yeah, he changed his name
Now
like 2 weeks ago, and he's
T-Mills
just
cannot
throwing everybody
convert.
for a
They're
loop.
going to a third cash out in this match.
Oh my god. That
AHS
was
took it,
awesome.
though.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm
AHS
I'm
did get
kind
the
of
steal,
in
so
awe
we're
of the
1-1.
setup of what we just saw here.
Next cash box is
Surprised they pulled
deciding
that
of the
off,
map.
Perfect setup. They were all spread out, just perfectly distanced away from each other, kind of on it, and then they just found the perfect way to dive on it. It
The audio
didn't work
glitching for
out
you as well?
them, but I really think that that's one
Yeah,
of the best setups
seems like
I've ever
a
seen.
far away, right?
But on the other side of
Yeah,
it, we really kind of give to them because they were
Sounds
able
like
to get the
pixelated
steal, and
almost.
after hours we were able to
Like
go in there.
low bit
And
rate
like
from
Walt said, we're gonna
their
go
stream.
to one more vault. This is what I love to see. These are the matches that we have been getting to all in this pro league. So I am so happy that this is matches that we're getting.
I hate.
Vault 3 in
Oh,
the
sorry, I
middle
just
of these
devoured
two
3
teams.
Belgian
Nobody wants
waffles.
to go for it just
Dude,
yet.
that
Bounce
was fire.
in hand. They want to bring the
It was
fight directly
incredible.
to them. Team Jet are
Not
going
gonna
to have
lie.
to scramble as they get pushed directly by that Cerberus. He's
Yeah, it's not a
reloading
good
and
spot to
moved
be,
over
I'll tell you that.
spawn as he's trying to
Might get
spot
the
them
connect,
out,
though.
Dashing
No.
in and around. He didn't make that jump, and that's going to be pretty
Oh.
critical for him because he's going to
Yikes.
go down in that battle.
Dude
We're
himself.
watching as Llama is
Oh,
the last
hold on.
person remaining, and sadly, the Bonkinator
A
could not
wipe
get
on
it.
Wow.
this. Yeah.
AHS
This is what we're
is
talking about. They found it so hard to take
throwing
these
Team
fights
Dead
in
into
the first
shambles,
after
dude.
hours.
I
We're
don't
getting
know.
slammed time and time
Momentum's
again,
pretty
and we
crazy
get
right now.
to
They're
Mhm.
they're
all
not
of a
playing
sudden,
right.
We see these fights turning around. They're not getting picked off in the same way. They're
Their
not winning
Cerberus,
these
I think,
long
is getting
stretches.
in
we
front
talked
of that
about this,
pike.
we talked
Their
about this
Cerberus
a
is
lot
doing
last
insane
season.
work
Time
right
you're
now.
playing
That's
against
that's kind of
your
the problem.
He's getting around
must
T
be
Mills and he's
back.
getting in his
You
face,
cannot
and it's
be
just
too
kind of
close.
shutting him down.
You're just gonna get shredded
Which
by
is
that.
my
But
issue with the
you
pike.
cannot
Every
be
single
so
time I
far
use
away
it, somebody's just
because
in my face, and I can't
sledge
really
lineups
do much to
always
save
run
myself.
a long-range,
Yeah.
a long-range
I'm
weapon
really
that has
surprised
a
Team
system.
Did didn't
So
do double
the
medium.
after
I mean,
hours
they've been
right
doing
now
it the
have just been
whole.
incredible with how
I am a little
close they're
surprised as
playing
well.
to these teams. Llama
Yeah, they
is
did it
just
all
struggling
yesterday.
to get into these fights. Fight is moving here. Here's a jump pad very
It
aggressively.
was
on
clearly
the high
working for
ground.
him.
Finally,
Lasagna with the pick on T Mills. That's
Good,
the
good
medium
glitch.
dead.
already lost one member of his team, but he's
Good
putting in the
glitch.
effort.
Heavy's in a
Take
spot
it
where he
out.
could
Versus
heal up
two.
if he
Llama
plays
is gonna get away.
patiently.
There's a gateway on the sky, but he
Uh-oh.
drops on top of
Ooh,
it.
that's a
Up
horrible
on the
call.
corner of this roof. Slothy is going to go down as
Yikes.
well. 1 versus 3. Uni is going to have to take
Yeah.
a 3 to reset.
They need to go
I
for the
don't
steal
think he's gonna
now.
Try to go in here. He needs
They need to
let
go for the
They
steal
should be
now.
stealing it right now. Yeah.
That's exactly what I would do. And Waltz, you just logged into the game. Welcome in. Yeah, Uni is definitely going to have to kind of reset here.
Funny.
He needs his team to get in
Yeah.
there, and this is
Good
not
steal on their part. This might
Yep.
be it.
So he is gonna get
This could
cashed out
definitely
in
be
hand
it.
by Team Div,
I don't know though. We've had
but
multiple
Team
times in this
last
game already
battle
where we've
can
thought Team
Team
Diz
after
good and they
hours
just get
bring
wiped.
their
So
team in and
we're gonna see what
get
happens
something
here.
moving. We're watching as
I mean,
Spawns tries to block.
Where's
the
this-
bounce pad
Where's
in
the
there, but
Serb
they're
hate
down.
at? I feel like the Serb's actually in a pretty good spot right now. With the fact that they nerfed the like pellet count, I feel like helps them him out.
And it
Has
takes
helped
more
balance
shots
him more.
to
Yeah.
catch on fire now. Yeah.
They want to make sure that they can see
It's still
everyone that is
annoying,
there.
but it's
We're watching as
definitely
Yumi
better than
tries
it
to
was.
spot
Yeah.
them out, and look at that aim.
They need to
Gotta
hurry up and make
notice
space
it.
now.
Gotta
It
be
looks like they're
fan
making a
of it,
push.
and can he get a connection
All of
on
them
it?
are really
There
low.
goes Bubble
There's
Show
one.
trying to get it up. Now there goes T-Mills down.
There's
T-Mills is
two.
one of the best
Yeah.
players on their
They
team.
might have this.
Yeah,
This might be
that's the cleanup. AHS is gonna get the steal here.
Can they
Yep.
get this
Wow,
out of the
yeah.
way? And
Quick
There you
work.
go.
What a quick
Yep.
retake on that. Good lord.
Yeah.
Get the cash and most
That was an
likely
insane
get
retake.
First map.
That's it. That's first map.
Angles, Uni just backing his team up there. Look at this dash movement, just incredibly precise. He knows exactly how.
I was worried they were going to take too long, but they connected really quick on that.
From Uni, but also avoid Lasagna and Slothy. Just incredible coordination there. And a reverse sweep in terms of cash outs. That's 2 cash outs in a row for After Hours. Team D now on the back foot. They're going to have to figure out what went wrong in those last 2 cash outs. What do they need to do differently, and how do they shake things up?
Yeah, I think that what I saw, and I'm gonna.
I've never seen someone so hyped about having a Dodge Durango.
Because I saw kind of.
Wait, what?
I have someone I know from school, and I didn't realize. I was like looking at his account, and he just is like really hyped about his Dodge Durango.
Work out for them. It just was, just a little.
Good for him, honestly.
That made his teammates.
But I mean,
down.
I'm happy he's happy.
Yeah, but interesting pick to be like getting rollers of your Dodge Durango.
I don't know. It was a really
but that's fair.
Getting rollers of Dodge Durango is pretty
Although
great.
The big thing I want to point out, look at Team Mills with only 2 kills. Obviously, it's a little bit of a different scenario because when we were looking at it yesterday, they had Boo Boo instead of Spawn. Boo Boo was also running medium, so Team D were running a double medium comp. They ran a shotgun. They ran Cerberus.
Yeah, I don't know why they're not going back to double medium here. It makes it was their bread and butter last time.
Fills a slightly different role. T-Mills was previously filling
Makes
that
no
kind
sense.
of roaming,
Yo, Christopher, what's up, bro?
almost always
How's it going?
in top-level
Welcome to the stream.
You run a 2-1 kind of
Oh,
floating
what's up, man?
composition where you have 2 members that stay very close to each other. And one
Right now,
person
we're
sort of
watching
goes
Team
around,
Div face off
goes
against
angle,
AHS.
tries to create
AHS is
crossfire.
currently
T-Mills was
1-0
filling
after
that
getting
role,
an
but now
insane
Spawn's
wipe
doing a lot
right
of
at the
it. It's
end
really more of
and getting a
Spawn's job.
retake.
T-Mills needs to stay close to his heavy. So
A
he's
really good
naturally
series
going
so
to get
far.
less kills.
So
But we've seen him do so much work in these matches before, especially yesterday.
Oh, what's up?
That I'm surprised to see him held at only.
It's so funny. Like people on
Especially with that
YouTube, they'll
fight
have to
design.
obviously like
Stop off
different
on this
names
first
versus
match
what's in the
with that
Discord.
hit
So
heads
it's
over and over
like
again.
I don't know if
So
I've ever talked to this
they've
person
clearly found a way
before
to
or if they're
avoid him,
new.
and I think he's
Yeah, you'll have someone in the
Happens
Discord
all
be
the
like,
time.
you'll have someone in the Discord be like backshot giver 269, and then they'll join in on YouTube, and it's like Sam Harris or whatever, and you're like,
and I think
John Doe.
yeah, John Doe, and you're like,
don't want T-Mills to be here. They saw the matches yesterday, and I think that's something they're going for. But I think you're right. I don't think that they've realized that.
But yeah, we're doing
I
good.
wouldn't have made the
role has
connection.
changed just from yesterday. So I don't know. I like
Yeah,
to
we're
point
doing
out
good.
that the first match is kind of where these teams feel each other. Things have changed.
Dude,
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's crazy. I'm not gonna repeat that one.
No, I will not be reading that one out loud, but that's funny.
That is crazy.
Say the least. That is crazy. The finals got some wild
Honestly, I feel
names.
like I played against your ass a couple times. I'm not gonna
Probably.
lie.
I do believe
That one
it is
sounds
protocol,
familiar.
So actually,
I've
I might
I've
need
definitely
to-
played
I might
against
need
them
to
a
have
few
it
times.
because
That's
it's gonna-
Yeah,
it's
low
gonna start
key.
yeah, it's gonna get really
I
explosive
played pretty
in a few
crazy.
minutes. So I might be somewhere else the next time we talk. But definitely, I'm
Dude,
excited to see
some of the
Bernal.
some of the
I think
usernames are wild
Bernal
work,
could be a
man.
little bit more towards the side of Team D. Again, like, and I say this every time, there are a couple cash outs that really do end up in the middle of nowhere.
Arc
For the most
Raiders
part, Bernal
is
does allow you
so
to
disgustingly up right now because I don't know if you guys have seen the news with Marathon over the last day or two.
No,
Have you seen this? Apparently, like all of the asset branding is stolen.
Continues to, I'm sorry, not you, but if
They
Spawn
apparently
puts the
stole
cover down, then I think
like
we'll see Llama
the
really pop
artwork
off.
from
And of course,
Marathon
if
from
you've
somebody,
seen their
and
entire
then
lineup, that Sledgehammer has
Bungie came out and said that it was like a dev brought them the marketing sheet, and the dev no longer works with them.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But yeah.
Dude, it's so funny too because on multiple occasions Sony has said like 2 press releases like, dude, we're so fucking tired of Bungie's bullshit, dude. They're like, we fucking bought you guys and you continue to just pull
Wow,
bullshit.
wait, here we go. Here's the Forbes article.
Dude, what the fuck?
Bungie stealing Marathon. Dude, really? This ad is ridiculous in size. Can we talk about that? Anyways, Bungie stealing Marathon art is probably the last straw.
Yeah, map number 2, like you said, this is a best of 5.
That's half the fucking screen.
I'm saying, Marathon developer Bungie's been accused of and has now admitted to stealing artwork used in the current build of Marathon from an artist who published the work in 2017. That artist is Anti-Real, who posted several comparisons of her work, existing budget, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, long story short, here's the art. They stole it. They've doubled down saying that it was like a previous dev that no longer works
What
for
if
the
I
company.
told you as well that this has happened about 30 times in Destiny?
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. So,
all right, we're in the game. We're in the game.
Yeah.
Back in, back in.
I'll put it in chat for those of you who want to read it. Read the article. There you go. Go crazy.
Through the floor. Lasagna wants this vault.
All right.
He doesn't care if Team Dit is
I want Team D to take this helm, but if
they
they just might not be able to make
he
this
tries to
next
get
year.
shot up with Cerberus, but just gets deleted
Good
in
God.
mid-air by
Good.
Spawns. Slothy getting winch clawed out of
I don't know.
position,
They
goes
just
down
absolutely
immediately as well.
bodied
One person
AHS on this
remaining
first
on
fight.
After Hours
Uni's the only one
Strike.
alive.
I pointed this out
I
to
Spawns
wonder.
is chasing
I
him
wonder
down.
if
I don't know if he's
because
gonna
of
keep up with
Bernal.
him. Oh,
I
no.
think it might
As
be
he tries
Bernal,
to stay
dude.
alive,
They might want the
dashing
light
in
on
and
Bernal.
out. Red Barrel goes off, but
Ooh.
not in
Oh my
Spawns' favor.
God.
As Hank J.
I
Wimbledon
would not
takes it,
want
and he's gonna get a
the
res
stream
on
to be
his
watching
team.
my
And
POV in that situation.
These are two teams that are ready to fight.
Yeah.
I can feel it.
Anyways, yeah, Arc Raiders just kind of infinitely up, I think, at this point.
Kind of just hit the pad.
I'll be
argue
honest
it's
though.
over.
A little bit of an odd choice for
I'll
me.
be honest.
Didn't end
It's
up
happened a
resulting
million
in
times
fight.
at Destiny,
He's gonna be
and
back
no
here
one really
again.
remembers
AJ
it. They
Wimbledon,
just forget
if you
about
notice
it.
that Uni-
So.
Uni
My thing is
I
the
don't know.
game's not out yet, and
He's
Destiny's free to play, and this game won't be.
he's on something a little
Marathon,
bit different here.
so
He has eyes on
kind of my one
Some
thing.
damage at range, backing out, using that XP50.
They should have just made Destiny
Well,
free.
okay, so furthermore into that article, well, I don't know if it's on the article, but furthermore into that news is that they had to call off an entire press campaign in June because of this. So they're already going to miss a month worth of promotion.
They need to get. He's dipping on his teammate.
3v2.
There we go.
3v1. AHS getting the wipe.
After hours striking back.
Dude.
Yeah.
It's like
Man,
every
this is
time
such
Team
a
Day
back
hits,
and forth.
AHS comes back
love
and
it.
hits so
I
much
love that
harder.
we have found two
They don't get the
players
wipe. That's the
crazy.
problem. Uni keeps getting
I know.
away, and then they coin, and it's just kind of over. And like I said, we said yesterday about like how you get 3 coins per map, which is obviously different than what you deal with in like Rain Tour World Tour. That I'm kind of surprised teams aren't like not necessarily abusing them, but just aren't using them as much as they should be.
It seems like AHS is using them quite often.
Yeah, today specifically, I'm seeing a lot of teams just use their coins. They're not afraid to stay alive and hide.
Yeah.
Ready for a nice little
So.
escape if he needs it. His team is here on the cash.
I think they're realizing how much time is wasted in this mode, waiting, you know, to wipe fully.
Yeah, I mean normally you're saving your coins to go through each round, but there is no rounds. You just have
Yeah,
them
and you,
infinitely.
I mean, you're resetting timers too, which is such a big thing. This is a really risky chow here. Oh,
Oh
wow.
my God, he had him one
I
shot
would
too. He
not
should have
have-
just stuck it and just kept fighting.
9 times out of 10, you chow heavy like that, and you run out of ammo. It's
Yeah,
just
no.
too sketchy.
Well, they still got the wipe. He got the damage in where it mattered.
After hours playing really, really nicely now. Very disciplined. Good movement from the side of Team Did there. They
Not
played
great
with
here though.
maybe a bit of a,
Bernal,
surprise
especially being one of the
jump from
bigger
side,
maps in the
almost
game,
catching
they
the
might get a
bears.
great
But
spawn
again,
off this.
Uni,
Yeah.
with that positioning, he's
It's not
always
ideal.
spaced
And
far
look at it.
enough
I mean,
away
look how
that he
far
can
away
get
that thing
nice,
is.
He can get the vision on what's happening there. So
Yeah,
Yeah, they're-
Team
they're
did
way
actually
ahead.
spawn way closer.
that's crazy. Like just sort of like a rat slipping through a hole. These lights are something else, man. Moving over to our second vault. This
They're
is,
gonna if they
again,
can get on top of
best
Church
5,
here,
so even
which I don't know if they'll
after
be able to
hours
make it in
take this match,
time.
it's not over for Team Diff.
AHS has a
lot of
pretty good
time,
rotate
a
here.
lot
They
of
they
time
get on
to
top of
get
the
things out.
the church. They will
vault,
lock down this entire
Are they
area
gonna,
of the map.
tap this right away?
They're going for it. They're a little too late, honestly.
Throws out that
Just a little
flash
bit, yeah.
grenade.
So talk about that flashbang and how it just made the screen go dark.
They actually might.
Behind Team Mills. Team Mills taking a little bit of damage.
Oh wow, yeah. I was gonna say, I'm like, they got split up.
Yeah.
Only 2 of them went up there. The other one went down. Miscommunication on their part.
Yep.
And they just got wiped.
I'm still consistently amazed. It's literally like wipe and wipe. It's just team after team. It's after hours wipes, then it's team diff wipes, and I think that that's just all we're gonna see. These teams don't have a lot of like healing capabilities. So
I'm gonna be
they are
honest,
just kind of diving into
Austin,
it, battling
I
it
don't
out,
think
and they know
Arc
that
Raiders is gonna make it
basically
more than a
one
month.
team will end up victorious in a battle, and they're just going for it.
I don't think
know
any
that they are
extraction shooter does
terrible,
good.
And yeah, I'm just seeing every proof of that as well. Ooh, kind of cool.
Yeah.
By Spawns. He threw it
Not
I
to
think
get
they're
on the,
banking
like-
on getting a good game, but I mean, to be honest, who talks about Tarkov ever? Like, it has a player base. I'm not going to deny that, but no one's talking about
That
it.
is Rust. It's the same thing.
It's like it's one of those games that is just naturally going to be obscure. It's going to be a niche, and I don't think that's what Embark needs right now. They need a hard hitter.
So like,
the only thing that's going to be generic enough to hit is finals.
So we've been getting some comments on our Around the Arena episode where we talked about Arc Raiders and Marathon a bit, and people are essentially, you have like two ends of the spectrum. You have two people that are like, yeah, I want the game to have like a level locking, which is kind of where we are, where like it should have gear score or level locking or something to make it more approachable for players that are new to the game. And then you have the people who are like, oh, well, half the fun is like being up against the odds and like basically uphill fighting and like, trying to get the jump on some juice team or third partying basically and stealing all their loot. And I'm like, the problem is like entering a game as a new player or somebody that doesn't commit a lot of time to a game and being at a significant disadvantage, like it's just known, like you're going into it at a disadvantage. It doesn't matter the game at all. If you just know like the odds are on paper you're supposed to get slammed, people don't want to play that. I mean, there are people who do, but the majority of people don't want to play that.
This is a bad spot for teams.
Yeah, this is not good.
This is it. They have this last
2v1.
It's over.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. All right,
Wow.
Team Diss, see you out of the tournament. Just like that.
And our boys. And you know what? I think their biggest mistake was not going double medium.
I agree.
That was the strongest comp.
Yeah, they really just never had control of the cash out and felt like they were like locking it down at all. It felt like they just
I know, which
really
is what they were
struggled.
great at on other maps in their double medium.
Yeah.
Each other in the face, do the emotes, and just kind of celebrate because they definitely earned that win.
All right, so we're gonna see Team Diff versus Bricked now. That's gonna be.
It's funny too because people in the chat are saying, "Oh yeah, teams are really struggling to retake when AHS literally retook like 40 times."
Oh yeah. I'm sorry about the retake. I mean, that's just part of the game. I mean, that's like seeing teams are struggling to retake in Counter-Strike or the final, or not the final. Sorry, Valorant. Like, that's part of the game, man.
Quick 3-0, easy feels strong, man. Rain time feels okay, man.
Yep. So we're gonna have Bricked versus Team Diff. AHS is gonna move on to Grand Finals.
In terms of damage.
Yeah, me either. And I just,
So
I'm always
that's what we got.
We're in a good spot. I'm excited. I'm really, really excited. We got some good games coming up.
And I think that's just the most important thing that he does, because I watch him and then he's like immediately inside of a building and then he's taking some fire and then he's immediately out of that building in a safe spot. So for people that are trying to learn how to play light, I think that is definitely somebody to watch, to follow, to learn.
Chat, for those of you who are new here, just want to let you know we are multi-streaming now over on Twitch. So if you prefer the Twitch experience, check us out, twitch.tv/thefinalscentral. If you're in our Discord, apologies for all the pings last night. That's us trying to figure out multi-streaming and getting it set up, but we're good. We're there now. So check that out. Drop us a follow over there. We'll be streaming here on both platforms from now on. What other announcements do we have going on? If you're in the Discord, community tournament possibly next weekend, right? That's something we're talking about doing. Need to get it fleshed out, but get a chance at some multi-bucks, which will be pretty sweet for you. Yeah. What's up, Nightmare? Thanks for the follow. Much appreciated.
Troubling kind of.
What is going on?
It's a time sink. You either have
shit 30 followers. I think
I just want to see.
That's 30. That's 30 over there. So
team.
yeah. Anyways, if you are a member of the Discord, expect probably a community tournament tomorrow, or not tomorrow. Sorry, next weekend. We'll have more details coming up this week for you on that. But you'll be able to get teams together. It will be teams of 3, of course. So it's gonna be cash out.
I think Monaco could actually
Go ahead and start talking to your homies. Get them in there.
Because it provides everything they need and everything they've been trying
to figure out how to make this.
It has incredibly long angles for T-mills and spawns to work
on.
It has incredibly tight movement, and it also has a lot of verticality, especially in some of those buildings. And the thing about having a sledge on your team is it's not just the
fix this.
But remind me to make a logo for the
nice
tournament.
that, in your face,
we can put it on the stream overlay.
But the big thing that I think gets overlooked is that it essentially functions as a DMAT in a lot of ways. Like you don't have to have.
How do
you have the
you
ability to move through walls without dropping a
set like a
C4,
stream
and that
label
unlocks so
to
much
never change
potential
size?
for your heavy because he no longer needs the medium to unlock all the movement for him. He can kind of move by himself a little bit. And
Yeah,
you
looks
see
like
that
we're
a
moving
lot. We've seen that
into.
from Llama quite often.
Oh, is this a best of 5?
Oh, wait, hold on. I thought it was a best of 3.
I thought it was a best of 3. This is a best of 5. Never mind. We're still in this.
All right, guys, never mind. Team Diz still has a chance. It's going to
Yeah,
be coming
the
back
reverse
from,
sweep could happen.
We're going to be coming back from pretty far, but it's
Yeah.
possible. Monaco, I forgot.
I forgot it was a best of 5. Okay, I was like, this is gonna be a quick stream today.
Right.
Guys, if you're a fan of Team Diz, they need
Already
some
getting
love in the
beamed.
chat
This might be their
as
map,
AJ
though.
Wimbledon
I'm hoping they
takes
switch to
a
double
lot
medium
of
here.
damage, bringing him down to 3 HP.
No, they're still doing
No,
like
still
medium
1-1-1,
heavy.
shockingly.
Shots off at
Wow.
long range, and he is just dealing a little bit of tickle damage to all of Team Diz. Watching now as Lasagna spots somebody out as well, and these people are doing a lot of damage from this rooftop fight. A lot of times on Monaco, these rooftop battles just go on and on with people just kind of not taking a lot of damage. But it seems
This
like
is it, though.
Lasagna
This is all the marbles.
and
If
AJ Wimbledon
AHS
are
gets
really
this,
kind of fighting
they're
for
knocked out.
openings, and it's perfect for them. They are now deciding to not continue this battle. They want to take the vault. They want to let it go.
Interesting
And
DMAT.
a weird DMAT there. Not sure what their plan is, but it seems like there are some
Very
options
interesting
on
DMAT
the
there.
field. So they have some plan, they have some strategy, and Walt, we're going to find out real quick what that strategy is.
Yeah, right now I think the real question is just.
So they're taking it A, and Team Diz has a pretty good spot here. I mean, they're on the ruse. AHS is kind of moving between. They're quite split up.
You don't want to commit
They can
because
make a lot
this is
happen
such a
here.
Commanding position. It is such a high ground advantage, but also those angled roofs allow you to just get a very easy jump pad.
Interesting dash going under them.
Aggressively now because they've
A little
been
unsure
tired
what
of
the plan
waiting.
is.
Slothia on the high
Absolutely.
ground
Trying to get
is already
behind. The heavy
flying,
got
but
taken
in the
out.
background looking for a backstab.
Nullified the heavy. Hold on.
Fire Llama's out of the fight for 4 seconds. His teammate's been wiped, but Uni is down on the way.
That's just not enough.
Lasagna and Slothy.
Oh.
Slothy is back up. He got revived. He's on half health as they get.
Luckily, this fight currently is kind of just a Nambo, like, you got the vault sitting in the middle of the street currently. It's
They're just
kind of
wasting
equally
time.
between A and B, so, you know, no matter really the outcome. Well, I take that back. Now it's already on A. They had a gateway set up there. It was pretty
Not
quick.
a small chunk of time at all.
Oh my God.
Now as that cash out just gets completely winched out into the open.
They need to get
because
on
you don't
church
know
here
that it's a great
ASAP.
strategy
Yeah.
to do. You don't want to have the cash out in close quarters area if you
Got the
can
launch pad
avoid
there
it.
for
And
him.
now they have the perfect setup.
Problem is they're gonna be
on
running
top
right
of
into
this
team.
cathedral. They
Or
can
never mind.
see the cash out from every vantage
No,
point
you're
on
right.
top of the
They're
enemy
not
team
too
as
far
they
off.
make their push, and there
They
are
need to get a
options
pick
to
here.
battle it out
If they can get a little
hours
bit of
as they
momentum.
engage on top
Their
of
problem
the
is they just all get so
cash out
low.
I think they're gonna
Yeah.
tunnel vision on Uni and get burned for it. I'm calling it right now. They're gonna see him on top of that building right there to the straight ahead. Oh, never mind.
Already.
They're gonna drop. They're gonna give up the high ground. That's one pick.
There's a nice little bonk off of Llama. He gets one of them down.
That's
Can he
two,
chase
and
the
now
second one?
Uni's gonna have to come
Wow.
in and
He
basically
pops
wipe.
off with the pike. He's chasing
Ah.
it down, and they have a team.
Team
wipe.
Div might have
Team
downloaded
Div, are
AHS,
you
man.
alive
Hey, what's up,
now?
Sov? How's
Is
it
this
going?
gonna be where
Welcome to the
everything
stream.
turns around?
Hey, how's it going, brother?
We're seeing
Nice to
exactly
see you.
what we need. This church is so difficult to fight in if you're trying to play that medium
Yeah.
lane because you're either
They're
right up at
they
somebody's
might have
face
gotten
or
downloaded
have
there. They were
super long
so
range to hit
just
you. And again, everything
like
on
fish
Team
out of
Diz
water
kit,
right
there's no
there. It was
Cerberus,
crazy.
Yeah.
It's the pike, it's the sledge, and it's that XP50.
I mean, that was a really good DMAT of T-Mills too, because that's how they spotted them.
Insane DMAT.
And you know, they were about to be in probably a bad position if HS came up and snuck up behind them on the high ground. But
Absolutely.
that DMAT giving them visual and basically being able to beam from the high ground you would start with just puts
Oh,
them in
this is such
such
an
a
early
bad
pick.
spot.
This is such an early pick if they get this off.
Yeah. Slothy gets out of there, it looks like.
All the way to the ground. They aren't able to actually unlodge
He's hiding.
Team Diff from the high
They
ground.
need to
Now
try to
they
get
have
this.
turn the
He-
rise
oh,
towards
he's
the
healing
cash
now.
out. Uni spawns, drops down, but the steal has begun. Slothy is on the ground.
Oh, there goes Slothy. Uh-oh.
All their time, I think.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not enough time
Great.
either for the steal.
Yeah, insane plays on
You just need to
DJ.
wipe here. You need to wipe here.
Wimbledon, but he can't do anything. He gets away. That nullifier keeping him alive for the brief moment, but the cash out is over. A mutual.
Okay,
Yep,
there's the
and they
wipe.
slowed him down.
With the
Perfect.
RPG is going to clean out that fight.
They'll be
but
back up
Team
before
Div going up
they're
one
even
cash out
moving.
so far.
Yep.
This is great here.
Yeah, that was interesting. Even though they got
Not a
nullified
faraway
and
cash
wiped
box.
out,
It's only 100
it
meters.
seemed like Team Div are
Curious to see
very
where they
different
spawn.
now
I've
than
noticed on Monaco,
previously. I mean, look at
especially,
this, it seems like after hours,
a lot of the
we've
time
only
you
got
can get
3
really
kills
far
in our
spawns.
game.
Like this is
And
one of those
I
maps where
think
you can just
those
get
other
absolutely
big
screwed with
damage
like a
as well, and I
250
think that
meter
there's some
spawn.
Yeah, absolutely.
after hours that basically, or I'm sorry,
They're already
teams
hitting
that
it.
have that entirely to themselves.
Let's see.
Slothy now, RPG in hand, moving over to spawns as they're jumping
Yeah,
around
they're about
inside that
150.
cathedral. But yeah,
Not too
things
bad.
kinda slowed a little bit
I mean, the
down.
good thing is they really did
Watching
just
as
spawn right on
next
top of
program
church,
comes
but
Again,
just
a
kind of
lot
depends
monitoring, especially on maps
what
that are
angles they
this
have.
large and that have such
Yeah,
a
they have a
range.
screenshot to
We've
sheet.
seen this a lot on
So
mobile
this
construction as
this
well.
site in
Once it's been
particular,
set up
this was going to be
on the
interesting.
area,
This is a really, really easy site to defend, I feel like.
Yeah, and it's very much a power position. It's inside the building.
very much the
I don't even
Yeah.
think it's in the attic, right? It's 2 floors down, so you've got to
Yeah.
either blow up or demat through 2 sources between the roof and the ceiling of the attic. Or you have to jump through the windows, which are very tight, basically a giant choke point. Yeah, that's going to be a bit complicated to get through, but we'll see.
Doesn't have a lot of damage on AHS right now. Team Day is definitely
Spawn is being held. XP54 is just out of range, honestly.
This is what I'm talking about, though. They're just able to hold them off so easily. It's very hard to get into this.
They've got that
position.
sledge too. Now the only thing is, you know, I mean, we've seen T Mills obviously fry with the pike, but this point is the one that's going to be really difficult to play with.
I agree.
And
And they've already wasted quite a lot of time.
Yeah.
They really only have one push here.
I mean, this is where you want spawns to be honestly be on.
Hold on. Couldn't get the connect on that. Someone's behind him.
Yeah, as he's getting ran down by the heavy, and just like I said, I mean, the pike just
Wait,
is not
hold on,
good in
hold
that
on.
situation.
2v1,
but Llama is dead.
Still alive.
No,
Man.
he can't. It is just a death after death. Everybody is dying inside this roof, and the battle just continues.
It's unfortunate.
There's one person left on Team Dit. He is being chased down,
Yeah.
and there is the team.
Yeah, that
So-
right there is where you probably wanted spawns to be on medium with the Cerberus. It would have helped a lot more.
Very nice play.
Yeah,
So-
I agree.
They continue to go from strength to strength, and look at the kill steal.
Yeah, outside cash outs on Monaco
Because
are
it is
crazy.
all on
Yeah.
Uni right now. Has as much damage as has more damage than his entire team.
Especially because this map really is like super condensed right in the center, kind of like inside parts of the map, and then you get to the outside and it's just open like nature, like park areas, and I mean even then they're just spawned in, and look at this, they're already getting just beamed. So this is a really bad spot, especially in Monaco. You always spawn on the ground, so if someone has a good angle, you just cannot get up to the rooftops. It's essential to be constantly on the rooftops in this map.
Yep, this is where we're gonna find out if the Team Dit can come back and maybe do a reverse sweep on this, but hey, it's all gonna come down to this cash out. Llama getting some damage chipped away at him because he's making a move very open and very exposed. Not really what I would do, and it's forced him to kind of slow down when he's having to stay behind.
Teamos really hasn't gotten a lot of value out of this pike this game, which is unfortunate because this is the map to do it.
Now as Spawns dances around, trying to spot people out on top of that roof. That XP dealing some decent damage from range, but really not enough to kind of complete a kill on anybody. Watching now as this is kind of a typical rooftop battle. Spawns has to get the hell out of there. He's very low and trying to find a reset. I'm really impressed because these
Yeah, they're just holding power positions. This is
Yeah,
gonna be hard.
they're just getting held from range. I mean, Spawns takes the zip line. He's basically making a death wish.
All three of them. I don't even.
Doesn't look like he's going to. I don't really know where you go with him right now. I mean, he's just being a light with the
can't go
XP.
anywhere.
There's just kind of nowhere to go.
You go to 3 and you're just gonna get beamed. I mean, the team's just watching. This is the thing I'm talking about, where you're just people hold the right roof and you cannot get past them in a lot of scenarios.
Yeah.
It's really hard. Looks like they're moving though. If they can take church, they got a pretty free connect to B, so they can't hold them off here. They're gonna have to loot probably left side of the map.
Between Lasagna running that F car and Uni on his XP, they want to combat the long range damage that Team Dit are using right now with the pike, with that XP as well. They want to be able to match that energy, especially on a map with sight lines as long.
I feel like you can tell, unfortunately, that Team Day is a little scared.
I think both
They're
teams are
playing a lot
playing.
more
I mean, good on Team did at least have some not maturity, but some strategy behind the fact that they're realizing that they can't just force themselves into a fight and wipe here, because it's going to put them in such a bad position, which I feel like is Monaco. Like, it's kind of Monaco, I would argue, is the hardest map to retake any cash out on.
peek
So,
their heads out just for a second. But yeah,
I
now
kind of
they
like
are
this play out
traveling
of them where they're
off the
playing
side,
slow
right
and
into the first area. They're gonna grab that
methodical.
vault, but we are watching
I
You know?
agree, but
all
unfortunately, they're
set up
not really in a
great
position to
formation,
make these sort of
ready to
calls.
spot out anybody
Well, it's
that comes
1-to-1
over.
currently. I mean, the box is now being moved, so that's gonna put some pressure on Did. They're gonna have to like really kind of force a fight here in a minute. But
that is a mean angle.
at the moment, it's currently 1-to-1. It could go to time. I mean, we're at 10.5 minutes left, which sounds like a lot, but if at the playstyle they're at now, I think they've been burning probably 5 minutes almost at this kind of idle state, trying to decide on who's going to force the first fight.
We might get, and yeah, we're gonna.
Yeah, that's a wipe on T-Mills. Got absolutely beamed by the F car.
He's gonna get the corner rounded by Spawns, finishing him off.
This is a problem that we've been running into with this matchup, is they will get the wipe, they'll put the cash box in, and they will immediately get dominated by AHS. So even though they get the wipe here, it's just not enough. They are not able to hold this position. If they can hold this, we might be able to make it. They need to download AHS here, and they just haven't been able to. So I'm hoping that they somehow make something happen. However, where the cash box is not ideal. They're going to get beamed from church. They're going to get beamed from a ton of other roofs.
Yeah, Uni's already taking a lot of damage. He's separated from his team. He's trying to reconnect with them, but I mean, they've already taken a gateway. Like, Uni's now 1v1ing.
Needs to win this.
Yeah, he's got to win this fight here. He's got 2 people also under him. Like,
hold on, we got 1 pick.
Spotting them from the rooftop,
wow.
dealing any damage that he can, bouncing in and out, chasing.
Needs to turn
he has
around.
no idea he's being shot in the back right now.
Needs help. He's gonna get 2 free kills here.
Just a sliver of HP.
Oh no!
Oh my God, Uni.
Hank is cleaning it up. Uh-oh.
But there he goes. He has gone down, and a res gone off as well from after hours. 2 people
this is
up
crazy.
both sides, and they're going to try and reset and maybe find a kill. But
getting the res here.
Going off in hand. Slothy trying to chase them down. And
it's crazy. Oh,
they got it off.
Back to a 3v3.
This is crazy. They're wasting time.
Lasagna going for the long res there actually gets that onto Uni. That's huge, but he immediately goes down. Llama takes him out.
Oh my God, this is bad for HS. That's the wipe on HS. That's it, I think.
We're going to game 4. We're going to game 4. We're going to
Team Dip puts a point probably on the board. I mean, I guess there's one more chance for a touch, but the odds are super low. Team Dip, I think, is going to put a map on the board, and the chance of a reverse sweep is here.
It's possible. We don't know what the next 2 maps are going to be, but who knows? We might get Assist Horizon, which is Team Diz's best map by a long shot.
Chat, you heard it. It's now
this is going to be interesting.
We're gonna watch.
They don't have enough time. They need to push right now.
Yeah, they basically have to go right now. They're going to drop the dome shield. They're going to go for this.
They can get it if they
hold on.
Right now, trying to body block every
there's the yep. There's the glitch nade. That's the cleanup.
Yeah.
That sledge comes in huge there too in those scenarios.
Going to game 4.
Guys, we are not done yet, as Team Dit has just shown us that they
are
ready to bring it to us.
Yeah, that's insane.
Oh yeah, that is what we want to see. Team Dit punching it through, keeping the series alive, not going quietly into
that was an insane map.
Their hopes
I mean, they went from nothing to everything. That was crazy.
Absolutely.
So much to break down. We've seen
open space cash outs generally aren't enjoyable near map borders. It's been, yeah, it should be one or the other only. I agree.
Yeah, Assist Horizon seems to be a constant between a lot of teams. It's just Team Dip in particular. They run that double medium comp, and they are menaces. No one has retaked on them. It's insane.
Yeah. But we haven't seen it today, which is kind of shocking.
I don't know what's going on. I'm wondering if it's the map, maybe. I mean, I know Monaco especially, movement's pretty essential. Same with Bernal. Movement is everything on that map, so maybe having that light is important.
Right.
But Sis Horizon, there's so many jump pads all around that you can get away with that sort of comp.
There is a reason that they're here. There's a reason that
it's certainly possible we can see the double medium come out again. I mean, it's certainly working for them, but it's close where I don't know if I want to take the chance running light into this again.
No, I think on this one they start bunkering down. They pull out the Serb Pike Sledge combo. They get the cash out as fast as possible, like bank it, and then they just run bunker, triple goo, mesh shield, and or dome shield, and just bunker over it. Because that's what got them a lot of success yesterday. I mean, that's what made them look so dominant. So.
I'm sorry.
They were putting 1-1-1 teams in shambles, dude. I mean,
oh, absolutely, yeah.
Life happens. Okay. It's a vacation house. You know, they have two vacation houses. They like their own spots. I don't know why you're judging, you know? Come on.
What I think here is that, you know, Grandma obviously is an After Hours fan and Grandpa is a Div fan, just given the fact that that's where those cash outs went. But regardless, Jerry, you and I were watching that from the back lines, and I gotta say, Skyway Stadium did not give us enough action in the sense that everything that we learned and could take from Skyway completely got rewritten on Bernal.
Yeah,
is there a chance to run double heavy though? I don't know.
We were sitting here just like.
I mean, I think it's doable, but I think
such a back and forth.
It's hard to say, to be honest, because the meta's been changing literally all weekend. So honestly, I don't even know if I want to say that it's not possible at this point.
I just want to kind of zone in on the fact that
I think medium gives them the burst and a little more utility for stalling, preventing the cash out. I mean, you do have satchel charges, but DMAT, I would argue, is stronger than satchel, because satchel leaves behind a giant hole that people can shoot through, which we saw that happen with Make-A-Wish and Bricked earlier today. So
the specializations, while gadgets are great on heavy, the specialization differentials is just not there. I mean, a lot of teams aren't running mesh wall. It's not worth running with the sledgehammer and you know, a ton of other stuff. It really is just medium. The heel beam, the DMAT are great specializations. There's a ton of great gadgets on there, so running the double medium, I think, is just a better pick. It's more value. It helps support the heavy way more. If you have one medium and two heavies, I think there's just not enough movement going around.
Indoors, gradually, they would
a lot of people get boxed
and then kite away, forcing AHS to chase them. And that's where the sledge comes in. That's where the pike even does a bit more in sort of close range than you can expect the F-car to do if you're hitting your shots. So yeah, it's kind of turned on its head in a very odd way. And I'm looking forward to Sis and Vegas, because AHS have played this ban phase really well. They've managed to get out Fortune Stadium in the ban phase, which is where Deer would have expected to pick up a map. It's been their best map throughout all season.
I would love to see the series go to map 5.
Not the start of this.
I would too, honestly, for the thrill of it.
I'm
with it.
That we're going to see a 3-1.
I love seeing a good competitive series.
I think so as well. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that the way that they're placing these fights, that Dia is placing these fights around the sledgehammer, it's kind of everything. And when we look at Bernal, right, Team Dia had no defensive structure on Bernal. They started both cash outs on Bernal, but they didn't finish either of them because AHS were able to get in. But like you said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? And so with AHS, when they swapped the F-car, it helped them a lot on Grandma's house, like you were alluding to, saying that, you know, it was those longer range engagements they were able to get it, but that was the only cash out where they had the longer range engagements. But the other thing is that Dia kind of realized that they had to change up what their defensive structure looked like. And so with Llama, what he did on the first one inside Cathedral, he actually threw the cash out into the street. He did the same thing at Construction/Grandpa's house as well, where you know that you have to force the team fight indoors, but make sure that the pressure is still on the outside, because you have those two stages of, do we just force the seal? Well, you can't force the seal, it's out in the middle of nowhere. You have to force the team fight. But forcing the team fight in an unfavorable position indoors, where at first it was like, hey, T-Mills, you know, indoors with a pike, kind of scary. But that thing has been chunking for T-Mills, which, by the way, playing on controller.
Oh my god, he's playing on controller
so far, Ardy. And
with the pike.
We're going to have the game joining soon, so I'm just going to make a slight adjustment to my prediction
actually
here. We are heading to Sis Horizon.
Probably makes sense, honestly.
Team are really good here, especially.
I guess Nemesis.
So maybe it goes to 5 maps after all.
Maybe so, but without further ado, thank you for
having me. Can you change FOV on console with on the finals?
Jump into
I think so.
Horizon.
Oh, we're in.
Wow, it's already kicking off there in it, and we are
ready
to battle. We're watching.
So we're on Sis Horizon.
Taking a little bit of damage right on it. Jumping
D-Mills picking lasagna straight out of the sky. Absolutely
still doing light. Not doing double medium here.
Yeah, that's a choice. I mean, I think it's just a matter of comfortability at this point. God, jeez.
T-Mills is insane, dude.
See ya, Uni.
One more person remaining on After Hours, and they did just get a res, so it's lasagna.
Yeah, and they're gonna run that A.
Back up, and it is just Uni that is down.
I do like the play of trying to quickly put it in the cash box.
And run away and get it started at cash out.
Leaving the heavy and the medium behind is an interesting choice.
Tell me about it. Yep. Real G's moving silence like lasagna. Yes, sir.
Team Dit starting a
That's crazy.
very quick cash out.
Dude, T Mills single-handedly is just a machine, man. He carries Team Diff so hard. I mean, Llama's also incredible, so is Spawns, but just like T Mills and his Pike gameplay is insane.
Yeah.
Already into the
That was
midst
a
of the
machine.
battle, as again, like you said, Team Diff control of this. The real question is, have we seen any shaken up in terms of what people are running? Lasagna is back on his Cerberus, so we are going to see them be back on what worked previously. It obviously didn't work last match, so let's
Don't
see
forget
if it
about
works
Y-axis
back
reset
to
on
what we
controller
were
for
before.
zero recoil.
Yeah,
I do not know
Lasagna
much controller or any controller tech. I play on mouse and keyboard, so
Trying to now stay away from
what I'm learning is I need to
Llama,
do some
and
research.
sadly gets
Llama's
bumped.
got an
Floppy
insane
and
kill.
Lasagna
Yeah,
are
he did.
all down to just Uni. He's at 58
Hold on.
HP. Can
That's
he
a
get
wipe.
kill?
Oh my
No.
wipe on AHS.
Sadly, unable to get anything going. After Hours has 0 kills. Are you kidding
Wow,
me?
look at that
What
damage,
the heck
too.
is
I was gonna
happening?
say, more importantly, After Hours
Well,
has 2 people
Jerry
not
might be right.
even
That's
over
why we
100
bring those guys
damage.
in. We love their expert opinions because
They haven't even played the
really
game and
had
they've died twice.
for what was gonna work here.
This might be
And I
one of
have
those
to agree,
games I
think
remember
this
last
Horizon just
yesterday.
suits Team
There was a
Div
game
really
where
well.
people
I
got
think
no
this is a
damage,
fantastic
no
map
kills,
for
no
them.
nothing.
We're seeing
Yep.
that play out
It
right
was
now.
rough.
They have
This
these
might be the
angles,
momentum they
lines, know
need,
how to play
and
on
they might take it
so
home.
we have to see if After Hours can get the feed on them. Now, it's not over yet. We saw this first match on Skyway. They went down one cash out, they clapped back, and they brought it in with 2 straight cash outs to close up map number 1. So it's obviously not over for them. But they have to figure something out as they're pushing in.
They're going to go for the connect. They're playing a little far off.
They are.
Going for it. They need to interrupt it now.
On with Slothy. The teams are a little separated, but Llama
Yeah,
in
they
the
got
midst
him off
the
of
fray
it at
already.
least.
Gonna wipe one, gets taken out in return.
Wow.
D Mills just holding up top on the heavy angle. Yep, that's it.
Oh my gosh.
Melts him again in return.
Yeah, glitch nade. You can drop dome shields all you want, but glitch nade comes in and lands on top of it and just
that was played
cuts it off.
perfectly.
Nothing
The
you can do.
timing is especially just their light player coming around and just finding it. And yeah, Spawns, he immediately
Oof,
like
Slothy,
went to the
84
left of that
damage
map
still.
and then came around and just had the perfect vantage point. Really cool
This
to
is
see.
not
Yeah,
looking great
this
for
team
them.
is playing
No, it's not.
perfectly, basically. Lasagna is the only person with a kill.
We're going to see where the cash box spawns and then where they can depot it.
Because this is not what we saw in any of the maps so far.
Yeah, very surprising from them right now. I mean, not surprising, but it is a definitely.
Oh man,
definite
Uni getting
switch
picked off
in
on the
offense
way.
from those first 2 maps. Team
But no, Uni
Whoa,
got the pick.
yeah.
Wait, what am I talking about? Never
Yeah,
mind.
what a
very
crazy.
aggressive,
They
very
got the
aggressive
revive
there.
off.
Llama is there to
Looks
back
like
his
he's
team
holding
up.
it. They might
Slapping
be
down
able
one,
to-
Slaps the second, looking for the third. Can he finish it off?
This
It's
might be a
1
wipe
versus
on
1
Team
Spawn
this side.
versus Uni.
Is it a 1v1 right now? I think it's a 1v1. Light versus light. Oh no, he didn't see it. That's just bad timing.
Uni wraps this up, puts a bow on it.
Not
Good night,
a
Team
horrible
Div.
situation, though.
All right, here
No,
we go.
I mean,
Maybe this is
if you're
where
gonna wipe,
After
that's
Hours
not the worst
falls
place to do it.
This is a perfect
Arguably the
opportunity
best.
for them to kind of pivot.
They haven't even
just had
depoted
the
yet. They're
great
still about
cleanup
50
by
meters
Uni.
away.
They're gonna get the reses into
And
the
Yeah.
Team
this
Div's
cash
going to be
out
in
three
before they even
and cash out
deposit.
B. Cash out B is probably one of my favorites in this entire map, mainly because it has so much potential to just bring this cash out to
Yeah,
the
they're already
corner
up.
of the
Yep,
map.
they're up.
Why is that
If
so
they play
important?
quick enough, they could get to
Because you
They'll probably
really
get
good
2 or
hits.
3 pushes out of this, depending on how fast they get there.
place that Team Deck could
So this look like they
so
spawned
it is
a
very strong
ways
cash
out
out.
though.
And
Oh,
really
it took a
don't think so.
gateway.
You gotta
I don't know where that
You
gateway
have to
went, but yeah.
remember the jump pads
entire
and
cash
the
out.
insane
But
ways
I
of
take that
gatewaying
now
around.
as
Yeah, that
we
is
are
true.
watching them as they bounce back
They have
in.
a great
Jab through
angle
the
coming
wall.
up right
They
here.
are trying to
Yeah,
look
this
for
is
anybody, but
really
they are
good
not
positioning.
spotting
This is
anybody
gonna be
from After
insane.
Hours just yet. After Hours is
They need
directly
to keep
below
this.
them, but they don't know that just yet. They still think that they might be a little bit behind them. They're throwing some gas, trying to really just spot them out.
Wow, how interesting. A
Prepare for
keybind
this
to
battle.
make
I think
your
it's all about to
crosshair
flash in
stay
just a
perfectly
second, as there's an
horizontal.
APS turret down there. I think they heard
And just
After
spam
Hours
it.
right below them, and
That's
they're just ready to
crazy.
get into this waltz. But we're watching them as they go ahead.
Llama playing very, very
Eating up a
separated
lot of
from
time
this
here. They
team.
need to
Like
do
you said,
something.
He's off all the way on the ground floor, separating actually.
Yeah, it
pulls
looks
those guys
like-
into the middle of nowhere.
Looks like Llama's pulling the box out into the open, which for retake is a little interesting on this map.
So trying something
Mills
a
is
little
in
bit
a
different.
great
Team Mills spots
spot.
the enemy team. They now know exactly where they are.
Mills got some
Backing
good
up
damage
Llama,
in.
backing
That's
Spawns. He has to
Llama
drop down.
falling
Llama has
though,
to go
actually.
three
They're all
versus
low.
two as Team Mills looks to finish off. He has
Yeah,
the
it's
high ground
2v3.
advantage.
Lasagna one shot. No, Spawns dies. That's it. That's this is a wipe.
Llama by himself cannot do
Ooh.
anything, and that's a quick wipe.
Yeah, I don't know if pulling the cash box out and open like that was what the optimal play is for retake. I think if you're holding it and you already have it captured, that's fine. But
The third cash out.
doing that as a
Agreed.
retake was a choice, I would say.
Only time you want to do something like that is if you're, pulling it off a ledge or something to get it into a corner, some sort of thing to give you an. Oh, what's up, Soul?
Exactly what you want.
Solvax was good.
Dude, the gamers are gaming. You're coming into actually an incredible game between AHS and Team Div, best of 5. They were about to lose it, and Team Div came out of nowhere, and we're now on game 4. Could possibly be going to game 5.
Watching now as Lasagna demats through the wall, following up with his
Yeah, we are looking at potential of a reverse sweep. It was 2-0, now it's 2-1. So,
and it's anyone's game right now.
Yeah.
Team Div's on the box, and they're holding D, and their other option, I think, is C behind them. So they're in a good spot here. They're holding it down. They want to fight to come to them.
When we were watching
I'm with it.
Gamers matchups, it's so important knowing where your team is, and sometimes
haven't seen this sort of strategy taken in the past 2 days. So this is interesting to see. A lot of people just go head on, take the fight to the box, and play it out, but they're holding down. And it looks like they're rotating D. I'm wondering if they're going to be able to get the rotate off.
I don't know if they know that AHS is over there at D.
This is a great angle for AHS, but they're not taking advantage of it at all.
They're going to rotate at C, actually.
To the wrong part of the map. It just
AHS looks like they're starting. Yep, okay, they're moving here.
Hold on, they're split up.
Yeah, they are. Uni's here. Uni's here for the assist now. Yeah, Llama just got kind of caught with his pants down.
Oh, this is not good.
Hold on. This is a wipe.
Yeah,
that's a wipe right there.
Yeah, that's rough.
Llama, they kind of broke apart, and Llama just got caught with his pants down. That was just kind of it.
It's getting tense in here. Waltz, my heart.
This is not looking good. See, this point in particular is really, really, really hard to break.
Yes.
Really, really hard. I can't tell you how many times we've been in this match ourselves, and
chat, I've seen a lot of you rooting
it's
for
rough.
them in chat.
It's really rough.
I hope that this is going to continue on for your
Yeah,
sake,
normal
for
multi-scene
mine
cash
as
out,
well.
it's a little different story because I feel like there's so many third parties that happen on this point, but in 1v1 like this, it's
hard.
It's rough.
Yeah, look, they're already getting held.
Yeah,
and
I mean, and they get a free high ground up there. I mean, that's a glitch on the Uni, but
if
I don't
get
really.
the kill on Hank here,
Yeah, I don't really understand the whole let's just throw a glitch just cause. I don't know if it's for
light mentality, man.
Yeah, I was like, is it light mentality? Is it for intel?
They might not have to
There's a
on this.
DMAT. It looks like satchel charge instead. So it's gonna put a hole in the ceiling.
Kill, get the kill. They can clean this up. This is possible.
2v2 currently. 2v2.
Hank's low. Hank's incredibly low.
Yeah, Uni in a bad position, honestly. That's Uni down. Slothy's all that's left. 2v1 against Slothy. Spawns looks like he's like 1 HP. Yeah, Spawns is going for the steal. That's the res right in front of him. Oh no, right in his face.
That's it, I think.
That is it.
We're going to
map 5. Yeah, map 5.
But instead, he just barely is up in time. The milliseconds there. Milliseconds, Rio. If he'd been there a second earlier, it would have been over for Team Div, but instead they win
That
this
is
fight.
so unfortunate to see a hard resed heavy right in your face to basically win the map.
To get that res off, and it's so unfortunate he wasn't able to get that kill on the zip line. I mean, the other light was literally 1 health. That was so unfortunate. Yeah, no time.
Yeah, no time. I don't even think that they dive on it. They got time. I think they got a far spawn. It even looks like.
No, they don't have any time.
No,
they didn't have any
that's
time
over.
to be spawned in.
Wow, Team Div with the potential of a reverse sweep is crazy. I think that's our first reverse sweep we've seen so far, like in this entire tournament, potentially. So we'll see if they can
I
pull
mean,
it off.
we really thought they were falling from grace, but no, they said not today.
Yeah.
Not today.
These teams are incredibly closely matched. Incredible matches from them.
In terms of lower bracket, I think we just have 4 teams in total left. I think this is winners currently.
We have 3. Team.
Yes, but I meant like as of today, we had 4 games.
Yeah, we can check out the bracket real quick.
This is the top bracket game. We have the lower bracket game next, and then after that, I think we're moving on to the finals. No.
Yeah, that's correct. So Team Bricked did 2-1. They started us off today, knocking out Make-A-Wish Foundation 2-1. Bricked is going to play the winner of this series. And then the winner of that series will play the winner of this series. Or sorry, Bricks is going to play the loser of this series. The winner of that series will play the winner of this series in the grand final, which will be best of 7.
And then, so yeah, we'll have 2 more games in the finals.
Yep. But lots of games to go.
So depending on who won against Brick, it was Make-A-Wish, right? So Make-A-Wish is going to play whoever wins.
No. Brick knocked out Make-A-Wish.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So who's playing the winner of this?
I'm not a pro,
Bricked.
but I'm still just amazed.
Oh, okay,
that,
Bricked. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see this game. This game's gonna be
I
crazy.
knew everything in, and yeah, I'm still surprised.
This is map 5. Loser of this series goes down and plays Bricked. Winner of that series will play in the grand final against the winner of this series.
Where like the
You mind sending me the
yeah,
I got you.
It just ripples out. So yeah, I'm loving this. We're gonna have one.
This is a
more
crazy
map.
set of games, man.
What are your thoughts, Waltz? Who's gonna? Do you have an idea of who's gonna take it? I don't even want to make a prediction because it's so close in my head. But what do you think?
Well, so the casters all made predictions before things started. We had a bracket that we put together, and I'll be honest, I'll brag a little bit. Mine is the most accurate so far.
Of course.
I have after hours.
If you want the bracket as well, it does come up from Nightbot here and there, but here you go. That is the current bracket, up to date with the map counts. You can check that out if you want.
But they seem to be really strong. The momentum is in Team Diz favor. But I feel like if Lasagna can put it together in this next match, we could see After Hours take it. So it's really hard to predict. I think I'm going to predict a Team Div victory just because the momentum's in their favor. But, it is so hard to call. What about you?
It's an incredible set of games.
I mean, I'm rooting for Team Div. I'd love to see a reverse sweep. I think that they kind of came back and really showed us why we're here. And I mean, just everybody on that team is so well-rounded. Yeah, I believe that the last map is Vegas. So does this kind of lend more towards Llama and the sledge? There's a lot of really open areas, but at the same time,
I'm gonna run the restroom real quick before we get started on this one, I think.
I don't know. This is why I love it, because like through a lot of the matches, I could kind of have a prediction in my head, and I'm
turn mine
right
off for a
50% of the time.
We're back.
Waltz is a little more correct, but you know, it's definitely just awesome. This is why we're here. This is why we've spent so many hours leading up to today. And
I really don't know how to feel. I mean, these next couple of games are going to be crazy.
I do think Vegas is a match that's actually going to favor After Hours a little bit here. Obviously,
we're going to Vegas.
You're going to love Vegas. But
we're going to Vegas.
The key is that T-Mills has not switched off of the pike.
We're going to Vegas.
Cerberus at all.
This is going to be crazy. Vegas is a crazy game.
Have a chance here, but he's been so committed to that pike.
I can't believe we're going to Vegas.
Just going to struggle in Vegas a bit. Now, obviously, if you can get onto that high ground,
I don't. Yeah, I mean, they make a great point. I don't think Pike here is going to be as useful as some of the other weapons. I think they want to go Cerberus.
So close and aggressive, and we've seen that's been the real point where
Vegas is one of these maps where you can easily do double medium too. I want to see him pull it out, man.
So I think this is probably
they should.
After Hours favor unless we see some shakeups from Team Dev.
Yeah,
dude,
I think that's a
Paradiesios.
And we should be loading.
Telling you that place is crazy.
But
I'm so excited to go to that place.
Vegas, it's all gonna come down to this. If you guys are a fan of either
that place
team,
is so,
I
want
to see it in chat, and I want to see it throughout the entire
so,
match.
Same thing here, but we're loading in.
Everybody, this is the map you have been waiting.
Looks like they're running light, medium, heavy. It's working for him. I mean, I understand not changing.
As everything, so we are kicking it off.
I'm curious to see how this is gonna go.
All right,
they're on top of the screens. We're on Vegas, dude.
All right.
And I don't think Pike is working here. I'm curious what Tino's ran in with. We don't know yet.
Of the entire map, and both teams immediately doing so.
I don't think this is the worst map for the Pike, but I would agree that it does put you in some situations where maybe it doesn't. It's not ideal.
Way too many corridors.
Yeah. He did make it work on Monaco though, which I'd say if you make it work on Monaco, you can make it work anywhere.
I don't know. I think Vegas is a hell of a different story.
Like this, it's going to be incredibly important.
Dude, Finney, it's good to have you in here, brother. Yep. We I was cooking last night, man.
Yep, we're
made some changes.
He is kind of staying at the high ground to get that.
We'll have to show you him later.
Really will work out for them. but now we're just watching them as they try and setting up on an APS turret, so they believe that they're going to be close and getting into the battle momentarily, but watching as nobody's kind of made any moves just yet.
Curious. The thing about Vegas, I will say, is 9 times out of 10, the cash out boxes are very close.
Yeah.
Very, very easy rotates. I mean, you can literally tell right there, B is very, very close.
I'm gonna be honest, like for
a good angle,
for 3v3 like this, I honestly Sandstorm is my favorite modifier for it. I think.
I agree. I 100% agree.
I think it plays the best, but that's my take.
No, I agree with you.
I think that cash out B is finally about to get started.
Ooh.
Okay.
Almost glitched himself.
And they missed the plug. They are going to finally get it in there, but this is now giving positioning advantage.
This is great for Did. They have a ton of time.
Yeah, I like the restraint from Did, not trying to rush forward and steal that cash box to plug it. I mean, obviously, why would you? You don't get any money out of it. But
yeah,
I like the fact that they, instead of forcing a fight there, they were like, okay, we're gonna take positioning instead. And look at this,
good break,
opening the wall up in the back.
Early pop to C4, which is huge.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the wall's open now. It's definitely there for the steal. So
they have no interrupts.
Yeah, what's up, Finny? Yes, multi-streaming is figured out as well. That's why we had 2 different streams happen this morning when the series started. But yeah. I have no idea what's happening with the audio on their stream. Such a weird bug.
If something goes wrong, but he's just gonna hold this. He's just standing there, and the Blitz Grenade.
Oh, the Nullifier. Nullifier is gonna let Llama heal here. He could get away and heal.
Range of a sentry. Hold on.
Oh no. Well, that's actually good damage. What is it? 2v1 currently? Yeah, 2v1.
Oh, he might be.
Oh no, Uni cleans it up.
It was possible, but
yeah.
Ideal.
Wild.
It's unfortunate.
These teams are ready for combat. Uni just
honestly, when Llama got nullified there, they had the time. He could have just backed up and let himself start health regen at least. He was close to it.
I think majority of the team was too far in from there.
Maybe.
Yeah, I would have.
I mean, yeah, he had like 150 health. It looked like when he started trying to fight that. So after the nullify.
Like this, but hey, they're set up. I think that they're gonna after hours.
That's this point. I mean, they're crazy for pushing it. Sure.
That's the cash for sure. Yeah, with an incendiary mine. Is that the first time we've seen that today?
I don't know, but I. Yeah, I don't know why they pushed that. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you.
I don't either. Hopefully it spawns up near the vault or something.
It's the first time we've seen the nullifier be used in an okay way. I mean, it was objectively a really good nullify. I mean, it took him out of the fight entirely, wiped the rest of the team.
Did that nullifier do anything for Team AHS? I feel like it did. Earlier when they nullified Llama, took him out of the fight and forced the 2v1 instead. But I'm not sure that it really made much of a difference there at the end. I think it was more troll than anything. Appreciate the follow, Finny, over on Twitch.
But Slothy is getting caught on the back end. He has that team at a lot of movement. But Uni is on his way, bail his teammate out, and it looks like they successfully separate. I definitely was not expecting the change of roles here, but Lasagna, kind of the flex god here. We've seen him play everything from light to heavy over the course of this event, and clearly, I mean, he
not
knows
looking
how to
great,
play.
man.
He does.
No, it's not.
Absolutely everything. Must go to the gym a lot if he's going to be able to flex that.
I mean, to get this far is still a feat, nonetheless, but they need to do something with it. I mean, it's already so far in, and
After Hours is in control and potentially
this site in particular is a little hard to execute.
Yeah, I feel like Does kind of gone stone cold a bit here.
Yeah.
We'll see though. This is some good damage. I feel like this is a bad fight. Yeah.
Hold on.
I think that's a bad fight selection out of AHS right there. 3v2.
They need to collapse on this. Hold on. They need to get this pick on the medium. If they get the defib off, it's over.
That's the defib.
They got it. Yep, and now T-Mills is out.
T-Mills is out. Spawns did pick up Slothy though again, so that's the medium dead at least. So it is 2v2. With that,
getting T-Mills up. Hold on.
T-Mills up. That's 3v2 currently.
They need to do something fast.
three members of Team did back up. They have a
They have trophy.
Llama's got to get in there and give him some help.
He runs light past his teammate statue because he know the focus is all on the cash.
Oh, what a winch! Oh my god!
He takes out Lasagna in a matter of seconds. He has to hold for the steal.
They need to hit it. They can't let it get interrupted.
He can't get off of it
I
right
don't.
now. Can Uni do anything?
Oh no! Nullifier!
He's holding on top of this, but there's still more. There's all three on the point. He's holding onto the cash out.
Oh no!
Again, another one gets melted. Spawns is this time. He's going for the hold.
Bro, no way.
Grenade from Llama.
He got it. Oh my god! Oh my god!
With the nullify of a sentry. Oh my god.
The nullifier actually came through right there. That was crazy.
I was speechless. That was crazy.
That was insane.
Oh man.
These teams couldn't.
Oh, that was crazy. The nullify of a sentry.
Yeah, that was nuts.
It is amazing.
There you go. That answered your question right there, dude. The nullify did something. Not in the long run, but that was certainly an interrupt. That was crazy.
Dude, holy.
I don't know who's going to take it, but I know one thing, that this next vault fight is really...
You know, insane play out of After Hours there. I know that, like, it winded up losing it, but staggering them like that, because you notice they didn't just full send it onto them. Like, they nullified the first guy, waited for them to start stealing again, got it kind of, when they got kind of close, they wiped him. They wiped him, and then the third guy touched it. I felt like they were going for the repeat, and they just, that extra goo kind of bought them some time. Holy, hitting that nullifier shot was crazy.
Why is he not wiping it?
I don't know, 10 seconds to coin,
well,
I guess.
He's in a spot now where he shouldn't wipe.
Well, now we picked the fight. Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah. There's so many times they make, these plays where they want to hold out, maybe get the coin off, but they just play it way too sketchy. They need to just sit in a corner and hide. He was still trying to make a connect or some sort of kill, and then now he just reset the timer again. It's ridiculous. And I mean,
this cash out location right now for them is going to benefit Team Jet a lot.
Yeah,
having this pike, I mean, we've been seeing what T-Mills has been doing with the pike. This is perfect for him.
Yeah.
If you're AHS, you are doing everything in your power to find him and kill him, because he's going to make your life a nightmare on this take.
Yeah. Yep, definitely answered your question, I'm sure. Yeah, that hook was insane earlier. Insane hook. I mean, they're both certainly giving it their all here. I mean, this is just an insane set of events going down. They really only got like one push here. I mean, it's pretty center map. If they wipe quick, they might get one more. But
yeah, I mean, Uni is not running any form of cloak, which is going to make this pretty difficult for him.
AHS is incredibly low too already.
AHS is in a horrible position for themselves. Oh my god, that's the pick on T-Mills.
Hold on.
Lasagna's down though. That's their heavy down. Slothy is separated, so he could get the res off.
Currently a 2 versus 2. Uni's looking for any kills to continue.
They might be getting the res. This might be a 3v3. They need to get a res.
This is going to be the res here. Yeah, 3v3.
They got it.
Yeah, this is going to become a 3v3 again.
They got the coin on Lasagna.
T-Mills does not have that sucks. T-Mills does not have optimal positioning anymore with that pike, so this is going to be interesting to see where he goes.
They only have, this is it though. They have to start sealing now. This is a great position for Team Day.
Yeah, it is.
Looks like they're going for it.
Uni with the nasty peek. Holy.
They don't know. They still don't know.
They still don't know. Yeah, they have no idea. AHS got the steal as well. That's it. AHS just took that.
That was an insane angle. Oh my god.
Oh no, dude. AHS just took that.
Dude, that angle was crazy.
All odds
what an insane angle. He was sitting on a neon sign, dude.
Yeah, shooting at him through a hole in the ceiling. Oh my gosh.
The biggest mistake they made is they didn't notice him. I don't know how.
Dude, if you're AHS, I gotta say, you better hope that you don't go ice cold sitting here waiting for your next match, because now we're gonna jump into Team Dip playing against Bricked, I think.
That was fun. Chat, I hope you enjoyed that.
Yeah, and I mean, even bringing up that like Uni tracking T-Mills in the air was an insane pick early. I mean, they ended up rectifying it and bringing it back to 3v3, but that was just another insane pick.
That was crazy. That was the best series of the weekend, in my opinion, hands down.
One of the best games,
that was crazy. That entire series was nuts.
ever seen.
And
I
to
am
think we're gonna get a
out
best
of
of
breath,
7
I'm
later.
sweating.
Yeah.
That's gonna be crazy.
I am in tatters.
Yeah,
right
I'm
now.
really
I don't know
hoping.
how
I mean,
it
I
was.
of
It was
course
so
have
close,
bricked
and then Uni,
winning this
with
and
the
going
God
up to the
positioning
grand
there,
final, and I
preventing them
really
from
hope we see a
dropping down,
competitive
bringing
series
up
like that for grand finals.
incredible
But
stuff from
that
both
was
of these teams.
crazy.
They're
Great
not
matchup.
eliminated yet. The loser of this team are still in our
Finney
loser
said,
bracket
"Brother
finals, but
spoke my
oh
thoughts."
my gosh, I'm speechless.
I'm
man.
like
It's
that.
incredible. I think we need our analysts to tell us how to break this down.
Man,
Yeah,
oh,
what an
man.
amazing game.
Let's
Incredible.
hear what we have to say from Artie and Jerry.
How incredible of a series that was. I just gotta say, this series was not just won by putting boots on the ground and shots down range. This series was won quite a bit by AHS trying to figure out, okay, if Di is making some stuff work, how do we prevent that from happening? And Jerry, you and I were talking
Yeah,
about it
absolutely,
while these
Soul.
matches
I
were
mean,
on
I think that's the
Monaco,
thing,
they
is
had the
Bricked has
swap,
been
didn't
cold.
work out
They've been
too well.
sitting
That
there
led
for a
to Di
while as
actually
well. They
getting their
just
first
sat through a
win there,
best of
but
5. So
towards the end in Vegas, we had
Diz
a
going to
swap
come
up
in
that
warmed
seemed
up
to work a
against
little
them.
better.
I'll be curious to see how it plays out. But I have
mean-
said numerous times throughout these watch parties that I think, and we see it in all sorts of esports all the time, especially FPSs, that people who get stuck sitting in the bracket and having to wait for teams wind up getting iced out by teams who are making the run. I mean, that's what we saw out of Make-A-Wish last week of playoffs. You know, they were storming through, and yeah, unfortunately they got bodied by Bricked at the end, but you know, I think that's what gave them the power to get through like Hotel's finest and stuff. So
I'll have to say, you know, it's really any good option here. If they makes it through, they get that match back against AHS, and so with Bricked. AHS has been a menace these past couple games. They knocked out Bricked. They knocked out Day. They might be, they're in the losers bracket. They're battling it out, and I think both of them want their chance to bring AHS back. So either game is going to be great here.
I mean, we
It
had
really is. I'm
8
down for
kills
either
from
one. They're
Uni
both
in
going to
that
get the
last
revenge
one.
game.
I think that a lot of
And I
this
hope they
also
pull
has to do
through.
with the fact that, you know,
AHS
I
is a
love that
menace,
Lana's
dude.
committing to the sledge. He knows
absolutely.
that sledging works.
Even
To
at
be
their
honest,
lowest, they
putting
still
out the
pull it
numbers
out,
for
dude.
his
It's
team with
insane.
6 kills there. But
have you thought about
Pike
explaining
is
esports
such,
matches as a form of
just a
guides?
weapon in the sense that on the maps that it works well with,
We want
it
to
works
incorporate
well.
more
It is
esports
very hard
content
to
into our
deny
channel.
how much
The
impact T-Mills was able to have on the
I guess hesitancy from me in terms of making a guide is that this is a community tournament that's ran and organized the way that ProHubs want to do it, which in my opinion, and I think Cody agrees, is this is the optimal way of doing it. The entire way that they've done these splits, they did playoffs, and now doing this championship series, I think was the optimal way to do it. But the reality is, when Embark starts doing open qualifiers and stuff for the major, we actually have no idea what that format's going to look like. We don't know if any maps are going to be banned.
We don't even know if there's necessarily going to be open qualifiers. We really don't know.
There will be. That is the one thing that they've said is there will be open
Oh, they have
qualifiers.
confirmed that?
Yeah, so that's how you qualify for that. So the thing is, like, these teams, while these rosters might make it over to the pro like tournaments, the major, like Team Brick, Team Di, like all these team names and stuff that seem like organized teams, they are just community teams. So in the scope of like Embark's tournament, it's not going to correlate at all. It's a totally separate thing. And the same is true with like the format of their tournament. I don't think they're going to do a league where it's like you earn points throughout splits and then that represents seeding for playoffs, and then based on your performance in playoffs you have bonus points, and basically top 6 teams from each region qualify for the grand championship, which is what we're in right now. So the question more is, if ProHubs continues to do this, which I think they should, I hope they do, I'm sure they will, then yes, it would make sense for us to do a guide for that, because we have consistency in what would be done. If they don't continue to do this, we can't really generalize esports just yet, because we don't know what the major is going to look like as terms of format. We don't know if it's going to be 3v3 cash out like it is for this tournament. We don't know if it'll be, you know, multi-team cash out like it has been for the splits. Yeah, but this is stuff like we'll talk about on like Around the Arenas episode that we're going to film this week. Like, we skipped this past week because we actually wanted to do one big like episode talking about playoffs and also the championship series. So you guys can expect that to be like the conversation that's on Around the Arena this week, which will be out not tomorrow Monday, but the following Monday. So
but as soon as they figure
I think you
out
summed it up perfectly.
how Di is playing today, especially with T-Mills on the Pike, I think that
That's how it goes with a growing
esports
esports scene.
Yeah, Com, we're actually
Oh,
definitely planning on hosting tourneys in the future, and even fairly soon. We're looking into either this coming week or the next. We want to host a Discord tourney with multi-bucks as
after that game, they're not
reward,
feel
and we want to look into hosting more tournaments, whether they're more on the casual side or even on the competitive side. We'd love to do a finals central league. That'd be sick. I'd love to do it.
Yeah,
certainly something that I'm interested in.
It just came down to that.
We just gotta. It's a lot of work. It's something we gotta figure out, get people involved in. We'd love to host something similar to ProHubs, but easier said than done.
That's my take.
100%.
Takes a lot of people to do
Waltz,
that.
how about you?
But
What's the prediction?
definitely in our scope for sure.
I agree. I think that
Brick are the heels of the finals right now. Yeah. They should honestly invite some of them, such as Brick to HS to bloat hotels and let other teams qualify, in my opinion. I agree. I don't know how involved Embark is with ProHubs in terms of collaboration. I mean, obviously not at all for like this tournament, but I think they communicate back and forth quite a bit from what I've heard. And so I have the feeling these rosters that you're seeing in this tournament are going to be the rosters that you see going into open qualifiers. And I mean, realistically, like Bricked is like pretty much the top 3 players are ranked currently, if not top 10. So I think you're going to see a strong showing for them. But the reality is, yes, like you will have teams that make a run through qualies that like were teams that competed in this and they might not even qualify. But we'll see. I'm curious to see how many NA teams qualify compared to EU, because in this tournament specifically, this is the first time NA and EU have competed in by semifinals and lower quarters. EU got knocked out and it's been NA since. So I'm curious to see if Embark with open qualifiers is taking a certain amount of teams from each region, or how that's going to work. And that's all the details we don't know yet, which is why it's hard to like give a guide or make an explanation on what to expect. We don't know.
I will say as well, highly recommend if anyone hasn't checked it out. We did a podcast with Waltz, asked a ton of questions regarding ProHubs and the state of esports in the finals. And I think a lot of questions will get answered in there if you guys check them out, and you'll get a lot of good insight. Waltz is one of the casters. You might see him on the screen right now. Super amazing guy. One of the best, dude. So definitely check it out if you guys are have any time. If driving to work or just a slow day, something to throw on. It's a good time.
Yeah, and it also talks about like the birth of ProHubs and things like that too. If you're curious about like how they've gotten here, which is it's a cool story. The other thing I will mention is last week Waltz jumped on. If you guys were here, Waltz jumped on for the grand finals of playoffs for NA, and shared interest, of course, in having himself and also Rio, which is somebody that we've wanted to have on around the arena, and doing like kind of a debrief podcast about like ProHubs and things like that. So we may do that for the upcoming episode. If not, it might be the one after, and it's just going to depend on their scheduling.
Yeah, we should probably hit them up.
Yeah, but Waltz has said he's in. Rio sounds interested just through Waltz from what I've heard. But they also run their own podcast, which I encourage checking out. It's called The Vault. If you search The Vault podcast on YouTube, you'll find it.
Got some pretty heavy hitters on there too.
Yeah. Jerry, the Music Man, which is somebody that you've seen casting here. They've had some other pro players and things like that. I mean, they are the esports centric podcast for the finals that exists right now. We kind of cover everything and touch on esports, but if you want like in-depth esports only stuff, that's them for sure. And they're really good episodes and good people, so you should check that out. But yeah, we want to do a debrief episode with them at some point. Like I said, it depends on, this week if they got time. Obviously, they're going to be recording their episode, covering probably, their thoughts on this entire thing. So, yeah. They got to have region representation if they want this to grow. Yeah. Waltz actually mentioned today in our Discord that South America actually has some pretty decent representation. One of the teams that was in the splits that did not qualify for the championship series is 200 MS, and I believe they're based Brazil or somewhere at least in South America. So there's a correction. I mean, like, I don't think we said it yesterday. Maybe we did, that South America doesn't have a lot of presence, but there is a representation there. Obviously, Oceanic Like Australia is a tough region to have representation for because of the servers at the moment, but with it being LAN, I mean, that helps eliminate some of that, so we'll see.
We should probably change the title, by the way, to like, you know, like Final Four. Like.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
Championship. Yeah, I'd love to get Waltz on to cast with us next week if he's free.
Yeah.
Or even whenever we do the tournament. I definitely want to try to get some stuff filmed in terms of our like advertisements and stuff like that. I kind of want a similar setup to ProHubs.
That's good. I'll send it to you.
Gio said he's gonna help me film it. So.
Film what? The ad?
Ad, yeah.
Oh, word.
I just need to either find a cheap blue screen or green screen, or if I can find something that will work.
If you do a blank wall, you can just key it out, probably.
Yeah, I have a wall in the other room that's blue, like a cyan.
Yeah.
Like, sort of, like, might work.
Yeah, I mean, like 3D keyer and stuff works pretty well now, to the point of if you got like somewhat even lighting, it should work.
Yeah.
So. I sent you a title though. If you want to look at it real quick. Your Discord.
Outperforming our competitors within the standard deviation of conformity. With the Series 2000,
yeah.
Your mind stays.
I would just say like Final Four, or like yeah, add that.
Via, we as one.
Okay. I have a feeling we're gonna have a little bit of time. Should we do the Wordle?
Yeah.
You want to do it?
Yep. I'll let you know if we don't.
I've got it on in my headphones as well. All right. I refuse not to start with later, so that's what we're starting with. All right, we have an L. Take us away.
All right. Stream's a little behind, sorry.
Oh, here. Yeah.
All right. We got an L. I'm not good at Wordle. I'll come back. I'll do the third one. I'm good at connections.
Okay. Loins.
Oh, we got an I.
I got us an I. There's no N. That makes things hard. No T, so it can't be light.
The sun, always on. The source of everything that is good.
Oh, wow.
But can it be trusted? Holtau's sun insurance will have you covered if the unimaginable
No T. No lifts. Can't be a licky. L-I-C-K-Y. Potentially.
Yeah, go for it. That'll take a couple out.
Not on the word list. Okay.
We already have a B.
We could hit S and just know that this isn't gonna work. It gets a Cemental.
There's no S.
No, I know, but it gets a Cemental.
No E either. This is hard.
It is hard.
No N. I guess do licks, I guess.
I'm really excited as we are going to get to our lower bracket finals between Bricked and Team Dig.
Interesting.
I cannot wait to see where things go.
But no S.
No S. No CK.
And no E.
What do we do? How are you feeling about this?
How am I feeling?
No
I'm
N.
feeling ecstatic. These are the best games that I've ever seen, and I have just been at the edge of my seat.
I don't know. E makes things really hard. Livid, maybe?
That's a good one. That's actually a great one. I like that. That's a banger of a guess. That's a banger of a guess.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Put me on connections. Hurry up.
Are we back? Okay, they're talking.
Put me on
Wait, we got
connections.
time. We got time. We
I'm
got time. We
cooking,
got
I'm
time. We got
cooking.
time.
Get me on connections.
We got time. All right.
All right, let's look.
So we can show you guys
All
where
right.
we are, but we definitely are going to start talking about
Open, close,
these teams have shown us time and
easy,
time again
open,
how
one
strong
area,
they are,
drill,
how good
game.
they are under pressure.
I'm gonna
Teams that are
say
coming off of a
athletic,
game 5
drill,
loss. I don't know
exercise,
how rough that's got to feel. You push that to its absolute limit.
lesson,
How do you
or
feel
game.
Flexible?
of Team Dim might be
Oh
right
yeah,
now
flexible and
in this
exercise
lower
stuff.
bracket final?
I feel like Team D.
No.
No, not drill.
Conscious and aware of what
Athletic,
happened last
exercise.
Maybe
week.
game.
Last week,
Flexible.
their maps were on Seoul, Sisrise, and
No.
Bernal. And given how Bernal went today for Team D,
Athletic,
I think
flexible,
they're
exercise,
much
game.
more
No.
aware
Sure.
of what needs to happen during this map pick and ban phase. So I mean, even though we're not going to be able
Nope.
to see it,
Uh-oh.
honestly, the map.
Uh-oh, I'm in shambles.
Uh-oh, we're washed.
Oh, I've already done this so much.
And I mean, they were able to
Maybe this isn't close. Maybe this is close.
Almost not quite.
Yeah, maybe this is close. Not close. So almost.
Yeah, close, not quite, almost. Flexible?
But I think that D has such a unique playstyle
That could be where we're getting thrown off.
just, you know, a lot of different ways that are dependent
Or
on the map,
easy?
dependent on the cash out, dependent on the area.
No, easy,
dependent on
excellent
any
are
given
all
time.
together for sure.
And I think that D
Yeah.
is probably
I think
the
almost not
best
quite
understanding
close.
of that, but at the end of it, I have
Flexible.
no idea what the mental is looking like. It's all about the picks.
I
and
know it
bans.
sounds
Warm?
crazy.
It could be warm.
And the picks and
Could be
bans
warm
are
or
definitely
flexible.
very important. We talked a lot about the maps, but before we get to the maps,
I'll let you
very,
pick.
very
This is your
No,
game.
I already picked. I've already picked two.
because
Good.
these teams were
Alright.
pretty
You make the
close in standings,
Alright,
but Rick
fine.
obviously were far and above.
We're in shambles. It's your
Okay,
fault.
one. It's just one away though.
What's your
So
take?
maybe warm instead of flexible.
Well,
Sure.
it is a surprise to see Dick in this situation
Okay.
in
Alright.
some senses because they
Okay.
really didn't.
We know it's
crack through
exercise,
12 teams that
flexible,
through. But you know, as we found
athletic.
out, of course, there's that NA skew. You know, the
Excellent.
headline here is that basically we've seen everything we wanted to today, except
I think
everything
excellent,
we talked
easy.
about yesterday. So yeah, Deer making it here after.
I don't know. I don't know. Chat, help
is
us.
understandable.
We're in shambles.
Lower bracket, that was a
We're so
game
cooked.
You should do guess the game next. Ooh, that sounds fun. What's that?
Probably feeling a little bit smug as you had a
I'll
What is
see.
it?
I'll look it up.
after hours in the grand final, and
What is it?
what they've gone and done.
I don't know, Sam. Take it home. I don't know. I'm stressed.
So if they face Brick, AHS were the ones that knocked Brick down to the lower bracket. So if Brick have a chance to win this
Shambles
matchup,
soon.
they're going to be coming up and looking for a rematch. But we are going to take
Assignment, lesson,
And
game.
Jerry, I know you guys were talking a lot about how it feels like the difference maker for
Drill.
the best of 5 we watched between After Hours and Did. A lot of it came down to the maps. Already kind of break down what you were thinking.
Assignment
Assignment
and
and lesson.
drill.
of the
And lesson.
what this map
Lesson.
what these maps look like in terms of
So it's either game or
I'm
Exercise.
liking Las Vegas as that decider
That's
here.
crazy, sure.
I
You don't think so?
maybe like
just give
yeah,
me
like, a,
sure.
like a lesson exercise, like a math exercise,
Sure,
and then you gotta
sure,
you gotta
married to the pike.
Sure.
So I feel like if they
just
can
get
Yeah,
really
all the
loud
means
if you
of-
need me.
means of learning.
Don't tell Cody that, bro. He will get loud.
change
All right,
Wait, what did you
I'm
say?
good with this one.
their
What did you say?
consistency on
Okay,
the
task for
field
student.
is
All right, perfect.
pretty decent.
Wait, what did somebody say?
Finny put in Twitch. He said, "Just get really loud if you need me," and tagged us.
I will. I will.
That's
get
it.
rid of
I
that.
said, "Don't tell Cody that."
But knowing exactly how the
Like, we're gonna start
Easy.
hollering.
went,
Flexible,
they have made a
open.
decision in their head. But for Monaco, this one feels good for both Bricked and Dit. But I think
Easy,
that Bricked,
flexible,
given their play style,
open.
they're gonna be able to play into that
What is
style
one?
a little bit better. At the end of the day, that's the whole conversation between these two teams. Is are you good at playing into the slab?
I don't understand area and one. That's where I'm lost
Just
on
straight up
these.
W key gameplay.
Those are the two that I'm not sure what.
I'm saying easy,
they mean.
flexible, open, and excellent are probably like responses to something.
Before I get some predictions from all of you and we throw it into the match.
Oh, final thoughts. I just know it's
Easy,
I'm gonna go with
excellent,
the-
open.
matchup, and I can't wait
Like
for
agreeable.
how it's gonna go.
Yeah, so flexible would also be that too, no?
We'll
Okay,
see.
so there's 4.
I am just excited.
Sure.
These are amazing teams.
Okay.
One of them's gonna
No.
What was it? Let's see.
All right, well, we're going to be looking
Oh,
into
game.
Game. Yeah.
go.
What was the last one? Wait, what A might mean? Area, athletic,
All right,
what? A1. I don't even understand it even out with the
I don't like
answers
that
in
one.
front.
I don't like
Even
this
with the
one.
answers in front of me, I'm not sure what this means.
I don't like that one.
All right, whatever. Let's jump back in. I'll bring the volume back up.
Here for you guys, it's going to be starting in just a matter of moments.
Looks
so
like we're jumping back
gonna
in
see who actually
momentarily.
manages to take it.
Yep.
But I cannot wait for the caliber.
Chat, let me know if the audio is too loud
put on
for the stream.
Let Artie and Jerry take this one away. They're going to be your casters for the next 2 games. They're going to go ahead and take this one away. So have a great match, guys.
Thanks so much.
Artie and
Thanks
Jerry
so
are
much.
casting
I'm
for
really
us.
excited
That's
for
a W.
this horizon. I think that especially Jerry, like we know this map has.
Yeah,
a
looks like
lot
we're
to
going
do
to
with
Sis
exactly
Horizon.
chess spawn. It is such a big map, a lot bigger than people give it credit for. And to be honest, what are your thoughts on the best sledge spots? I think obviously campus has been working out well.
Also, it's too late, bro. We've already lost.
I think maybe campus, but what are your thoughts?
Pack it up. I appreciate the effort.
Buildings which are a little bit taller. You think about that entire kind of southern side
I think
of the map,
the stream's pretty
and
far
it's
behind.
a little bit harder to leverage a sledge.
Really?
You can stay on those rooftops
Yeah,
and charge
low-key.
against it. But on the subject of sledges,
I think so.
Bricks have been so successful in
Shouldn't be.
this
I
tournament.
haven't dropped anything.
that
Actually, it might be.
dominating teams that they come across that run that sledge. Of course,
No,
they
the Twitch
haven't
stream is
come
like,
up
or maybe the
against
YouTube stream is
Farmer
behind.
just yet, at least this weekend. So
Nah,
we've seen
the
best
okay,
of
YouTube stream's
over
slightly behind,
sledges.
but it's okay.
And we have seen them also flex previously onto HMM against sledge teams. but
Interesting,
they
this
are
Twitch
sticking
stream
with
is
their
actually
tried and
closer.
tested HML here, STN.
Might not be running a little
Or
latency though.
Stooge,
I'm
one of
thinking
the
about it.
Most dastardly controller players in the high seas, in the 7 seas. A little bit of a
All right,
misplaced jump pad
Cody,
there.
what's the map count?
Going to
What's your
plan
prediction?
pretty far for Brick, but they do get the kill on
Man,
aforementioned
this is a
Sledge. It's
crazy
2 versus
game.
2. Take down to a 2 versus 2. Hey, she's one
I
five, one.
think
Another
I think
trade
Brick
there,
is gonna
but the
take
rest
it.
comes from
I
Stooge.
think
Picking up
Busy's too
frags
good at what he
himself.
does, man.
What's the map count?
So, we're in a decent situation here.
Best
for
of
Bricks.
3,
They do
right?
finally confirm that final kill.
I
Busy
think
taking
Dia
out
takes at
the
least
Gunner.
one.
Nope, Spawn
So-
either way, they get the win.
Best of 3.
Probably
Yeah,
Probably,
and
yeah.
honestly,
This
I
is
think
a best of
this
3?
is one of
Yeah,
the
best of
things
3.
that this
Not a
team
best
has
of 5,
been working
really.
is the
No,
fact that
not for
they
lower
knew
final.
from the get-go that
Wow,
they are gonna be
2-1.
keeping SCN
2-1
on
Bricks.
serve.
I would say the
Yeah.
same.
That's going to be a huge difference maker.
I think they get one
when
at
it
least.
comes to trying to battle it
I hope they get one.
with that sledge. I think that Busy is going to be locking it in with you know, his SA1216 as per usual. But the biggest thing.
What is this violent game on my Christian World stream? It's not violent. They're turning into coins. Okay.
Immediately, I like that.
There's no killing. There's just eliminating, and there's coins.
Christian Wordle stream.
So we're seeing them jump on now. They're returning control of that
It's a short stream, man. We don't have a lot of Wordle to do.
Should we do a daily World stream? It's just like a minute and a half. Pack it up after.
Setting up laterally.
Guess so.
Trying to find the opportunity for dive.
Make like a clip channel out of it.
A very tentative fight here.
Like you bank like a oneer.
Close up
I'm
ground
saying.
and make it a little bit tougher for that long-range engagement to come in, but Bricks finally do commit. But that hook
Oh,
That's a big hook.
Hook interrupted.
That's a big hook to go nowhere.
doesn't pull him in. Hey, she's one spinning
Man.
kill on Stooge.
Oh, that's a
But
pick
then
on
the
T
outbreak
Mills
back.
gets to that
Another
pike pick.
comes from T Mills.
What just happened?
Oh no, missed it. Oh, they cleaned it up though.
But they do collect the kills.
They do get the
again.
white.
I don't know, man.
T-Mills.
It honestly, this is really.
That's
I
a
guess
fight
sorry,
that
I
keeps
can't
here.
take
This
chat
will
because they
go
keep
the way
just
of
saying
Dia,
my
and there
bit
is
is
one
brick.
chance here for Bricks to take this point back.
Brick till I lose my
We'll
my
take a look at
mortgage.
this replay, and you can just see, even though Llama doesn't end up finishing off the kills,
It's just this
pressure
team is
that
like.
he puts on the
It's
team
just both teams are
is
so good,
just
man. It's really hard to root
unavoidable.
for one in
And that's
particular.
what the
I have
team
so
is
much
playing
love for
into right
both.
now is the fact that no matter where they are, you know that Bricks is going to be zoning away from Llama, and I think that they're
Confused what
fully
they're
playing into
doing.
that. And maybe T Mills is married to that pike, but they're going to be jumping in now for that final attempt here.
Yeah,
for this
I agree.
last one.
T Mills
We
is
see
100%
Bricks
married to that
trying
pike.
to maintain stability up towards the top
Might get a
spawns.
crazy
It'll
kill
be a
here.
little tricky,
Hold
but
on.
he does get taken out.
I mean,
Looks
I'd
like
argue out of
that's
any
the
situation
Hold
that
on,
has
they
not
might get
been
the
the
steal.
issue.
the winch there, but not
They
on
do
the
get the
steal.
steal.
Stalled out, though, as we see
They body blocked it. Oh my
just
god.
trying his best,
That's
but
crazy.
unfortunately,
Wow.
the steal has
That's
been
crazy.
stuck through
Dude,
Bricked, and
dude,
they're gonna be able to take
no
it
one
right
has pulled
there.
that off. Like
Yeah,
no
that's
one has pulled that off
completely
this series. It
I don't
is
know.
crazy.
That
Yeah.
steal
Every time they
very
go for this
successful
steal, it
for
always
Bricks.
ends up
That
just not
cash
going
out
through.
changed hands twice.
Wow, wow,
And we've
wow.
had a
That was
very
crazy.
back and forth
Not enough
game
burst
so
to get
far.
through busy, apparently.
That's,
Dude,
not what I predicted,
I am
to be fair.
fully,
I was
completely
expecting
bricked.
Team Dia to struggle a little bit
Allegedly.
More, but they have shown some fight here.
nah,
And,
I might
it's
be-
representative of the fact that it really
Unallegedly.
is
I
split
might
the
be
best,
with you.
right? You were,
I'm bricked.
voting
If Brig
on
makes it to
teams
grand finals, I'm
considering
definitely
for
with
the
you.
reason that you think they might win the series overall.
I'm not gonna. I'm not
I mean, I just always
I'll
believe.
hold-
the
I'll
Oh
hold
god,
that
we're
one
gonna
back.
reach grand finals of the finals, bro. It's gonna be crazy.
Just committed to the sledge. I like that they're not swapping off of it at all. And the thing
Well,
is,
well,
yes,
well.
this was a closer fight.
We're
but remember,
finally
that was in
here.
campus
It's the
where we did
finals.
get
Would have
the
won that if you
upper hand
listened.
team
I got that
sledge.
one. The one you
So,
sent, we
with
got.
actually
It's just the rest we
taking
did.
match one,
Yeah,
in what
Busy's
was
crazy,
advantageous
man.
position, I mean, hey, that might change out here, but we see Llama
Got the
gets
cleanup
trade,
there.
takes
Serve
out
damage
Busy.
is crazy,
Looking
man.
at T-Mills, trying to look in
That
for
guy's
res.
slippery.
Follow-up could be coming through soon as both the remaining players on Bricked
Man.
set up for the slam.
Hold on. Oh,
That's gonna be
I was
Team
gonna
Dig
say, I'm like,
getting
bro might be
one
cleaning it
one
up.
Has not been put in yet, so probably the best
Yeah,
timing
dude,
for
Bricked
that.
is just
But
too good at what
yeah,
they do.
So far, Bricked definitely has the upper hand on this map.
3 minutes behind. Refresh.
STN are really trying to
Shouldn't be that far behind.
make sure that they are both focus firing any threat.
Yeah, it'll fall behind if you don't keep up on it. So,
Yeah, if you like close the tab, it'll fall off. Even like if you hide the tab. Yeah, they look. I mean, at most like
a lot better than other teams do, just from watching them. So
I've noticed too.
6
Austin,
seconds
if you're on
probably
mobile-
between them.
And they don't
If you're on
need the
mobile,
shotguns on their side
it falls
necessarily.
behind a
They are
lot, too.
working from range of both of them.
So I'd refresh.
Now have another gateway pad attempt. Although no pad at this time, they're just going in with the gateway above, sending that glitch as maybe a quasi sonar grenade almost. As the sonar being worked against.
You want to jump in the stage for the grand finals?
Running. Getting that C4 early, that does open up their options, but I think
How does that
they're
work?
gonna get a nasty
The
surprise from
Discord.
above.
I don't know. We have some stage there.
Here
Should
we
jump in
are
and see what
with
happens.
Team Did trying to dive in. The XP54 on spawns, unable to find an
All right.
activation.
You wanna
moment
just go in there right now?
Suge gonna be able to take out Team
Sure.
Did, gonna remove a lot of that distance potential. And as Suge finds a second, he is going to be Busy that finds that last one on the spawns. And this is looking
Mike will
to
be
be a
muted
quite
unless you're invited to
quick one
speak.
here.
Oh
It's
no.
already halfway through.
You can leave and
to be
rejoin
honest,
anytime
that
without making
looked
noise.
Like it was going to be promising for Team Div, but we saw as with spawns getting kind of set out of the equation early on, that pressure just wasn't there.
There was a strange little mind game that went on before that as well, with the glitches sent out, with the sonar sent out. And
All right,
it was
I should be
mentioned
here.
earlier. We're surprised to not see more teams run sonar. In fact, Stooge is one of the few people that seems like he's
You might wanna share your
happy to flex
screen.
onto it, but there is a
Yeah.
mind game element. It does telegraph your defense or telegraph your push, and they're very
Or I can
smart with the
share it.
placement of them.
How about I share it?
Yeah,
since
yeah,
you're
you
sharing
share it,
it?
sure.
Maybe baiting the idea that it could be close to them. And now here we go, a last second steal attempted.
Oh
Looks like
my.
it's done successfully there as the Overwatch team
That's crazy.
is absolutely what they needed. But he's the last one alive.
Uh-oh, wait, I can hear it.
While he's being
Mute.
stolen back, he's the last one. Can he get the shots? No! The shots in the back from STN allow for the reverse flip again, and that is
Wow.
round one already.
Team Mills, I mean, we were joining the stage. So, guys, if you are in the Discord, we are in the stage there. You can listen to us live, potentially even talk, apparently. So, Team Mills got like a bunch of damage in right there at the end. And honestly, like 1 or 2 picks, it looked like, and just wasn't enough to actually close it out. So, and then Bricks winded up getting that steal at the last second again.
Slid out to the front, and that's where STN was able to just get that final cross. Maybe it was
crazy
Stooge,
work,
one of
man.
The other ones, but still a wild setup there as we can see Team Di on the cash.
Yeah,
out.
exactly.
Maybe
One
honestly
pike shot
thought they
short.
had
Yeah,
a
it was
really good hold
it was
on,
crazy.
just gets stolen from under them. And
It's been a
Cash
couple times
2,
like that, honestly.
same situation.
Yup.
It just gets stolen from them, even if it can be under
Just
their
Team
control.
Mills just cannot
Very tight final
connect it
cash out
sometimes.
there.
Bro's a machine, but
Can't put the
it's just
team
hard
on
to
his
hit.
back.
Not taking with them the momentum from that
I'm
upper
straight, man.
bracket final, so now they are one map away from crashing out in third.
I will
place. Now,
say,
little recompense is that they will.
I feel like
take
spawns has
slice
not been very a decisive factor
prize pool
in these
if
games,
they made it
but
third. But of
I
course
don't
they'll
want to
want
say
to
that
bet
because I haven't
they
necessarily
want-
looked at the
Are you
leaderboard at the end of the
writing
matches
them
too
off?
often.
I'm not writing them off.
Right.
I'm just saying that if
But
they went out
just
now,
looking at that, Team
they
Mills had
get,
like
you know,
1,500 more
little
damage.
Kind of, a pat on the back, I suppose. They could
And
be-
I would argue that
they
it's
won't be
been
happy
pretty
with it
obvious that Team
today,
Mills is
basically,
putting
if
in
they
the
go out
work.
like this. But maybe a
Yeah,
few weeks
I
from now,
totally
they'll be,
agree.
Yeah, we came third. But they won't want to be in that situation. They want to be looking back on a first place finish, 100%.
Absolutely. And I mean, especially when it's going to be so back and forth like this. If it starts off in their control, but they're unable to retain control.
Are you voting for anyone in particular?
The second one where it could just slip away
For what?
no matter what.
A win?
For this,
There's a
man.
really
Yeah.
big
Oh, yeah,
potential
yeah, I've got
for
Brick
Did
2-1
to try
this
to turn
series.
this around, but if it doesn't, it's going to hurt really, really bad.
I
Down
wanted
for
to say
just
possibly
stomp.
2-0, but I want to
It is
give
what it is, right?
Team Diz the
Sometimes
benefit
you
of the
just
doubt.
get stomped in.
I think they'll
But,
get one.
unfortunately, as far as we
All right,
can
I think it
tell,
goes 2-1 though.
It just looks like Team Di might have just had.
Yeah, a lot of people in the comments are
Well,
making good
Brick
points
just
where
already knows how to read
Team Diz base
Well, Bricks,
biggest
like we said, are very adept at dealing with these sledgehammer teams. They're
opponent
very good
is really
somehow
themselves.
specifically
Like
to
they
mitigate that
continue
threat.
to
They
just
are really
be
good,
their biggest
just
enemy.
in general against any team at landing these last second steals.
It's like
They
we were
seem to
talking about
really
last
know
week
how
about the
to,
medium weapons.
have
He's
those
making a
body
case for the
blocks,
pike
have
being the
those
go-to
flaws in
rifle for
place.
mediums. Yeah, absolutely.
They understand.
I mean, I've said for a few weeks, I think after the Serb nerf that happened, what, 2 weeks ago, medium's in a spot now where there's quite a few viable weapons. It just depends on your individual performance with it. I
That might be you, brother.
I don't think there's a clear-cut, like, winner. So.
Austin said that the YouTube stream is not performing well and keeps buffering or lagging, but that might be him.
Yeah, I haven't had any issues on mine.
I don't think anyone else has complained. I'm looking at both streams. I have the Twitch stream and the YouTube stream running, and the ProHubs Twitch stream running. I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
It keeps slipping out, doesn't it? I keep saying little things, but yeah. If they play like that again, then they're not.
But yeah, I feel like medium is in a really good place right now as far as balancing goes. I think it's a toss-up on what weapons. I will say I think the AKM is actually getting a little edged out, in my opinion.
How are the AKMs even in contest right now?
Yeah. Maybe it's at this level, but I mean, I would argue that at this point, the margins are so small that pretty much it's the FCAR, the FAMAS, and if your team is the Pike, apparently. But Cerberus as well.
Yeah. Which is honestly great coverage. All very kind of unique weapons that do their own thing pretty well.
YouTube stream is great from Solwax. Okay.
The cash out they weren't able to get into was the one that required a little bit more control, which they lost out just thanks to the fact that that long range distance on Grandma's house is very inopportune for a slide.
Yeah. You're if you're on mobile and you're moving around a lot, dude. Yeah, that's definitely it.
If they fumble on the cash out or on the vaults, right? We get Did to be fully in control of the vaults.
I will say though, I still believe that Team Diz's problem at the moment, if you want to tack on a problem, is that they're not running that 2 medium comp that they were running yesterday. I think what made the Pike so ridiculously effective for them was the triple goo, and the Pike T-Mills was able to kind of play out and around. Yeah, and they had the Serb and the Serb sledge and winch claw. So basically, if you got close, you were just getting obliterated, and then you had T-Mills from afar just picking off lights and stuff.
You ask me, I feel like the light that they have on their team currently and T-Mills are kind of doing the same thing.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the problem. They've been running into so many situations where T-Mills or the light will get them really low, and no one's there to clean it up except a sledge heavy. And a sledge heavy cannot clean up like that. They're all just running really high burst with no way to clean up.
Yeah. Are there any weapons/gadgets that you feel better on another class? I kind of hate the light has fanciest weapons, and most of mediums are pretty boring. I thought the ARN needed to be on medium, hands down.
Wait a second, what did I just see?
I think the nullifier should be on medium.
I agree as well. I think the nullifier should be on medium, and the nullifier should be used on teammates instead of enemies, or both. But I understand that if you could use it on teammates, it's gonna be just like trolled all the time in public matches or like ranked, and that's why they didn't do that.
But
you can't have nice things.
Yeah, from like an actual gameplay perspective, though, it would be such a cool gadget.
Yeah.
What do we think about the 50 akimbo? Because this gun,
people would use it to throw too often though, so that's why it doesn't work that way. But it would be really cool if I could bail my teammates out with the nullifier instead.
Member of society as he just pushes forward, and especially with the SA-1216.
But I would like the ARN on medium or something similar, something that lets you battle a little bit closer, because I think the range on it is less than the ARs we have. I think it's less than the AKM, the FCAR, and the FAMAS in terms of like efficiency. So giving them something that kind of closes that gap from Cerberus to like FCAR to me would make sense.
They should give medium like a Vector or something.
Right now we see
I'd agree.
bit of movement coming out from
a Vector would be great.
Exactly what you were talking about, Ardy. That vault fight.
MP5 on medium, ARN, keep on light class. I could be down for that.
And had the gateway preset.
I think that could be interesting as well. Give medium like the duelist weapon a little bit, and then you still have the M11 on light.
No. I'd rather them nerf the XP54 than give it to medium.
That's valid. I mean, I think they need to nerf the range on it anyways.
Way too strong of a close range weapon to be giving to medium.
That being said,
Game
with
being said.
spawns on the light, they have the glitch grenades in hand.
Yeah, I just saw that. Is that Izzy running the Deagles?
Actually start to feel out
think so.
what it's like to play up against these Akimbos
so, man.
and what it's like to not have to worry about Busy in your face. But here we go. This cash out spawns.
They might get it here.
But it looks like Team Dit has
Oh,
not
wow.
prepared for it as the steal just comes through. No kills traded out on either side. Spawn's gonna be
What
able
the
to
hell?
run away, but Jerry.
I do not know what is happening there.
Prepared for that goo. You could see him come out of the doorway and turn.
Oh my god, Busy just deleted Llama though.
Busy taking down his opposite number
It's
and
the
Llama
Eagles, man.
finding the
Yeah.
to be so useful. Just lets
That
him
was
back away
not a
from
good play out of spawns at all. That was just bad. I don't know why he was thinking he would dive Busy, trying to, I don't know, get his teammates trophy or something, but that was just really bad.
Want to get anywhere near you.
Exactly. I mean,
That'd be interesting. Nullifier should cancel defib.
Versus the FAMAS as well, kind of.
I think
adding
Glitch
into
should.
that. I mean, SCN2K
I agree on
already
that,
having
too.
2 assists on that front. Whereas,
I mean, I think
nobody
defib
else
needs a
is
rework in general.
I think
Or just a
defib-
way to cancel it.
I'd be okay with defib being interruptible, but you get half or all the charge back.
Works really well, but if you're not
I would say half.
for it, it's not gonna work out. And I think that for
Fine
Team
with me.
Dit was a big
Yeah,
miss.
I think there's gotta be punishment if you fail the defib.
Or have it like
Dude.
there's a couple other gadgets that'll just be disabled for like 5 seconds.
So we get bricked
I
You
think
still
I-
keep the full charge, but it's just
And this is
disabled for
what I'm
5
saying, is
seconds.
that they felt
I think
like
it should have said
because
2-0.
Bricked was able to jump in, they were able to hold that seal
Realizing.
behind the wall.
Yeah.
A team
Yeah,
was like, hey,
I
we
think
can
saying
do that too,
2-0
but the
would
positioning is all
have been
wrong.
the best idea.
And honestly, this
Eh,
is
we
a
don't know
big
yet.
sign
It's
of,
only
like,
one game.
How far behind EU were in the
Yeah, but
I know
it's
a
looking pretty
weird
dominant here.
off-tangent. This feels like a tangent, but just hear me out for a sec. The goo in that fight, in both of those fights, was so determinative of the outcome, and it's surprising to me that so many teams in EU are just.
So it looks like a lot of lights aren't running goo. They're running glitch, and then the mediums are running goo.
Yeah.
Medium heavy running goo.
Medium heavy running it.
I wonder
yeah.
if we should start doing that.
The instant deployment of the barricade 9 times out of 10.
You
This
did.
makes sense of like the loadout.
Yeah, you did say Deagles would show up in programs.
Yeah.
You were right. I can't tell if it's a serious pick or not. I'm assuming it is.
Dude's just crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's 100% a serious pick, Sam. It's one of the best
The issue
long-range
right now
weapons
is the
on
fact that
heavy.
Bricked
Like,
is just getting the positioning
like that's
win
the
every
only
single
good
time,
long-range
because
weapon on
remember,
heavy.
Yeah.
Team Dit,
And a map like
they
Monaco,
have
it's
to
incredible.
focus hard
I think it was
a
on
great
where
pick on
they want
Busy's.
to go. They have to put that sledge in the right spot. They have to get that pike in the right spot. And for Bricked, they know that they can cut them off in those
Yeah, that's a good point.
positioning moments. All they have to do is get to them before they're in the optimal position and try to just cut them off. And that's
Yeah,
what we saw
Stooge is
there
crazy, man.
with Bricked managing to find the pinch timing. And here, they get the plug, and it's over all the way in Grandma's house. It's going to be all the way in the park. Not even at Grandma's house. The
This
fight
is
will
gonna be
Grandma's house, and Jerry,
something.
it's going to all start off now. We're
They
looking
need-
at
they
Llama
need to do
taking
something
the
quick, I'll
dive
tell
in
you
here
that.
with the dome.
The
Everybody's
sledge, I
here
think,
with
is where
the
they're
This
in
the
shambles.
sledge is, yeah. Oh no. And Stooge just did tricks on it too. Oh no.
T-Mill's got a pick, though.
Yeah, Stooge just picked up T-Mills. At Spawn instead as well. Llama just gooed himself.
In a sarcophagus of goo because
Oh, this is hard to see, man.
Yeah, I mean, they're just playing with him too.
try and get the kill, but they are really making him suffer.
They're staggering him. I mean, that's probably it, to be honest with you. They're gonna get one more attempt, but this cash box is so far away.
Yeah, they're going to spawn at least 100 meters out.
Absolutely.
A mountain to climb, and it all comes down to this. Remember, this is a
Yeah,
best of
I don't
three
think
here,
Sledge was a
as
good pick
this
here.
is just going to lead into the
They
fact
probably
that
didn't expect
we have
the
one more team
Deagles, in
fight
all
with Way of
fairness.
Brick.
So
That's it.
Which is an
That's
incredible
literally
mix-up.
yeah,
one half of our
I mean that
matches
is
today,
a
Jerry.
crazy back
But let's go
pocket
ahead and find
pick.
this out as what could be the final
I mean,
Yeah,
we
that's
didn't
what I'm
expect
saying.
it, that's for
Deagles is
sure.
crazy.
It's been SA12 and Sledge out of Busy for weeks. It was the minigun. That's gone. I haven't seen that in a couple weeks now.
wasting time on this gateway.
It's over, yeah.
T-Mills already taking a little bit of early damage. but
They
he jumps
need
up
a
the top.
miracle play here.
He's
Like
breaking out
T-Mills
towards
is
the
gonna have to get a
park,
pick
but
on
right now it's
probably
all down
Stooge,
to
who's now
Llama.
behind
If
them.
Llama can get the opening, if they can find where Busy is held all the way in the back.
Yeah, there it is.
Stooge, he grabs the first one as that CN2K
That's the
clears
wipe.
it. Busy grabs his own onto Llama, and that's it. Bricked, they've won, and Bricked will
Yep,
advance
that's it.
in the fastest semifinal sweep we've
Oof.
seen into the grand finals.
Unbelievable. Team it just did not show up and Bricked wow, what a performance.
Yeah, the Deagle was an insane call.
Yeah, I don't even feel like it's Team Did not showing up necessarily. I think it's more just that Deagle mix-up just threw them for a loop.
And they made it look amazing. What a performance. And we thought that Deal would be coming into this with some confidence off the back of it.
Oh God, one kill.
Maybe had the
yeah, Llama 200 damage.
Their confidence and they were done for the day. Because wow, oh wow, that was a quick
Brick's
one.
running it back with the
I gotta
HS.
say, like I still expected. I gotta be honest. I still expected Brick to win completely. I wanted just a better fight. I expected Brick to be able to take it, but I thought Did would at least bring in a map. At the very least, I thought Did would at least get one cash out here. But either way,
I thought Did would get more than one kill on Monaco. That was just, I mean, that's just a slam there.
Off meta up into the top 3, literally bringing in the Pike and the
Everybody kind of
Sledgehammer
knew it.
to be 3rd place.
Yeah.
I mean, you love to see it.
Yeah, it was quite something, and I'm sure that Waltz and Rio have had plenty to think about there. Well, I say that, I mean, I feel like it was only about 15 minutes ago that they were on our screens. Let's bring them back, Ardy, and see what they have to say.
Absolutely.
Oh, wait. Okay, wait, you're back already. Wait, that was like 3 minutes. Like,
This is funny.
How are you back already? That match was so
That's my goat.
fast. Like you said, Artie, they didn't even get.
You're in Monaco. Did you not even notice the fight going on?
They're like right there.
Shit, you're right. No, they are, dude. It was so fast. They didn't even make it over here. You know, the only 2 cash outs and what that was the biggest stomping we've seen.
What's on a green screen setup? His stuff is
I
really
think
good.
we only saw
Yeah.
one other match that might have been that stomp.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he uses like actual green screen.
Did their best EU impression. That's what
Okay, which map do we want to see? Well, we're getting a best of 7, so we're gonna see a lot.
But, you know, it's hard to break down.
You're absolutely gonna see Sister Horizon.
We're gonna see Skyway. I think we're gonna see. I think we're gonna see everything. I think everything's gonna show up here.
I think
So
We're gonna
Kyoto.
get Vegas.
Kyoto's
we're gonna get
banned out of their
Monaco.
map pool though.
I know. We're gonna get Vegas. We're gonna get Monaco. We're gonna get Skyway. We're gonna get. We're gonna get Seoul
They
maybe.
just kind of stopped Llama. They would run into him and just bring the aggression.
Fortune Stadium.
If you have more than one person attacking
Fortune
a
Stadium, for
sledge
sure.
heavy, it's really hard for them
What
to
else
kind of
is there?
balance it. It's a juggling.
What am I
act,
missing?
And it just didn't work in their favor. So the aggression with the hyper focusing on one player was just too much.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know what the rule is on switching out. I don't know if you can.
I think it's a ranked rule set. I think you're stuck with the loadout you have.
Scoreline there as well.
Which I'm gonna be honest, not being able to switch your weapons in ranked is the more I play and the more I'm watching pro matches. Even I'm kind of like, it kind of sucks.
It's hard to get.
I feel like they should undo that.
This short, right? But does this mean that Bricked is coming for after hours? Is AHS in trouble because of how well Bricked is playing, or was that maybe just DIA taking their loss a little bit too hard?
Let's put it this way: the upper final with AHS versus DIA, right? That was a lot to take in, right? It went all the way
Bernal,
up to
yeah.
map 5. It
Yeah, so we will definitely see Bernal. I would predict that Bernal is probably map 2. Map 1 might be Skyway. Map 3 Sister Horizon.
Bricked needed none of that. Bricked just went in and said,
I didn't forget Soul Code. You just mentioned it.
and so
I wish I could forget Soul. I hate
it
that
is
map.
A sledge, right? When you're figuring out, okay, playing the finals versus playing against a sledge winch heavy.
Map 4 is
those are two
probably
different video games, and at the end of the
Monaco.
day, it is a different set of problems that AHS will have when they're coming up against Bricked. But it
What
can't
else?
be ignored that Bricked did deal with a very crazy
5
problem
Fortune,
that requires a lot
probably.
of active thinking. A lot faster.
Who do we
a lot
think's winning?
easier, and a lot more decidedly.
I have the feeling Brick, to be honest, and the reason being is because, granted, this was a fast series, so maybe not as applicable. But if this series had been longer, AHS is going to be cold sitting in the lobby.
We have to see what's coming up next, but we do, of course.
Oh, unless they've been playing quick cash or something.
Our lower bracket final, which
But
means we have our final 2 teams.
a warmed up Bricked against AHS, who's been sitting even for a short amount of time. And it also depends on if they go to a break here, which I have the feeling they probably will.
Grand finalist
Is I think Brick's gonna win, but I do think it will be pretty competitive. Hopefully, I want to say maybe like 4-2 would be my guess.
showing. But yeah,
We'll
you
see.
made it all the way to that third place podium.
I put all my
so
points in on
congratulations, and,
After Hours just for the
congratulations
bank.
for not making it any further.
Fair.
After Hours and Bricks, this is where we're turning our attention to now. Right? They
But
are
why the
now
hospital spawn specifically?
undisputed
That's why I don't like that
Our
map.
entire side of the map.
The two best
Yeah, I
teams in
don't
the
like that
world
side of the
right
map.
now,
I just,
but they
it's,
can
I
only
don't
go
like,
and that's what we're here to find out.
this game does not have the utility
On
to
paper, I feel like
fairly,
better
I won't
team.
say consistently,
But then
fairly
AHS, you could
get
argue
across
they
that
have some of the
open
better
bridge,
individuals
and I think it's way too easy to
arguably
sit
the
up
best
there
players in
and
the
do
world.
meaningless
And
nothing,
you've gotta kind of step
sitting
up
on top of
and
hospital like a
you can
pike or
work.
sniper
So,
or whatever.
it's gonna be
In
a
high
real
level play
match
like
tonight.
this, where there's like money on the line and trolling isn't really necessary, you don't see people playing like basically TDM and cash out. I'm sure solo plays better, but in like ranked and world tour, which is what I play, people just sit up there and grief for no reason, and it's just unfun. The same is true with Kyoto. I mean, it's why people don't like Kyoto. They don't like people sitting in the towers with a pike and a sniper and sniping the whole time. I mean, if you don't like that, why do you like solo? I don't get it. It's the same problem.
As well. After Hours,
I agree.
2 quick matches on Team Dip, and then Team Dip pulled it back and forced it all the way to
Under construction's chaotic, so I mean, that's what the pros like to play if they're gonna play regular cash out. So, and I get that, it's just fun and chaotic.
Is that more
It's just
opportunity
hospital,
for them to figure
right?
something out? Like you said, there are so
I will say
many
moving platforms on Soul is probably the best,
We haven't seen
one
a
of, if
matchup
not
like
the
this
best
one
moving
before,
platforms
so it's
maps.
exciting to see what these teams are gonna
But
put
also
together.
people don't like moving platforms.
We're gonna check
So,
that out in our grand finals.
Yeah.
That's gonna be up in just a moment.
I don't know.
Before
I
we
might
get
be an
into a quick
enigma. I'm in the
break, we're
minority when
going
it comes to
make
my
sure
what
we
I
get
like about the
teams ready,
finals.
get
I will
those
say.
maps prepared for you.
I've learned.
Take a breather ourselves so we can put on the best show
I
possible.
agree.
Don't go anywhere because you are not gonna want to miss.
I
our
actually
grand
kind of like
final.
moving
We'll be back
platforms a
in just
bit. I like the fact that I have to rotate around the map and hold different power positions throughout that cash out. I think it's way more fun.
Right. All right, we have time. Let's go check out that one game. That
Oh, right. Now let me see. Guess the game. All right. Oh God. I think I'm gonna be chalked on this.
What is this? Let me see.
I'm pulling up. Hang on. All right, chat. You're gonna have to help me because I have the feeling like just looking at this thumbnail, I'm gonna be cooked. So, this is guess the game. We are trying to guess in 6 guesses what we think the game is. Just from the original image, it's looking like Final Fantasy-esque, possibly like an older Final Fantasy a little bit. Oh wait, let me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't share my screen because you're sharing your screen.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Okay. What do you think?
What gun am I using if the XP gets nerfed? Dude, probably immediately either the ARN or the M11. Occasionally maybe the SH1900. But mostly the M11 or the ARN. I think the ARN is right there. It's really close to being like the gun to use. I mean, the M11's right there as well.
Yeah, I think we've said that with all the silent nerfs that the ARN's been getting for the last few weeks, it's just the fact that the XP54 is still supreme. I think as soon as XP54 gets brought down to earth a little bit, you're going to realize how strong the ARN is now. We'll see, though. I have no idea what to guess for this, so, yeah. M26 matter?
I need to try it. It doesn't seem bad, but it's in an interesting spot.
R93 will rise up. I also have the feeling that R93, you'll start seeing it more.
So, I don't know what game this is, dude.
I can skip. Go to the next frame.
Yeah.
What is this? Metacritic score of 45%? Oh, so the game's ass. Bro. That's crazy.
Gang, I'm lost. I might need another skip.
AHS and Brick next. Yes, that is correct. We are going to grand finals, best of 7. So we have a little bit of time. We're playing guess the game. I don't know what this is. And also the game apparently is not good.
Is it the finals? Your Honor, my vote is for the finals.
No. Sega Genesis and SNES, dude, I'm cooked.
The cows are not helping. Yeah, any
I'm cooked.
SNES game or Genesis game, I'm definitely shocked, guys.
I'm cooked on this one.
Keep going. Let's skip to like 4 or 5.
Run and gun platform.
Wow, like every game during
Oh my god, yeah, literally. Oh, a side-scrolling platformer? Who could have guessed?
Right. All right, keep it moving.
Oh god. Is this Earthward Gym?
What? Oh, it probably is.
Fuck, I don't know which one of these. There's 4 of them?
Probably like the second one. Definitely the third. Definitely the first one.
Not 3D.
Yeah, I say the second one.
It's definitely Earthward Gym. This is Earthward Gym. You can see.
Yeah,
That's
I agree.
literally him. Okay.
Do the second one. Do the second one.
I can't believe I got that. Goat simulation? No.
That's all right. Yeah, if they would have showed us that earlier, that would have been an easy.
Well, yeah, I feel like that's a lot easier, but yeah. All right, we got in 5.
Not bad.
There are other ones. Can we do play previous days? Oh my god. 10.99. We go again.
Yep, I'm down. This is not Terraria. It looks like Terraria for a sec.
Yeah, pixels are too rounded. Adventure Time? Does Adventure Time even have a game?
Might.
Huh?
It might. Let's do one more photo. Go to the next one.
Metacritic score 85%.
Oh, this kind of... I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Onwards? Keep going?
Yeah.
All right. PC and PS4. It's a modern game.
Oh, it's from the guys that did Hades?
Is it 80s?
Like Pyre or something? Let me see what game the Hades creators have done. Supergiant?
Supergiant Games?
Yeah.
Welcome everyone.
Pyre. Is this the new? Is this Pyre?
We ball.
You sure it's not like Bastion or something? Pyre's like new. Do Bastion.
It's the grand finals. There's nowhere else to go. These are the
Bastion?
potentially 6 matches that
Yeah, I have a feeling it's Bastion.
the entire season between Bricked and AHS, the teams that have
No.
truly dazzled us.
No? Okay, try Pyre then. Pyre.
Play 5 games, funnily enough. So the
It was Pyre.
quick look at sort of our team head-to-head
He was right.
here, and I want to give
My
you
apologies,
a
King.
chance to sort of kind of break down
I shouldn't have questioned you.
storylines are we expecting as we go into these two teams.
When did Pyre come out?
I mean, the storylines are really that these are very strong teams. I mean, where they were placed in the kind of matchup in the cash out mode and now in final round kind of has stayed.
Oh yeah, if we clicked on the page, it's literally right there, the star thing.
So it's really interesting to just to note that like the teams that did the best.
All right, we would have been cheating. Oh, it came out in 2017, so yeah, that makes sense. That would be PS4, not PS5.
Between the teams, but also these teams have been really
Okay.
kind of
Bastion's a fair guess, though. It did come out. Bastion came out before this game.
really good at making just those in-game calls, those last second.
Interesting. Okay, I think the streamer back.
Really just well-rounded.
They're
teams.
just
I
talking.
feel like I could really just sing the praise.
They're just yapping.
Any player
Do we want to play one more? Or
you could just
Sure. While we have time.
these are some of the best players in the entire game and in the entire world. It's just insane, and yeah, I'm really excited to see how this is all gonna
all right.
Agreed. Yeah, it's impressive that also the top 2 teams from our group stages made it through. The Jerry, this is something you were telling me earlier, sort of as we move into our map, we're going to look into our maps in just a second. But you were talking about how it seems like the cash out
this
group
game looks
stages
3D,
actually
no?
do have a lot to say about team strength. Can you kind of run me through what you were talking there about sort of the standings?
Show the cat.
Yeah, well, it's kind of just
Got some
pace
pixelated
play
like
has
corners
been.
and
The
stuff a
best
little
cash-out
bit.
Teams are the best 3v3 teams. They
Like edges
do
are
sort of
hard,
rotate across.
which
Now,
makes me think
the
you
further down the
might
valley
be
you go,
3D, but this
the
is definitely the
teams that
backdrop
are
that is
like
2D.
Make-A-Wish, for example, who really
Right.
struggled in cash out, but then excelled in 3v3.
Let's
But
go
right at the
next.
top of
Let's go
the
one
ladder,
more.
that's where you just see the best
Okay,
players
we were
based
wrong.
on
It's
what
top down.
mode it is. So there's always a bit of debate.
Looks
and
like
I
it's
feel
top
that's
down.
an interesting kind of factoid to throw in there. But the main thing about this,
Ooh,
you
this
know,
is
they are
Sis
the best
Horizon.
teams, they
Unrailed?
deserve to
Is this
be
Unrailed
off the
too?
back of all of these different
Second one?
performances. Also, something, you know, seeing as what you sort of highlighted on something I said. I want to highlight something you
Do you want me to guess it?
before we
Yes.
start looking at the map ban,
Is
which
this
is
No.
Unrailed
really
too?
It's not Unrailed.
showdown of the best
What?
maps
It's not the
PS
second. No, it's Unrailed 2.
Oh, sorry,
There isn't a
Steam
second one.
on,
Yes, there
and
is.
then Uni on the mouse and keyboard.
It doesn't pop up in the list, bro.
Best light.
Oh, it's a Lego game.
Agreed. Yeah, it's going to be a showdown for the match.
No, it's a
Jones?
Lego game.
Yeah, it is
It's a
Lego.
Lego game.
It is Lego. Indiana Jones probably.
And the team is stronger than the whole. But run us
Or
through
they
the match,
have
because
they
one
have
map advantage. So the
Jurassic
bracket
Park.
advantage for Team After Hours is that in this best of 7 they start at 1
Oh,
point. So we have 6 maps to play.
Fuck, there's a
Run us
Jurassic
through those
World
real quick,
one.
Jerry.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we have.
I would
Indiana Jones is not.
It's on PS5. It's on PS5, Switch, and PC, which Switch is
They
irrelevant.
haven't made a new Indiana Jones, I think.
There is only,
So I would say it's
there is a map
probably.
advantage to AHS coming through the upper bracket. And then if we get there, we have
It's
Bernal,
probably
followed by
Lego
Morgan,
Jurassic
followed
World
by
is 2015.
Artie, I'm really
And that is
hoping
not
we
gonna be
avoid the
PS5.
six and we get a big 4-3 victory.
When's did they not make another one?
I hope so as well.
I
I
don't
mean, obviously,
think
these
so.
two teams are the teams that have done it all. They have reached the finals, and so to see it go all the way,
It's definitely a
would be the
newer
most
one, like a very
cinematic
new one.
Area,
Yeah.
that it could go to. But I love that we kind of cut off in the middle, where it's Soul, Fortune, and Skyway.
Those
Three
graphics
maps
are
that
pretty.
play very similar to one another.
2K
I mean,
Drive
yeah,
is the
like
most
fact
recent
that,
one? Wait, that
Skyway
can't be
has a
right.
part of Soul in it, and Fortune has the other.
Is
part
that
of Soul in
2K?
it.
2K Drive isn't a
But
top down
also
though.
the fact that those places
Horizon
are very different
Adventures?
to what will happen in the second half of those 6 maps with Bernal, Monaco, and Horizon.
Yeah, Horizon
favoring
Adventures.
themselves to
Zero Dawn.
older sightlines, favoring themselves to
Oh yeah, that makes
different
total sense.
ideology
Yeah, it's
for
definitely
map
that.
design. And so starting on Soul, especially
would
if you're
absolutely
looking
be
at
that.
their construction variant,
Oh,
I
we're
think
nice
we're
like
gonna
that.
have a banger of a match to start off because, like you said, there's so many things to kind of go in with one another. Where when it comes to
Let's
controller
go.
versus
Yeah,
FPS,
I was gonna say, I'm
when it
like, when
comes
you
to
said Indiana
SWAT
Jones, I'm like,
versus
dude, the
vision,
graphics
right?
are
When
way
it
too.
comes
I
to
didn't
nice.
play it. I just was like, I saw a cave and kind of a
That's
forest
how it looked
look, and I
like
was
for me when I was 6 years old. That's how the game looked, but not now.
I mean,
you're kind of forced into going
I haven't played a Lego game
versus
in
these
God
versus
knows how
something
long.
we could
Dude,
just
I will
stick
bust
with,
it.
we
Let's
just
bust it out
jump
right
pad. We
now.
don't need zipline.
I'll
We
have
just
you
stick with that.
know,
We haven't seen a lot
Lego
of zipline
Star
on
Wars, the
any map
Skywalker,
other than Soul.
or the
And
complete
so that's
saga,
because
the
this is
old
the
one
one map
from
that
like
could be a wild card
2011,
in that front.
is free on Amazon Prime.
There's a lot of different things that
We
can
can
go
lock
in
in right now.
Yeah, I agree.
You have to use
It's gonna be a
Amazon
really
or
interesting showdown. We're
Twitch's
gonna jump into
launcher
the
to do
matches
it.
in just a second. Before we
Probably.
do,
Or it might be
one last
GOG.
point from you, Rio.
Oh,
What do
okay.
you
GOG
expect
wouldn't be
from
too bad.
After Hours in this match? What do you,
Let's
what do you
see.
expect to see?
While
What
we're
are your
here.
thoughts on this before we get into it?
What are my thoughts on this? I think that they've got kind of an uphill battle. I think that Bricked has been kind of the dominating force in this.
It's
That's
GOG.
not to undermine anything that After Hours has done so far, but I think that Bricked.
You want to do a finals
finals
central plays night, and we stream it and play Lego Star Wars Skywalker
Dude, that
Saga?
game-
team. So that's kind of
That
what
game's
I
my
expect,
life, man.
and I just know
Yeah?
this is going to be the battle.
Yeah,
of
the
the
complete
ages.
saga
The
version.
real
Yeah,
champions
I
will
played
kind of
for
be
like
born.
probably
Yeah, I agreed. We do have the
like
map
2 years.
getting underway. Artie
I've
and Jared,
locked
we're
in
gonna
on
send
that
this to you
game.
guys once again.
crazy.
Take us into our grand finals
It was a
as
great
they get
game as
into
a
our
kid.
first map now.
It's crazy.
Let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens here. Thank you.
Okay,
so
we're getting
much.
in.
All right,
We're
Jerry,
in.
Here on Soul, what are we looking at?
Well, we're
Wait.
looking at some great performances actually there coming out.
Are
from,
they giving AHS
as
a
they
free
also
point?
have, Mariachi band
I don't know.
You gotta have the
I
skill.
think they are
I
because they
feel
didn't
like
win.
The
This is an
maraca,
interesting way of doing
guitar,
it.
Trumpet trio is probably OP.
That would make
If
sense.
Bark, please nerf.
They give him a first round,
Agreed,
first map
honestly.
buy.
The aura points alone.
Yeah, they should give him a free point because they haven't lost. That would make sense. They deserve something.
Yeah, that's fair, I guess.
Into this first point here, it's throwing me off because there's a brick next to AHS's name, but then the
oh my god, yeah, their logos are wrong too.
For After Hours, they have.
What do you mean they're wrong?
Their brick is next to a Team Div logo, and the brick is next to HS.
Very wide.
Oh.
Also, we're not in the under construction around here.
And it says HS is 1, which I think is accurate. I mean, that's what's said on the bracket, so I feel like that is accurate, but I don't know.
Honestly puzzling. We've seen it very rarely as a map, and even fewer times as a variant as the standard one. So right now we can see as
they just fixed it apparently.
AHS are moving themselves across the map all the way to that first catch out, and they get it plugged just for free. Stooge, as I need to keep training myself to say. I keep adding the J.
It's not fixed on my side.
Frustrating for me, but we'll fix that.
Oh, there it goes.
Stooge does line himself up with the gateway, gets his team over there, and now the fight will begin.
Your stream ahead?
On ground level,
your stream is ahead?
No, I'm just in chat.
Oh, okay. Able to jump in, but STN, he's the one that just takes the final shots there. We do have the last remaining member.
HS has already gotten quite a lot. They're going for the steal. Brick can get this off. That one's pretty far away.
Yeah, Brick's hitting the steal.
They get it.
Yeah. Uni's kind of, I guess, are playing for the coin.
Already up towards the top here. So looking towards
yeah, Brick's gonna have high ground positioning and time on their side. It's gonna be rough.
This is one of the hardest.
Yeah, and this is a very hard one to break as well.
Absolutely, anywhere on heights is a real problem with Soul because you've got these long sight lines, and of course everyone on the side of Brick very.
See, this is the problem with Soul, is there's way too many power positions that are just height. Like it's just. You got the elevators as well, which is just ridiculous.
What weapons are they using? They happy to switch around.
There's so many things I dislike about this map, I'll be honest.
So he's got a good pick.
Yeah.
That's a good angle. He needs to help his teammate though.
That is a pair of lights, or a pair of mediums rather, down. Backup is there though. The mesh shield may be allowing for that res, but there's a bit of miscommunication between the two players.
4 HP.
They're just backing up, busy trying to preserve.
Oh no! He barely hit that poison barrel.
Meleeed earlier, but they
that's
got the
crazy.
That's just one of those moments. Only in the finals.
Only in the finals.
That was crazy.
That is quite interesting to see. I mean,
one of the stray bullets popped the tank,
this
dude.
Is a good start off for them because of the fact that, remember that After Hours does have that upper bracket
W gas
into this where they're starting off with a free point. Brick needs to make up for that right now in order to just put themselves on even footing to start off. And getting the first cash out is well on their way to doing that. But when we see After Hours respawn closer to Vault 2, we're going to see Brick now set up the only place they really can, which is going to be Medical Tech, where they're going to have a good opportunity to cut off the Vault, whether it goes to B or all the way across.
Server lag from just blowing up a bunch of stuff to see that.
Yep. Yeah, only busy.
Can go busy. A real.
Wipe going against them earlier. You know, sometimes
I mean, I feel like there's no question that he is the best heavy in this video game.
It has put Brick in
like, and it's by a very far margin.
I would agree.
Fantastic point to defend, especially if you have knowledge of where Brick's coming from. What? Oh, he hit.
Oh no! Oh no!
Spoken too soon.
Apparently, zip lines and random RPGs can also kill Busy.
No, it was Busy's fault. He went on the zip line.
Yeah, that's real. That's real.
We can see Busy and STN, they're going to be heading over from Medical Tech, but looking underneath, there's Stooge already making his way a little bit stealthy underneath, but I believe he's going to be trying to set up a gateway. He's got probably the first one set underneath, trying to get over to get, yeah, there we go.
It was a tactical miss.
Now everybody's set up underneath. This cash out up the top on the scaffold. Very difficult to play into, so we will try to see some destruction here from Brick. I'm expecting to see a big jump pad because that's what Busy likes to do is jump pad RPG. Although it's going to be tough given the fact that After Hours could be spread out.
Yo, Fenny, I see you in the stage. If you want to talk, you can request. I'll give you access.
Two meaty flashes, but it's not going to stop SCN trying to peep.
Some button at the bottom.
Yep.
With that fight, finds the opening pick.
Zanya got him. He's out.
won by AHS so far.
Oh, that's
They need to get a steal
From
soon if they want to get this. If Brick can get an easy like win off this game immediately and immediately tied off to 1-1, this would be huge for them.
I don't think they have time to do this, you know, Artie. I feel like they might just have to.
Okay, yeah, I see the problem with Soul. Yeah, the map is terrible. It flows so bad, just entirely.
Soul's rough.
The cash out is in a place where they're going to be able to drop it. I mean, we see this
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't rework this map before Vegas.
Yeah.
Insanity to me. This map is, you can tell it's the first map they ever made.
And again, just taking out Busy at the very beginning by destroying the zip line and sending him all the way to the streets of Seoul underneath him. That was such a great cash out for After Hours. And Brick, who looked so confident on the first one, they didn't have any chance at life for that second.
Welcome, Finney.
Uh-oh. Team Millis is in the chat saying, why is Sloth allowed to play on 3 different teams again? Uh-oh.
What?
I don't know. He's in the chat saying, why is Sloth allowed to play on 3 different teams?
I think they're just trolling.
Yeah?
I mean, what 3 teams would he have been on?
I don't know.
Very nicely played here by AHS, controlling the terrain around them. We see the crane has already been dropped. Grit's playing smartly here, positioning themselves already at C. They know they do not want to have to...
STN with Flashbang is not new. He's been running it, I think, today. But it's just interesting to see it.
I agree.
Yo, what's up, Lee? How's it going, bro?
I mean, if you hit a good flash, you can take them out really quickly. So.
Yeah.
What's going on, Edward? How's it going, brother? Coming into a good time. Grand Finals. Best of 7.
Oh, that is a fat flashbang.
Oh, come on, get the kill. There we go.
Busy cleaning up lasagna.
Lasagna gonna be going out just as fast as he went in, but on the back front of it, we're gonna be seeing Busy get the double on a Sloth.
Oh, res to res.
Uni's gonna get the res here. With the defib, that's 3v2.
Hold on.
3v2, now 3v3.
Got the defib. Oh, it's not enough.
That's the cleanup out of AHS. Okay, the good news is for Bricks is that it just now got plugged. So they got plenty of time to reattack this.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, though. They're at hospital all the way in the corner of the map.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Blood area that we say is why this map sucks.
Yeah.
The defibs in hand, but of
Gonna have to play gateway across or something.
Yeah, look at them. They can hold this whole angle.
Yeah,
and they have a pike here, which is perfect.
Yep. Look at this. You can watch them. Like, they have to run across this bridge. There's not enough util in the game to make this easy.
I don't even think Stu just running cloak, so he can't get across. Like,
nope.
Yeah, look, they're just held here.
Yeah.
What do you do?
What do you do?
that's what they're deciding right now.
It is really
they're gonna gateway jump at it.
Chance to make this work. They are setting up the DMAT and the gateway. They're looking to get across with momentum.
That's smart. Jesus Christ!
Yeah. There you go. Welcome to Seoul. Welcome to Seoul. Everybody that said this map is great, welcome to Seoul.
Yeah, everybody says this is their favorite, and I'm saying you're smoking the fattest
all
of
of that setup they had to do. For what?
Yeah,
losing
that,
killed immediately.
That fight was detrimental.
All that setup to just get killed immediately.
You think my 1 or 2 random teammates in ranked plays could even try to create that play, and then you got Stooge not even able to pull it off? Like, come on, bro. This map is terrible.
Yep. I've been saying.
No chance they could do this unless they
What's up, Evelyn? How's it going?
Oh my god. Almost gets it.
Oh, but the jump pad's not enough. STN falls to the bottom. We can see
missed the jump pad.
Oh, that's the pick on Busy.
That's
the pick on Busy.
Rick is just getting slammed.
Oh, hold on. Defib was sentry.
Oh. Nah, he's gonna just demat the floor.
Yeah.
Just demat the floor. Oh wait, never mind. He would have skated down with it, actually.
They got it.
That's the cleanup. That's HS.
Wow.
1.
Yeah.
New lead here is crazy already.
Oh my god, Silk, bro. Speaking of facts, finally, somebody in the chat is with us. Map is terrible. Soul is terrible. It's objectively bad.
It's the worst map in the game. I'm here to throw it out.
Put Kyoto in, take out Seoul, for crying out loud. Honestly, I'd
Dude.
rather play
Yeah,
Kyoto.
yeah. I feel like there's not even a spot on Kyoto that's that bad.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, people complain about Seoul so badly, or sorry, Kyoto, but Seoul is so much worse. It's so much worse.
I will admit though, Kyoto isn't great, but
Oh yeah, I totally agree. It has a ton of problems. The towers in particular are just way too good, and then the server issues that comes from it as well. But man, Seoul just at least you can play around some of this stuff on Kyoto and like hopefully get around it. Dude, Seoul is just impossible. It's so hard.
Dude, you get Soul and you get held there on that bridge like Brick did, and that is enough for me to alt F4 sitting right there. I'm good with not even playing the rest of it out. I don't care anymore.
I'm saying
it could be first
you know
cash
what,
out.
You
I'm
know
ready
what
to be
we're doing
done.
in
I don't
our
even want to
final
play.
central tourney? We're banning Soul.
Oh, I'm banning it for sure. Absolutely, I'm not playing it. That's for sure. I'm not even watching it.
We're skipping any Soul match.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to add map bans to ranks, dude.
I agree.
It's awful.
Either that or
you could do a map pick. Yeah, like COD does it. Vote.
It's so bad.
It'd be cool if you could vote, like even you know, you could vote on like a modifier that's on it as well. Be cool.
In the Pro League,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
probably not going to happen. And so
they already have that in
Bricked,
place
I mean,
with the
they
private
came at
matches.
it with their
Oh, yeah?
full force, but after a
Yeah, you can
very
choose the, like,
small
arena
shutout
event.
where you got that 10% timer already ticked down, so
like
you
the
can get
variation.
busy back up. What else can
I
you
want
do,
more.
right? When you're
I want more
stuck crossing
variations.
over, when you have no way to drop it out,
Yeah.
no way to
I
drop
think we
it
were
out,
having this
it's
conversation
gonna be
yesterday.
such
Like,
a
there's so many
difficult
cool ideas they
situation,
could do.
and,
We,
not only was after I was
I
able
don't know
to
if
do
I think you were here
that
for
on
that,
Cash Out
Vinny.
2,
Like in the
we were
chat.
able to get
Yeah, they just haven't
hospital girls to do it on
elaborated
Cash Out
much
3.
on the
I think
variations.
if you're
Like the
Brick
more
right now,
recent maps
that
only have
map
like
would
one or
just
two, I think.
It was Soul.
The problem with
So
Kyoto
fantastic.
that I think is the big
AHS
one
did
between
beat us,
people
it
is
was
you have
bad.
that castle
Because they've got
and
to
then you
pick it
have the
back up and go
tower.
to Fortune.
Those two
Unfortunately,
spots can
the
see the
problem
entire
started
map.
is
Yeah.
Pretty
stadium
crazy.
where
You
Soul
then
did
have all the
things,
destructible
right? It's that
trees
redesign,
that
it's that
are just
reimagining
like
of the
paper
very
thin
first map,
that
one
cause a
of the
ton
very
of
first
server
maps in the
issues.
game.
And
The
then
balance
you
is
have that
all down.
entire
And
water
this is an
area,
interesting
which in a
debate
game
as
about
well.
movement and
And
the
we've
entire part of the
seen
map
Brick be
slows you
fairly
down is also a little
successful on
controversial.
Fortune Stadium in
Yeah.
the past.
Yeah,
We've seen
the
AHS
the
be
lake
fairly successful
on Kyoto is definitely one of the problems, and I think people have been playing the game for a long time. Which, to be fair, we started playing again towards the end of season 5. That lake used to be frozen, and so the movement issue wasn't there. Where if you hit it, you would basically be like stuck in mud, like it does
Yeah.
now. And that's one of the biggest complaints is that one, especially if there's suspended structures and the cash boxes over it. Like I can get why that's annoying.
Yeah, if they worked hard on it, because I believe Kyoto was the first map for them to actually have like real water in, and they have it has like physics and all that. So if they don't want to remove it because of that reason that they worked on it, that's understandable. Just make it so it doesn't slow you down as much, or like maybe a tiny bit, but preferably not at all.
The finals
Absolutely.
favors the lucky. And for Fortune Stadium,
I think this would be a
lot of
great
opportunities
opportunity to add in
get
ice.
lucky.
Make an ice
bold.
grenade.
I thought the final. So the finals doesn't.
First
favor
going
me
full
then?
full Destiny.
Bold,
Let me run my
bold.
status subclass in the finals.
You can understand.
It doesn't.
I
It
just- my
doesn't
ears
freeze
prick
you.
up
It just
at the
slows you
mention of
down.
the word.
Let me run Glacial
Understandably,
Quake and
can't
make
see them because they're under these,
the lake
but,
an entire
yeah, they're
you know,
pointy
frozen
and
wonderland.
golden right now. Anyway, Lasagna with the swap onto heavy. We've already seen this once today.
And yeah, we got the swap on heavy, and I also believe I saw Cerberus there for half a moment, which is pretty uncommon.
Interesting.
To be run on Fortune Stadium, especially after the most recent.
Wait, so
nerf.
Slothy and
This is usually
Lasagna
a
swapped
Moss map,
roles,
but
right?
I'm curious to see it run through. Looking to see after.
Yeah, because you
hours
still have Uni
try to
over on
dominance, but
light.
Brick
You know,
gonna have to
Lasagna's
get
been
early
on
in
heavy.
as
No,
after
no, no.
hours. They
Lasagna
come
just
out
switched to heavy. That's what
super
the
early on
casters
here
were just
today.
saying.
Oh no, yeah, you're right. Yeah, they did switch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I,
Slothy wasn't heavy.
yeah, so I think Slothy and Lasagna switched,
How interesting.
Yeah, it looks as though
which is
I wonder why.
apparently the second time today. So I just didn't see the first time.
Dude, Brick keep trying to like slow walk, but they still hear them.
Yeah, I don't really get it that much. But
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's so funny. Was hitting the shift block.
Shatter dive. Oh my
Calm
god.
down, dude. Let's add in shatter skating to finals.
Jesus.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
this is-
AHS
this is a wipe.
shambles.
This is a wipe. You just wipe here. You don't even fight this.
They're gonna find that res and not even close. Busy just says we don't need to take a 3v1. I'm just gonna win the 1v1. What's this light worth when I've got a shotgun?
I mean, he hit the nullifier,
Jesus,
but
crazy.
even in hitting the nullifier, he realized he kind of bit off a lot more than he could chew in that position. There's not many areas you can dash away into. So we're going to see Bricked now just set up, and it looks like they are going to try to make sure they're going to do what After Hours would do to them, and that's take it all the way out to Sector 6, up in this beautiful ESOL building. Luckily, it is the cash out.
Yeah, this is kind of similar to the Soul spot that I was talking about. They can just
I agree.
both
No,
jump pads.
yeah, dude, this map is just as bad. Like this part.
Oh, but I don't think they're gonna do it because they're running Cerberus and SA12. So I don't think they're gonna do it as much. The Stooge is still gonna try, but it's not as.
Yeah, so the one thing that makes this map a little bit better is this right side that they're taking. You still have access. You don't have a like. This is a better version of Hospital.
Yeah,
It still has similar problems, but not nearly as bad.
Yeah,
definitely.
And we got almost a 50-50 split. 54-45 split on the who's winning poll.
Yeah.
What was the poll on their end? Can you see it?
Stairway, and this could be a
Yeah. Bricked is like 45k to 11k.
Oh,
like
wow.
points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He still has that heavy DNA in him, holding that red barrel, ready to throw
I mean,
out
understandably,
Bricked.
they've been pretty
They're
dominant,
pulled up
obviously.
in a very nice
I don't think
free
people are
lane
giving
position
AHS
here.
enough credit.
Usually
I don't think so as well.
They're in winners for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These guys are crazy.
Was AHS who knocked Bricked down the lower bracket yesterday?
Yes.
Oh.
AHS knocked Brick and Team Day.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They both needed their revenge match.
Huge bit of damage is chunked out as Busy goes out
Uh-oh.
early. Slothy gonna
It's
be
STN
they just-
gone.
one more, but it's
Look
still
at that.
one player left.
Stooge.
Getting the double on to Slothy. Now he needs to find one more. We're gonna
They need to hit the
They
steal
just
right
need to hit
now.
the steal.
Yeah.
But
They're
at
wasting
this moment,
time.
Brick,
Yeah,
they're
you're
still in control.
gonna give them the
Score
coin.
points are crazy, but with 3 members of AHS
They need to
out,
hit
they're
it
gonna
That's
see
the res.
Oh, they're gonna get the DMAT. They're gonna get the DMAT.
2v3.
downstairs
They
as
get the
well.
DMAT.
Yeah,
here
the
shortly.
DMAT with
No,
launch pad.
That might be enough.
Cash out has been stalled for now. It's still on the jump
Oh my
pad.
God,
No
it's on
way
the-
to touch it. But as it drops down, AHS, they're gonna try to hold this.
Yeah,
thing
I think
against
they
the
wasted
end.
enough time.
They're doing what they can, but Stooge gets the first. Stooge gets the second, and they
Yikes.
get the wipe onto AHS, unable to hold the steal.
Too many
I
people,
was
I think.
expecting it just to win that.
No.
I don't know. It's kind of a hard spot to be in where the res might have been worth, but at the same time, like, because they could have just stolen it back, but I don't know.
Well, the problem is one of them probably needed to go and hit the box.
I don't
while
know
the
why
other
they
one
didn't.
res, but I guess they were worried about the fact that Stooge was still running around.
But
They
who
wanted to play
cares?
for the wipe, but I feel like they chased for the wipe for way too long there.
Busy, yeah.
Oh, Waltz is in here. What's up, Waltz?
What's up, Waltz?
Yeah.
Dude, you've been killing it on the casting, man. Been loving it. That one game you were casting was crazy, dude.
Yeah.
That game earlier today.
I don't know how they did it. The numbers were all against them.
Oh yeah. By the way, the green screen looks really good too. By the way,
Yeah,
Walt.
dude, I was just talking about it. I'm like, Waltz,
Yeah.
your green screen's crazy looking. So good. The crazy part was the green screen's going under your headset, like through your hair, and I can see it. I'm like, dude, what does this guy have?
Yeah, like even
It's like a
Cody's just
NASA
looking
computer
forward to
running the green screen, dude. Crazy.
The AHS, they're quick on the trigger to jump in, and from the balcony, the dome
Oh,
doesn't
man.
end up working out.
Oh no, Uni's left in a
I don't,
1v3 again.
I don't know if you're
Yikes.
still here, Waltz, but we, if you guys are down, if we can get maybe you and Rio on for next week. Yeah, I've been loving your backgrounds. They're funny. But yeah, we'd love to have you on next week. If not, maybe the week after that. Let us know if you guys are free.
Talking about the pod specifically.
Yeah.
The kills just
Yeah,
haven't
pod's
been
pretty
there
good.
on the other end. And yeah, Brick playing really tight, really close and coordinated.
We'll be in
Both
touch.
teams, in fact, going for a kind of death ball approach, which means that we're getting these
For sure.
very,
We'll hit you
very fast fights. The dash
That's
gateway
true.
set up there to get the whole of AHS in close proximity.
We want to start doing community tournaments too, so
When it comes to
might hit you up
fighting,
about
they're
that
gonna
as
try and
well.
get rid of this, do a very
Oh, did you
smart
tell
move to
Waltz that we're gonna
the
try and
highest
work on
level
the
of
like,
play. And unfortunately, that doesn't
advert
really
thing?
hit that with the acceleration.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Fall below, but in fact, they
I
are
don't think it was
going
Waltz who I was talking to. It was someone else that was running like the advert parts of this.
I didn't
Oh,
bring it up.
okay.
Was
I
it
thought
Burrito?
it was Waltz you were
I
talking
think
about.
so.
C4
Yeah.
unfortunately seems to have actually fallen off the point. They're going to demat it down. Do they have the
What's up,
second
Harris?
form of stall? Yes,
Glad
they
you could
do.
check out. We're in grand finals right now.
Ready to fight. Out come the guns. Busy
what's
SCA.
up, Bedrock?
Y'all want this
Kill
smoke.
feed, and that is a clean wipe with a
I
double
want to
kill.
play
Yeah,
just to
and
put
that
respect
will
on her
be
name,
it.
but I don't
That
want
is
us to be like in the
going to
bracket
Brick,
for
and they
like
are
because we
not
might
out
have
of
some
this one.
prizing.
Back in the game.
Right.
Oh
yeah, we won. We won,
Yeah.
guys.
This tournament's literally freelo.
We won. Just going in and dominating.
You just
the
post the
tournament.
video.
Yeah.
Pro players aren't as good as you think.
I made a tournament and won it.
Ojo EO. Thanks for the follow over on Twitch.
Being able to control how you're able to hold out sector.
Oh man,
I was breakdown 2-1. AHS came in with a map, with like a map bonus, I guess, because they ran winners bracket. And then Bricked lost map 1 on Soul, arguably the worst. Well, not even arguably, just absolutely the worst map in the game. I think we converted chat at this point. My job's here is done. I could retire from the channel because I've spread my Soul hatred propaganda, and that's been enough.
Life is complete. Yeah, a lot of people are in the chat on the other page. They're mad about AHS having an extra point. Everyone's like, guys, you know they went through the entirety of winners bracket and didn't lose.
Yeah,
like, they kind of deserve something.
Well, it's like a lot of esports tournaments don't do that, but I think they should.
I know.
How many
which I think
times
is
do you see
insane.
somebody make the lower bracket run and then just wind up winning the tournament because they're like
And it's not
hot,
fair.
whereas winner bracket decides to sit there the whole time?
It's not fair. They deserve an extra point, man. I hate when winners brackets don't do that stuff.
Yeah, you're honestly better going to losers. To be honest, I mean,
Freelo, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Freelo.
Yeah,
it is Freelo.
Freelo in the sense of if you win, you get multi-bucks, and we can't pay rent.
And I gotta say that at first I was kind of concerned.
And if we win, we get no multi-bucks,
We still
but we
can't
do
pay
pay rent.
We still can't pay rent, but we don't have to give out
as
bucks.
hard as it did, but unfortunately, they only had one chance to use it.
I really don't know who to shoot for
let's
here.
talk about the fact that
It's kind of anyone's game.
Also, as you were talking about it, when they're trying to remove the goo from
Dude,
that jump
I think
pad,
Brick might be able to come back.
you know, obviously
They might, but they've been having some issues. I feel like as a team.
with the Cerberus, which set on fire. Which
Bricked yesterday had quite a few moments from what we watched where it was the compounding issues thing that I think numerous people have said at this point between chat, between the casters, where they've made really small mistakes and that's been compounded and they wind up losing the map.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's hard to say that that's happened in this series because I think Soul obviously is bad with the spawns, and I think like the moment you lose hospital you're just screwed. And our Fortune Stadium was obviously kind of the same thing in a way, but a little more toned down. So I'm curious to see as we get to more neutral maps like Sis Horizon, things like that, if we start noticing a momentum difference.
A lot more often in the space of best of 7. You kind of expect teams to trade
we'll see.
right at the beginning because
it's best of 7.
getting, like,
I hope
Yes,
I hope
best of 7.
the channel makes it to the major, so I can do a very cute like video documentary of us going to
there is also that
the country.
Us traveling together.
Yeah, and I could do a cute little like hanging out all my little music and stuff that I like doing. Be cute. I think it'd be a cute little video.
Yeah.
I can like frame it as like we really made it. We really made it. I can end the video with like us looking out into like the coast of the country we're in.
I can't wait to do the podcast while we're in Vegas. That's what I'm waiting on.
Send it off. And last hurrah. Me and Sam have each other's arms around our hips.
Viking
We
funeral.
send it off. Yeah, we send it off.
A lot of the cash out areas.
We put
Oh
we
my
put our
God.
Oh my god.
Oh my
He's never
god.
beating the accusation.
It's just insane. Jesus Christ.
Dude, he did that live yesterday, and I literally said the same thing. I was like, he's never beat that accusation.
Yeah,
The
what the
allegations
hell?
are stacked against him.
Heading over to B,
Dude,
a little far.
that's another clip in the bag to
Yep.
put towards his.
One
You
thing
know,
I'll
we
say
could
about-
become a drama channel and just start farming this.
Yeah, just start clip farming. Dude just hit another suspicious clip in ProHubs.
Is this guy cheating in the ProHubs grand finals?
But at the same time, I actually feel.
To be fair, I don't know how good the aim assist is. I've never played on controller.
I've never played on controller either, but somebody was saying earlier that apparently there's a keybind that you can set to reset your horizontal recoil.
Oh, no. Yeah, there is. I saw a video on that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That might be what he uses to like get hit long range shots.
Yeah, that's crazy that even
I'm sure
exists.
for like close range he doesn't.
So something I was gonna say about this map is a lot of times the cache boxes spawn in super far out on like the edges of the map. So I feel like dying and wiping here is gonna be super punishing to whatever team
100%.
it happens to.
From the bottom.
Man, a lot of teams
What
have
is
not been hitting
happening?
jump pads, man. It's a shame. We get the pick here.
Oh my god, that's a pick on Busy. That's a
huge.
pick on
Another
STN.
one.
Busy ain't coming back.
Dude just got one.
Yep. Stooges.
Clean up Hank here.
Oh my god.
He's getting away.
Yeah, you hit that res for sure. Yeah, you hit that res for
Yeah.
sure. That's the wipe.
Man.
Dare I say, After Hours might be doing tricks on it.
I'm telling you, man. People were not giving him enough credit. I don't know if there's just like people are just like brick riders, rider dyers. They just like glazing them.
Yeah.
But AHS needs some credit, man. Put some respect in their name.
Now it's Brick's turn.
Arguably, they've done more work to be here than Bricked.
This is going to be very punishable here. If AHS
Is this Anya running tight?
Good position. Uni.
Serve.
Serve for sure.
Yeah, I think we're running serve.
Yeah.
But as Brick takes that upper deck control at the top, we see Uni.
We haven't seen a ton of nullifier use from Hank this game. Good angle though. On the
Yeah, that's a good glitch too. Oh, that's a double glitch.
now they're great. Yep.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
and he's nullified.
There we go.
Yep. Good use of nullifier there, bringing in a 2v1, 3v1, 3v2.
Right, he needs to support his team quick.
Yep, and that's the cleanup. Yep, that's it, and the cash out.
Man, they are hot right now, which is crazy because we were worried that they were, sitting for too long and cooled down, but no, they are still pumping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are hot.
I mean, semifinals was a whole like 30 seconds, so fastest series I've ever seen.
That is true. That might have played into it, man. They thought they had some time.
Yeah.
Maybe they were grabbing something to eat and they had to rush back in.
Everything that was going on, he was able to land the nullifier halfway through that fight to really just turn it into a 3 versus 2, a 2 versus.
My dog has arisen. Bro's walking around shaking now.
Was in the favor of AHS, and Brooks now playing
As he
catch up
does.
here.
Yeah.
They zip their way on towards this light. He has to back away.
He's decided
He's
that
been
hours of sleep is too much for him.
incredible. He needs to move out of here.
Yeah. We need
It
to
might get
clean
wiped
up.
here.
That's
Oh,
it.
yep.
Yeah.
Dude, he stays killing Busy, man.
Yep. Stooge is dead.
That guy has his number. Clean it
Oh
up. Clean it up.
my
There we go.
God.
Yep. Light work. Oh my God. Dude, this guy's crazy.
That's Aura.
Give him a break. I know Busy
I
staying in
think
his desk.
this is the first time I've seen Brick get slammed like this repeatedly.
It almost hurts to see.
It's breaking my brain, that's for sure.
Chucking a nullifier on any random
Dude,
player
it is.
with a 3v3 brawl. Just taking them out
Dude,
of the
Hank
fight
is
within 5
insane, man.
seconds. It makes all the difference. It's such a useful
guy's crazy.
tool in so many different scenarios, and we're really seeing Uni put it to good use here.
Absolutely. Well, Brick is about to jump in for the next fight here. Busy up on the bottom. We see STN trying to figure out his positioning. He is playing FAMAS into AHS's Cerberus. So, curious to see how
Busy
this
up
starts.
to,
Busy
man.
looking for that
Oh, boy.
RPG opener right now.
I don't know. He's
He has
going
a
to open
mean
that
RPG
door.
setup.
I'm curious to see if he opens that door and gets a bunch of value,
He
or if
is
he gets
a mean
absolutely
RPG
smoked.
setup. He's waiting. He's waiting.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Oh no, he got
Oh,
flanked.
no.
He got flanked.
Oh, no. Oh, hold on. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Dude. Brick just cannot catch a break.
That's the
right now.
res. Oh, and the cleanup. But what is it, 3v1 right now, right?
They can't catch a break, man.
Oh, he
Huh?
got stuck.
Smart gateway.
W elevator.
Smart
W
gateway.
gateway.
Tries to get in and kill Busy before the res can come through. He stalls the res.
He tried to grab the barrel and he grabbed the chair.
Yeah, you wait for your
shotgun's
teammate to
scary.
coin. You got 1 second.
That
Yeah,
shotgun is scary.
Just wasting time, yeah.
you let them coin.
Problem is they have the box.
now from underneath.
No, AHS still controls it. Brick hasn't even gone and stolen it this whole time. This entire time, Brick just stood there.
Yeah, I don't know if he can shut down a steal all by himself, though.
No, he can't. But I mean, that was crazy that he waited that long.
That's what I was saying. I mean, they have to steal soon.
Oh my God, STN just killed himself.
Oh my God.
No
way. This is crazy.
Stooge gets the kill.
No.
2v1. Cashbox is stuck on the wall. Do you see
they got
this?
the res up. They got the res up. No way. No way he
3v1.
gets it. Oh, it's.
Oh no.
He can't interrupt this.
Oh, and
no.
he got glitched. And he got glitched. We can't even throw his glitch grenade to cancel that.
No.
Oh no.
Dude, you almost clutched it up.
Dude, that's so unfortunate.
I don't know if STN launch padding himself off the map maybe costed them this match, but that was
to get this
It's
really
certainly
unfortunate
didn't
timing.
Certainly didn't help him. That is so unfortunate. Man, to be in that position is a light.
Oh my God.
It's not good. Not good. Dude,
That STN ruined it all.
I'm saying.
I think that
Brick is just
I
falling
don't know what I
further
think.
and further behind. This is
so
going to be
lost
a
for words,
tough
honestly,
comeback if
and
they
I'm
have to
glad
do it.
that
I mean, they're
This
literally
is
going to have
serious
to win.
point. This is map match. This is match point. If they just close out the next map, this is it. They're done. They win.
There's a lot
I know.
to break down here,
Just
but
like
I don't
that.
think any of us, even those
So
who
they need
were
to hurry it up. I mean, this is going to be a hard
expecting it to
comeback
be
if they try to do it. I
3-1 by
mean,
this point.
dude,
Yeah,
3 games in a
bring
row
in
is
the
tough.
analyst desk. Let's bring
Yeah.
in
That's not
Watson
easy.
Rio and break down
Maybe Brick
the
just
first
setting
rounds.
themselves up for the reverse sweep for clout.
That's right. We're back.
Oh,
here.
yeah,
Let's
they're
break some
aura
stuff
farming.
down Before we get into this, Walt,
Of
Jared,
course.
Hardy, Rio, and Rio's cat is
They're
here. We're
aura
gonna break
Dude,
things
Waltz is
down,
killing
make
me
sure
with
that
these
we know
backgrounds, man.
exactly what we
Dude,
just
I
saw.
know.
He's
He's
getting
got-
them quick, dude.
He's got
I
T-bills up
hear
there.
him.
Look, he's got T-bills up there.
Have you not heard him? Have you heard him in the spectator? You hear the little clip after?
Yeah.
You don't hear him taking the
Right?
pictures?
Like, there was just a lot
Well,
of
Oh,
they
yeah.
screenshot the final scoreboards as well.
fights, but it's gone
Yeah,
so
it's
far.
a best of 7.
Yes, best of 7.
I'm not sure if this
Is it
is
map
the
dependent? What do you think?
best. I think best of 9 would be
I
way
think it
too
is kinda
long,
map
so I think best of 7 is
I
probably perfect.
don't know if they got
Final.
enough maps for best of 9 with that Kyoto's out, right? How many maps are in this game in total?
I mean, it's not really about maps per se. It's more about just games.
Well, unless they repeat map picks, is
I
what I
think it's
meant.
fun.
Sure.
Tends to be more aggressive, and I don't know if it's really working out for them just yet.
For
So,
Rio's
I
cat.
don't know. I think that we're going to see a
know.
lot in
Where's
this next
vibing?
match, but yeah, that's just kind of my quick thoughts.
Yeah, I do agree. I think that the
Uh,
map does feel
let's
like
see.
it's doing a lot. I also feel like we've seen After Hours make some very micro adjustments. Like that last match on Skyway.
Wait, this
Lasagna
wiki only
went
has 2 maps on it.
Cerberus, whereas STN
It's Soul and
was
Monaco.
not
This is an
with
old
Shotgun.
site.
And I wonder
Yeah.
if maybe that was
What the heck?
again an understanding of the map and a willingness to adapt and change in small ways. Like you think Skyway, you think long sight lines, you think I want to
Oh, no,
pipe,
the
I
finals
want to
wiki.
Moss. And Lasagna said, well, actually,
1, 2, 3,
Team
4,
has
5,
the
6.
same
There
W
are,
background.
yeah, there's 8.
range, and that
There are
maybe
8
that
maps
was their
currently,
desire.
9 if you
So
include the
I
practice
wonder
range,
maybe
which
their
would be
willingness
hilarious
to
if somehow they
swap
made that happen.
things around. We've seen that here and there from Brick, but generally they still
I think
have
it's
the
okay to
same
repeat
weapons.
maps.
Do you feel like that might
Yeah.
be anything, Artie? You would
Do
need
them in
to
modifiers. Do Vegas with
take a
Sandstorm.
on where things are
Yeah,
going
it's like a
on
whole
this
different
season.
map right there.
I mean, I gotta say, swapping into
That's
the
one way to
Serb
actually have 9 if
was
you did that.
a weird decision
I agree.
on Fortune Stadium, but it of course makes sense on Skyway.
Dude,
and
Artie's
I think
background
that
is sick.
When it comes down to
Dude, Artie-
like, the fundamentals,
Artie is
right,
sick
Of, let's
in
say,
general.
hey, I'm gonna play FAMAS because
that's
it's
my
Skyway
guy.
Stadium. Sure, makes a lot of sense. That's what works. That's
He
typically
has like
what
a whole
happens.
room dedicated to his setup, bro.
You
That's
don't
sick.
exist in a vacuum.
Yeah.
You have 2 other teammates that are also playing around you, and you have
He was
2 other
doing like
teammates that are
VCT
setting
coaching or
up
something,
where
right?
you're going.
Or
The
some sort of
medium
Valorant
is
coaching.
not
Was
the
it
one that
VCT
sets
or?
He was
up
doing
what you're
VCT
for your player. And if you're equipping
casting.
yourself because
Oh.
this is the weapon that is good on this map.
Yeah, people were
that
recognizing him and
doesn't
they're
mean
like,
that it's
"Oh,
good
Artie
for
does
how your
finals
team is gonna
too."
be taking pushes.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that it's good for how your team is going to be taking fights. And especially when we look at Cash Out 1, how After Hours was able to dive in onto that open office fight and really take a lot of control, just given the medium difference, given the effect of that.
I'll have my own
burning
setup room
Cerberus shotgun
soon.
in
I'm
the
excited
back
for
of
that.
Busy. Just
I
it
won't.
was
I'm
such
stuck
a
here in the
crazy
living room.
push that, to be honest,
You're-
yeah, there's long sight lines, but
Alright,
it's
then.
not in the same way that
I
there
remember the
are
days when
on
I had a
maps
setup
like
room.
what we're going to see with Bernal and Monaco.
B2.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
100% agreed. We do have that back and forth, and they clearly understood that. So at this point, though, Bricked is once again they're up against a wall. They are now.
Wait, technically,
at
don't we have
10
10 maps
points in
because of the, like,
Series 1.
LTM
We're
one?
gonna punch this through. Jerry, I'm going to tell you.
I wasn't including TDM matches.
For Brick. You are now Brick's coach.
Okay.
You have to
I was considering, I was going with like what you could run in cash out, I guess.
How they win this next match.
Okay.
What do they need to do?
That'd be cool if they like expanded that map and made it a cash out though.
I feel like they will. I'm gonna be honest. I felt like that was a teaser map for season 7.
Could be.
What do you think is coming in 6.9? By the way, what is this? What are they teasing? Because I have no idea.
Over the ages,
Week or what?
I don't know either, honestly.
They've alluded to 6.9 being like a decent sized patch.
Yeah.
And I don't know what they're gonna add.
They might nerf the XP54.
You think mid-season? I don't know.
I think they're gonna wait a little bit.
I think this late into the season, they just wait till season 7, basically making a brand new meta instead, because they know that that's gonna create a new meta.
So I'm being cast a brain right now. There you
But I don't know.
My spiel.
You think they're gonna add another? I think they should add 3 more gadgets.
I really think that.
I don't think they should do 3 more weapons. I think the weapons are fine right now. I think they should add
I'd agree.
3 new specializations would be hype actually. 1 for each class would be sick. I'd be with that. That would be a huge meta switch up.
What would you add?
Man, I honestly have no clue.
Specialization.
I don't know. I have no clue. I wouldn't know what. I can't think. Like,
apparently, the only teaser we have so far for season 7, I believe, is that they're going to be doing something with like the weapon system.
Yeah, so we're going to be jumping
That's
in
all we
just
know.
a second, but
We don't know what it is, but
weapon system.
Rob was talking in Oscar's chat, and he said,
at this point, I just want to
I hope we're done moving all the season 7 weapons over to the new system. That's what he said.
Who's going to take this?
So,
who's going to be the winner?
like
Rio,
Interesting.
who's taking this right now?
You think they add
That's all we're
like
gonna
more
be doing.
attachments or something, like a
yeah,
weapon
maybe
crafting
just
system?
attachments.
Yeah,
Alright.
one word.
Be kind of cool.
Bricked. All right.
It'd be cool if you
I'm
could have
not a big
fastback
fan
on
of
every single
All right,
gun.
I don't know who's taking it,
I'm not a
Yeah,
big
it would
fan
just
of
be
it.
really hard to balance. I feel like.
Oh,
I don't know if
100%.
I want that. I kind of like that guns are just what they are.
IDK.
I agree.
NA math is not the strong point here. Regardless, we
Especially
have
in
a
an
lot of
arena
people
shooter
thinking
like
Brick can
this.
do this. We're about to jump into the match. Artie and Jerry, you guys are going to be our casters as we finish our final matches of the Pro League Season 0. Artie, take us away.
Let's go ahead and jump.
We have enough
into it
weapons.
here.
I'd rather
We're about
more
to
of them be
get
viable.
started
I agree.
on Bernal.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. I'd say we have enough weapons right now.
Jerry,
The only thing I would
let's
say
talk
is
about
maybe
Bernal.
adding
Let's
one
talk
more
about
melee
the
weapon or
differences
something if
we've
they were
seen,
going to do
because
that
we've seen everything
for
from
each class.
sledgehammers making it
Outside
work,
of
not
that,
making it work,
I'd
but
be
we've
fine with
also
them adding new
seen a
weapons
lot
if
of
they're
different
goofy
ideas
weapons
for
like
how
we talked
shotguns can be
about.
played on this map.
But outside of that,
Jerry,
I want more gadgets
what's
and
the
I
take?
want preferably more specializations. I think would be the best move for season 7.
I think more specializations would be ideal for me as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think more cool gadgets and specializations would be optimal for season 7.
I agree.
Yeah. Because I do think like we kind of have the loadout in terms of specializations solved at the moment. Like I think it's pretty obvious to know what to run.
So many
I
of
think
them are not
heavy's
useful.
yeah, I think heavy is the only one that's like got some variety between mesh shield and winch at the moment.
I mean,
Medium is, I would say, DMAT. I think it's the first option, and then if you have 2 mediums, then second one runs heal beam, and then light is a toss up, I guess, between dash and cloak, and that just kind of depends on your playstyle.
Yeah, I've seen a lot more dash than cloak though in PROHUBs lately.
Yes.
Cloak nerf.
Yeah, interestingly, at the beginning of this tournament, people were running thermal vision, and now they're not because nobody's running cloak. I do think part of that.
Everybody kept saying, sorry to interrupt, but everybody kept saying, oh, like thermal vision's a must pick and all this, and I kept telling people, I'm like, you guys are tripping. I think it's just the meta's behind, and I stand behind it, and now no one's running it. I've been saying this. People are tripping, wasting a gadget on thermal.
Still very
I think people were anticipating cloak to be more prevalent in this tournament because of ping. There was a lot of concern, obviously, with like running dash because dash feels terrible on high ping apparently, and just is not very effective at this level of play. So there was a lot of speculation that you were going to see a lot more cloak, and I think because of that you were seeing a lot more thermal vision to start out with. But EU got knocked out entirely in like not even semifinals, like pretty early on. All the EU teams got knocked, and at that point now you're playing NA again. I mean, this is just an NA tournament at this point. It has been for last half of yesterday and all of today, and so now everybody's back on dash again.
Yeah, I think Soul makes a good point. Is that like the weapons should be what they are? I mean, too many games do this like over customization where you need like, oh, I need to look up a build for a gun, and it's just ridiculous. Like, just keep the weapons as they are. Have the customization and the variety be in the gadgets and the specializations.
As an 80 resting ping, I can confirm it's bad on ping. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'll tell you. Anytime I play with Sam, I know immediately I'm on his servers. It's horrible. Dash sucks.
I was hoping to see turret pop out because like DMAT wasn't viable, but it never happened.
Yeah, DMAT's just too good, unfortunately.
I played some pubs with Rock Squibbler a while ago, and the ping was bad, and I felt like I couldn't use DMAT, so I just threw turret on and let it do everything for me. It was pretty viable, I won't lie.
This has been a little bit of a like. There's been some cool moments, but not really a ton going on in this match. I mean,
yeah, I think both teams have wiped once so far.
Yeah.
No, I lied. I'm sorry. They're killless on AHS right now.
Yeah.
Rick might be downloading them. I mean, Brunel's one of those maps where it is super momentum heavy. I think a lot of the maps are, but this one especially is just, it's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, Dash is terrible on high ping. It's like terrible.
Yep.
Watching AHS as they attempt this second push. They've got about 20 seconds left.
AHS is up 2 maps right now. I'm almost curious, do you even want to go for this?
They're not going to do much because with that gas up, they're going to have to waste an entire round of Cerberus. And here
I mean, why not, right?
Well, the only reason I say that is because Bernal is a pretty large map, and you do have the opportunity of it spawning you not close to the vault. It probably will, but there is the chance that it doesn't. I'd almost say at that point, instead of wiping, just go back mid and like set up and try to run it from there.
I think you're right. They were in a really good position before they jumped over, and it looks like the cash box is relatively close to Bricked.
Yeah, so I mean, Bricked is going to keep that momentum now. Yeah, I mean, look how far away HS is currently.
I'm pretty close.
I mean, what
They
is
have
it?
positioning though.
52
They need to go
meters
to the
right now.
left. They need to go up to the left.
52 meters and Gateway's already on it. Like,
Interesting
approach to do head on. They should have gone left.
Uh-oh.
I 100% say my net.
it didn't go through the Gateway. I mean, the Gateway arguably wasn't really that close. See, AHS is now taking control of this map. I'm very confused as to why any of that just happened.
Right.
But honestly, that's a good idea. Someone in chat, Vicky said they should add customizing your nozzles and like barrels and stuff as like a cosmetic thing. Like, you know how some skins have different barrels and different things?
Yeah.
I think that'd be cool to like slap different skins on different barrels.
I don't care as long as you have any gameplay effect. Sure.
Yeah,
that'd be
I'm all
cool.
for more cosmetics. I think people really do go pretty ham in like outfit crafting and stuff. And I mean, even the most 6.6, they broke apart. Like now you have nails, but they also broke apart like tattoos from body paint and stuff. Like doing that on weapons could make sense. So you buy a pack and you actually get more out of it in a way.
Yeah, it would give it more value.
Maybe that's what they're talking about, the new system.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, it's a good way for them to make money. I'll say that.
AHS is just in shambles right now.
Yeah, AHS is getting arguably bricked.
I'm wondering if this is going to be the start of a trend or if this is just a one-off. Bernal's really hard to make that call on.
They did get a couple of picks at the start and the end of that fight. The last one meaning absolutely nothing, as it was only the burn damage from the Serb.
Actually, I would even arguably say that I think the finals doesn't take enough risks in terms of their design. I think they're cosmetics, maps, everything. I think this conversation plays into everything they've done. The fact that we're going into season 7 and we don't have crazy stuff yet, like all that crazy stuff, I think is still crazy to me.
He actually gets glitched by his own barrel. He throws the barrel, but it's
Maybe Bernal just triggers this thought into us, because yesterday we went on this long tangent talking about like how we want underwater maps and medieval maps, and that was while they were playing on Bernal.
Underwater maps?
Yeah,
I think an underwater map where there's a modifier that would like be like pressure break or whatever, so some parts of the map would fill up with water, or like low gravity or like something like that. It'd be so cool.
Yeah, like a space station map.
Yeah,
Things
and
like
the station being destructible and everything, it'd be so sick.
And a water map, we're not talking like obviously swimming or walking through water. Like it would be like an underwater like base sort of thing, like basically like almost a giant aquarium in a way.
I see.
Slothy. Always
I mean, they could
being
add swimming if they
in
wanted to.
control.
I'm not tripping all that much.
No, I'm
but-
good.
The kill from Stooge.
I'm good.
And that is correct, Ardy. This is the second map.
I would be okay if they added
Bricks
swimming,
manner.
but it's just like
They've
low
closed
gravity.
Wow.
Like you don't have to worry about
The
breathing or
reverse
anything.
start
You
right
just
now.
kind of sink to the bottom of the water.
Honestly, I mean,
Yeah.
this is what they needed. This was
But
the
you can,
only
like-
option that needed to
Bricked on a 2-map streak right now.
is gonna stay on the table, but
Yep.
I mean, like I said before,
Yeah. I think they should do
whoever
more
wins
crazy.
Renal is
Moon
always
map
gonna
been
stay
talked about
just
since
because
season
AHS
1.
would've
Yeah.
won there, but
I
because
mean,
of
I
that,
feel like that one's a
Renal
no-brainer.
plays
They already
so
have
many
like
maps that
alien
seem to work.
cosmetics. You have alien
For AHS,
invasion
we know
as
that
a
they're
game show
adaptable,
event.
but
I
Yeah,
mean,
they
now
just
with that
added
full
a
art
like
God,
hatch
why
and
not?
thing
for
recently
Monaco,
too.
yeah, they
it's
did.
gonna be a little
Wait,
bit
what?
That could be
insane
season
what
7
we're seeing
map.
now, and especially watching
Wait, what they
Bricked.
had?
I mean, hey,
Like an
Bricked
astronaut
all
skin.
day, seeing what they can
Oh
do in
yeah,
Monaco.
I hope so. They should add a moon map. It's
Maybe
sick.
a little break, but either way, Stooge 7-0, and Busy also flawless 4-0 across that map. It just goes to show, yeah. there's a
Sniper
rather
light in
too
Monaco
Yeah, Atlantis
every
is
time.
sick.
Bernal from AHS.
My
Very
guilty
counter
pleasure
to what I was expecting coming into this map. I think
is
you
probably I'm
mentioned
probably
that
with you.
it
Like
was the
Sniper Light's really
strongest
fun.
against Dim.
Yeah.
People hate me
You know,
though.
it's a very different type of
I go into
map
like
than
Power
Dim.
Shift and just run
Proving
Sniper
that,
Light.
you know, they're
Even
a
though I
bit of
don't
an
play
anomaly
Light hardly ever, or
at
TDM, I just play
Switch,
Light.
making its way into the top 3.
I would just say like switching on my class. I'm such a medium coded player in this game that that's really all I play. I do try heavy here and there though, if we need it.
Dude, I honestly, I disagree. I think they should add more goofy skins. I think more goofy skins would be fun.
Yeah.
What are Brick's gonna do here?
Simplistic
Monaco.
definitely works, but there's a certain
I
point
like
where
you
people get
mentioning
tired of
AHS
just
lost this
simple
a bit
skins.
because it does set the tone.
I do
Yeah,
like the
I-
silly stuff. Yeah.
I will say
how Brick was
also,
able
it's
to
one
kind
thing
of
if like the game's new,
overcome
but we are moving
and
into
make
season
the
7, and I
emotions
feel
on
like
this map.
you need to kind of
I mean, for
start
Bricked,
pushing
they
the
have a lot
boundaries
of
this late into
setting
a
up to
game's
do when it
lifespan.
comes to picking the right weapon
You know, it's
for
just
his
because a
team.
lot of the stuff's
Like,
already been done.
picking his
Like,
Yeah.
weaponry,
okay, we can
which
make
I
a
think is probably just
tactical
gonna be
version of a
philosophy, right?
gun,
It's
but
what
it's
we
like,
have to know.
I
But
really
I mean,
cared.
we've also seen some wild cards
really.
coming out.
Yeah.
Busy. So
like Valorant.
I mean,
thing, like,
maybe
the
there's a chance that we
tactical
get the
skins
return
are
of a
pretty
double
cool,
mix.
I will say, but
It's entirely
because they like
possible.
sometimes
I think-
modify
I
like
think,
how the
to
weapon
be honest,
looks,
that was in
which is
response
cool.
yeah,
to
I kind of
the
hate
map,
that
right?
a lot
They
of
went
guns,
full
one, don't have
range
unique
on Monaco
reload
to deal
animations.
with,
Like, a lot of them are
Team
missing
Dim,
it when they're
and
supposedly the
maybe
highest
here
tier.
it's
Same with
not the
sounds. Like, I
same
think more guns,
kind
if they're
of
going to keep this
pull,
route of like
right?
doing
But
more simpler stuff,
that
they
being
need to
said,
have more to the
up
skins.
against
I don't think it.
AHS,
You shouldn't be
they are
spending $10,
playing
$15
a
on
lot
a skin that
of
doesn't
shotguns
have
right
any
now,
reload
so
animation and
going
just looks
full
different.
range on Monaco
It's crazy.
Yeah.
does have its pros and
Yeah.
cons, and we've seen so much back and forth.
I think for the
between teams,
tactical skins, they should
especially
add
now
some
that
type of
we have
like
seen Brick take a
tactical
map
reload
away
or
just that
something.
maybe weren't
I
expecting
mean,
them to.
even just like
We
a
can start
sound that's
seeing
different for
more
you,
of
but
this
not for
kind of
others. Like
famous
something.
I want
man,
more
like
weapon
silent.
animations.
chess that can
Like
take
actual
over
like the
the
reload animations and stuff. I know there's still like good
Absolutely. I
ones.
mean, that's the thing,
Like
right?
people
We
are
don't
still
know until we
commenting
see
on
it
like an
better
FCAR
and
video that I put out, like
I don't
asking
think
where I
we're seeing
got the
some
one
shotguns,
from the
right?
season
I mean,
5
that's
battle
on the
pass, but
horizon where that
I
is a
think
possibility
they need to add
that
like
can come out
significantly
with
more
all
to
of
the
these
store.
rounds. But for Monaco, there
agree.
is still the
Yeah, the
chance
animations
that,
are definitely
you know,
lacking. There's
I'm
there's
already
only
guessing the
for
bow
like
heavies are
6
sticking to
guns, maybe
That's a
10,
statement.
I don't know,
Let's not
but
Yeah.
there's not that
it
many
wins
guns
right
with
there. I said
animations on them.
It could be a lot of them are in
But
like previous battle
it is
passes
gonna come
too,
down to- oh,
and
it's
whenever they
Sloppy
roll
back
that
on
out to where you
medium.
can
So Sloppy's
get stuff
still
from
on
old battle
medium.
passes that's not the
See what
bonus
Sloppy
sheet.
is gonna be pulling, 'cause he does not like to pull the
Maybe they'll
Yeah.
fix that, but yeah, for now,
Tab over to him.
I
See
think
Dude,
what is
the
in
animations
store.
on the
It
weapons
is
are kind
gonna
of
be the serve, okay? And this
they're
worked out
missing
well for them
there.
before.
There's some
Feeling
stuff
like
I
this
missed.
could
I
be
missed a lot of the. I bought the
It
season
feels
4
like they
battle
just have
pass,
preferences
but I
between
missed
maps. They
so
usually
much
swap their
because that's when I
loadouts
like
around,
kind of took a break from the
whenever
game.
they do
Yeah.
these
So
heavy
I regret
medium
buying
swap,
that.
Lasagna and Slothy. So it is just down
But
to
if they're
kind of
gonna add it back
feeling
sometime,
what
that
they're
that might actually be nice.
I do that
maybe
with so
there
many
is a
battle
trend, but
passes,
it's a
man. There's
very
been so many
small
I've like
sample
grabbed
size
and
at
just
the
don't
moment.
finish.
Yep.
Look at the action in front of us and see what happens.
Season
You don't-
4 was lots of
Stooge
quality quality of life. So like, it wasn't anything crazy. So I was just like, eh, I'll take a break.
Don't have a bread barricade? That's crazy.
Oh yeah, no. There was someone like suggested that, and like the devs noticed it, so everyone was like expecting them to add a bread skin to the barricade.
It's crazy.
Dude, that'd be fire. Just like a slice of bread.
That'd be sick. Honestly, dual katanas with 2 baguettes would be crazy too.
Like, for real.
And just big like bread crunching sounds every time you hit somebody with it.
Yeah, and every time you deflect too, just like crunch.
The insect could just be taking a bite out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be so good.
C4 pre-place.
There's so
But
much shit they
like
could
you
do.
said
Just get
before,
creative.
saying,
Like I think
man,
the
it's
community
like
loves when they do that.
when
Yeah.
you're going up against
Like the
someone
stick
that is
skins, those are fire.
hard to
That's
hold.
what I wrote on my
Oh, yeah.
revolver.
Yeah, revolver. Yeah.
Yeah, I refuse to take that one. I'm also hungry. We're already. That's what I've been. If you see me looking down, that's me texting, figuring out where we're going to dinner.
What time is it for you?
It's almost 5. So, not quite dinner time yet. Getting close though.
I definitely am ready. Wrap this up soon. Hopefully they'll. I'm
Yeah,
excited to see who wins, but I just like we've been here for a while.
If HS wins this, then it's over.
Yeah, HS just needs to close it out.
Yeah, they just can't win a fight.
I don't know what is happening, but the Switch is flipped.
I know.
Yeah,
They're in shambles, man. They just can't seem to get any momentum.
Very much in control of this matchup.
Yeah, dude, there's 0-1-0. Jeez.
And this is like we've been
They went pretty much killless last map too, right? Like I mean, I don't know what has happened. They've just fallen apart. I don't know if Bricked is like we're about to get eliminated. Let's get serious. Or what?
Maybe. Dude, they're just aura farming. They lost on purpose.
I was saying, I was like, maybe they were literally like purposely making it to where they could reverse sweep.
That would be insane.
I wouldn't put it past them. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Dude, it is just.
HS definitely is really good though.
Oh yeah.
Dizzy's pulling it back now.
Is there a bug where a character's model gets invisible? I mean, there's invisibility like gadgets and stuff. Yes. There's also nullifier if you're talking about that, which is.
Dude, we've had that one bug where you can see people through the map. That's a fun one.
I think I know what he's talking about. So there was a bug like a while back where you could equip a certain combination of clothes and it would make you invisible.
Oh, I have heard.
That was patched out. That was patched out. But
in control right here.
someone, I'm not gonna say his name, but there was someone that abused that and he got banned. So.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Who is it, guys?
No comment.
I'll DM you.
Go look it up yourself.
I know.
Right now. Uni's gonna try to get a favorable
Heavy's head and weapon on his back. I mean, maybe there might be a new exploit. I have no idea. I have not seen it though.
Have an impact on it. We really have to keep an eye on Lasagna and Sloth and just see if they can make a difference. They're leaving Uni to it right now to see if he can find a pick, but Bricks are playing very smart. They've got the cover set up.
I'm sorry, but like Uni's wasting his time right here. I don't understand. That's what they're. Jerry was just saying. He's like, you know, they left him to try to get a pick. I'm like, bro's just shooting on a shield. What's the point?
Right. In front of
just
all
kind of
three
doing meaningless damage for a while, and now his team's getting 3v2. Like they're getting jumped on, and he's nowhere nearby to help.
Yeah.
No, Slothy dead. Lasagna does get the pick on STN. Lasagna actually getting a fat 2-piece though.
Oh my god.
And imagine if someone was here with us.
There's a 1v1 with Stooge and Uni.
Light versus light.
Oh, here comes the rose.
No, they're actually going to fall back on
I think Uni is resing. Okay. 2v2.
Oh, he interrupted it. Oh.
2v2. Oh, that's a pick. Uni is down. That's a coin.
Well, they might get out with this.
Oh my god.
Wow.
That's a wipe.
That's a crazy reset.
Yep.
And after hours, well, they're going to be an afterthought here. Let's relive this moment. We see
yeah, Deagle does definitely have the best reload animations. They'd be doing that way too much.
Can the finals be considered PvP immersive sim? I would say yes if you want it to be the immersive sim of like the world that it's in, like the game show element. I would say it does that fantastically. If you're talking about like realism, absolutely not.
It feels really bad. It's like, you know, why didn't you just wait and time that shot? So yeah, when he's hitting his shots, it makes a difference.
For the universe it's in, if you have like all the announcers on and everything, and it definitely can do it.
Yeah, the game is super immersive. I mean, with all the destruction stuff, I mean that's why I like it so much.
That is the correct method.
Like, I mean, come on, dude just threw C4 and blew up half that building. Like, what?
Yeah.
Yep.
Held out here from the top ropes. And after hours, they start
oh, they're separated again. Slide is
they just, man, they have just not even had a fight. It feels like a fight is over before it even starts.
Is this the same after hours that took 2 maps off of Bricked?
Don't think so. Lasagna, you know, he asked if he can't stand. I feel like he's.
I'm saying, I'm like, I don't know what
He's
happened, man.
Too many layers, too much cheese. I don't know. Something's wrong with the recipe. Sloth feels.
Oh, so he just know he dropped.
Uni's barely graduating at this point, and it's just so rough
Gets
for
on there.
AHS. They are under the cosh, bricked in total control.
Oh my god.
Look at this beam coming out from
Oh
the
my god, he
ceiling.
almost got him.
All Uni can
That would have
do
been
is
crazy.
I don't know why they still
Tails
haven't.
I say Tails as though he's got more than one. I don't know. Maybe he's aiming to fly
Nine-tailed
back in.
fox.
Yeah.
Nine-tailed fox, exactly. I got that same energy. But for After Hours, they need a little bit more energy. Running into this one right now, it is slowly.
I think
away
hardware
from them.
performance on PCs this game runs great. I think the only quote-unquote performance problems are like server problems.
Kyoto.
I think this
Well,
is it,
Kyoto
guys.
from the servers.
This is it.
Do they get
is
this? If
probably
they get
the
the steal,
most-
this is it. No.
Oh, it's all over for
All right, we're going to map 7.
Oh, Jerry, this
Damn.
Good lord.
Very, very close there. AHS
I-
needed that.
the
really
the
to
thing
stay in
is,
it,
Sol, that
but
they're not doing anything. They're just
stay
getting
on
they're getting
top.
They're
shit
just
on.
getting bodied and then hoping they can get a steal at the
Yeah.
end. Yeah. That was
AHS came into
rough.
I mean, I will say,
Well,
unfortunately,
it was one
9
before
times out of
the
10, a
game
lot of
started,
tournaments,
Bricks are on
the
top
game
just by
before
virtue
grand
of
finals
match
is always
plays.
way more
And
fun
it's
than the grand
all
finals
gonna
match.
come down to Sis Horizon. We couldn't
This
have
how it
is,
is.
I mean, this is a best of 7, and we're on the 7th map, which is more than we could ask for. I will say that these games have been very dominant on both sides, which is less exciting. I mean, 0 kills out of Slothy, 0 and 7, 3 and 4 out of Uni.
I would
2 and 7
even
out of
argue
Lasagna. Like,
that the 2 games that AHS
Oh,
won
seven.
was not as dominant as
no,
you're saying they are.
no.
I think it's more so that it was pretty equal, and then Brick just started running them through the floor.
Yeah.
Control of cash out 2 and 3. Think back.
I don't know how they got those. Well, they only needed to win 2 rounds. They
Yeah.
started with a 3-point because they started in winners. But those 2 rounds are still insane. I think Soul carried that first one for him.
Yeah.
The second one was kind of just
Back to that,
lucky.
by the way. Just look at the scoreboards. 6
Yeah.
kills to his name and 10 assists. He
I do agree.
I really
that
think
game. He had to
AHS has
say
given up.
absolutely everything
They don't know
went
what they're doing
on.
anymore.
Bar the
Continue.
one moment where
I was
we
gonna
saw
say I do
like
agree that the
Sam
series before this was obviously the craziest one.
Uni on the
I feel
back
like
of
it's-
the
that's how
big
it
bench.
Or the
always
well, the
happens.
AHS
That one game. I
the
think
series
there's
was
confidence
the
dropping
craziest
right
one.
now within
Not the one
AHS,
before
but
this, technically, because that was like 30
bring it
seconds.
back in. It all
Yeah.
matters for naught right now. Sis Horizon is where it's going to be settled. One of the most popular.
Yeah,
maps.
Dude, definitely though.
Uni's like
Heroes in the Rios,
they are just
played
lacking
great.
cohesion, and I think it's the fact that like
The only map with no variance
they're
of
probably
rating.
calming, saying we need to get picks. We're not getting picks, and now they've like let Uni kind of play off by himself, but they're also not getting picks. And now is getting 3v2'd. Like Brick picked up on it and just were like, oh, they're by themselves, let's go, and they just hopped directly on them, wiped them.
Yeah.
That was it.
I'm absolutely ready.
So, yeah.
because, folks, it all comes down to this. The
No, but
grand
this game can
prize.
definitely run on bad
Everything
PCs. Like
is
on
the line.
literally an
All
old
to this
laptop I
one
have,
final
integrated
map.
graphics. I can
It
get
is
60 FPS if I turn all the
3-3.
settings down.
It could not
Yep.
be
It's
tighter.
crazy.
These two teams have absolutely hit the definition. They have reached the finals, and it's going to come down here.
Oh my
on
god, do you
Sis
think it
Horizon.
goes
And
to the
it has
final
been
map of the
an
grand finals, to the
absolute
final
battle.
cash box within the
And
finals?
again, it comes down to seeing what
Dude,
potential there
1%.
is for
Okay,
different
okay.
kits, different loadouts.
I was
And
gonna say.
to be honest with
I'm
you,
hoping for
AHS
After
wants
Hours to bring
play
it back.
in the same opportunity
We're gonna see what
that
happens.
They were playing at with Soul. They want to play the same opportunity they have with Skyway. They need to change something up because that playstyle.
I'm a little
worked well
mad
for
they
them.
canceled the
Whatever's
poll.
happening in the last few maps is
Read
not.
it.
And it comes down to this.
They
Jerry.
canceled the poll because it was 99% bricked.
$2,000
Oh my
on the
God.
line, thanks to our generous sponsors and to you guys with all of the subs going towards the prize pool. But more importantly,
Yeah, that's
the
fair.
bragging rights of the biggest.
This is kind of both their
finals
maps too.
tournament that there has been to
Yeah,
date.
Sis Horizon's pretty much neutral territory for most teams because it's so.
I will
Predictable.
say, if they haven't changed anything up, I'm very surprised. And it looks like they haven't.
Their time approaching this, they do
No.
not want to set a single foot.
Well, Lasagna's back on medium.
Cash out right now.
Slothy's on heavy.
Back on heavy. We did notice a pretty stark difference.
That is a good pick early.
Okay.
That's the medium gone. That's medium for both teams gone, unfortunately.
He's very low.
Yeah. Oh, this is not the child you take. Okay, never mind. You got the cleanup. Slothy came in clutch there.
They need to work together.
There is no together. It's a 1v1.
They're both
Come
down
on.
to super low HP, but the SA-12
I think you stick the res here.
Potential, possibly going to be able to get the burst, but
Yep.
he's just going to focus on the res here.
Yeah, Slothy's going to get the res. The problem is, I think he's taking him too far away to where Stooge... Okay, STN just
Yeah, they're
queened.
already-
So it's already going to be a 3v2.
That's one thing that I think people do. People are not, like, they're way too safe. Look, there's 3 up now. He waited too
They're going to
long.
wait for the coin. It's already a 3v2. It's... By the time Uni gets here, this fight is already over.
Yeah, he's going to die again.
Yep.
Hold on, wait,
No.
hold on.
No, he can.
Yeah.
And it looks as though Bricks, they've done enough to fend off AHS for the moment. STN being brought back up as we speak. That cash out has been plugged successfully. Finally, AHS managing to worm their way away, as it looks as though Uni, he coined back in, but he was a bit late to the party. So now the rest of his team, they're going to have to spend coins to get back as well.
It's going to be tough because
Damn,
AHS
there's some
traditionally is
thunder
had
at
a
that,
very
bro.
tough time. Other than on Skyway Stadium. On Skyway Stadium, they were able to play into Bricked very, very well. I'm hoping to see the same thing here. Uni,
Yeah, I think way too many people are scared. And 9 times out of 10, I hit the sketchiest reses and get them because people are just as scared as I am.
Going to be the tightest fight we've seen so far. Look at that. He sees the gateway up at the top. He's actually able to land the glitch to take out the gateway, which is
Okay.
huge.
Wow, that's
That
crazy.
was a good glitch. I didn't even see the gateway. I'll be honest. I wasn't looking for it.
D-man it down to the bottom, but look at that. They're being spotted. They don't even
They don't know that
there's
they're behind
targets
them.
on their back.
No, they don't.
As Bricked walks in slowly from the sideline. Uni
Oh.
is about to make the first
There we
engagement,
go.
but it's busy.
Okay, so I've noticed
Why not
that Hank has
commit
done this a
that?
million times. Hank has done this a million times where he chows and then drops to the very bottom of the building and leaves his team.
Yeah. I don't
He's
know
done
why
this
he
like
got there.
clockwork every time.
STN's the first to go down. This is huge
Oh.
for AHS.
He's coming up behind him,
Slothy with
though.
the pick on
Coming up
STN
behind
is
him.
pretty big, though.
They are on
Yep.
top in this 3 versus 2. Busy dropping a Blueberry, trying to get some passive heal as he goes
Good
through,
healing bomb.
escaping, but he's being dove on.
A Blueberry?
Using that mesh, trying to keep himself
Yeah.
alive. It's all he can do. He cannot fight against this flurry, this
Dude.
surge of
He just only Busy can kill Busy. He kills himself with his
They need
own
to
satchel
protect it.
charge.
Yeah, they're gonna give him it.
All right.
No, sniped out of
All right,
by Uni.
all right.
Yeah.
Looks like we're getting a
First cash
fight.
out.
AHS is back.
No jump pads help, yeah. Yeah, that was not their normal setup.
And honestly, I think it was more Bricked not playing well more than AHS playing good. I think they did all the
Yeah.
mistakes they've been making, and Bricked just let them make them.
Was not
Yeah.
expecting that. I think it might have been a little bit of a misplay from STN to put himself into harm's way. But once you're able
Yeah,
to
the
beat
decisions
that
have like they've been
defense
super
potential,
lacking from
it
AHS.
sets
It
the
seems like
tone
they're
for
just
the
kind
rest
of
the fight.
flopping out of
Now
water.
AHS
Yeah, we see a lot of this. I feel like I've seen a lot of this tournament. Is teams, I don't know if it's because they're kind of getting a blender and they're not sure what they should be doing, but there seems like teams just can't seem to have a plan or
Yeah,
do much
I
of
totally agree.
anything. It's almost like they sit there and they could just hold their cursor at the wall because effectively that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're
You know.
probably overthinking everything and like
Cause some initial damage.
stressed out. Maybe.
Yeah.
High now instead.
I think they're just hyped that they got this far. And Bricked is like, feeling the momentum, and they're trying to keep it, but I think the nerves are getting to them.
They're like, all right, we're doing
Look
good.
at the side
Yeah.
being damaged in
I think
by
reality's
Stooge,
setting
and
in
here
for
it is.
Bricked.
STN gonna drop in.
And I think it's setting in for
The
AHS
damage,
just
but
as
one
much.
shot misses, and that's critical for the Cerberus. We see enough damage coming through, though. And there we go. Lasagna gets removed. Slothy gets removed. Lasagna's fire damage, though, trades it out. It's just down to a
2v1. They're going to get the
situation.
res
A
off here
single
on
light
STN,
remaining.
and
Stooge
that's
gonna
going
be
to be
trying to fight
ropes
him
on
off.
That's
this
one thing
fight.
Busy's good at is,
This
man, he just
everything
gets
for
those
Brick,
reses
but for
immediately.
AHS, they want to
Yep.
clutch this out here and now, but they
He
get
doesn't
wiped.
hesitate.
He's not scared, yeah.
Yeah, Busy seems the most controlled. I think that's what makes him such a good heavy. Is he just seems very
I agree.
controlled, knows what he wants to do, and just does it.
Yeah, he understands that they're gonna go for a res, so he needs to do it as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his
Absolutely.
team supports him. Like I would argue, I don't know their comms, but I'm gonna guess that Busy basically is IGL in this team.
Probably.
Slothy just takes way too long to get these reses.
As the rest of his team tries
Yeah.
to catch
I
up,
agree.
they're going in underneath. He sets up a gateway above. That will be for later if he wants to try and escape. But the move is to try and drop this cash out and get the steal early.
They're gonna be able to do that. The sonar
They're falling into the same problem that
get caught off guard by bricks, but caught off guard they still do. We see the damage come through, and that's gonna force Uni to rotate.
Like, look, Hank's just not involved, man.
He's able to drain some of it back,
and he needs to
is
be.
critical as it pushes Busy back, but AHS still has no control
Clean
over
up.
the room that the
They need to
cash out
clean
now
up.
sits in. We see up the top of the stairs there's Stooge.
Slothy's about to die for this.
It's gonna take him a little
Yeah,
bit
not worth
longer
it,
to
yeah.
reset here.
Slothy dying here is not good for them.
As low
They
as
fall apart.
possible. AHS, they're gonna
I like the
force
steal play.
themselves into the steal right now. Bricked up from the top.
They're pretty
don't
far
I like
away,
the
I
steal
think.
play.
But on
I
the
like
side,
that.
the control now falls on
They got it.
AHS.
Nice.
This is critical for Bricked is Busy.
They need
Goes
to
out
stay
the
alive,
Oh
though.
my god.
He's gonna be able to
Busy's a
make away.
bullet.
But right now, STN
Yeah.
falls.
They got
This is
so much
bad
good
news
damage
for
on him.
Bricked,
They just
man.
No,
couldn't finish.
Lasagna just
Goes out as
killed
well.
himself with a
The trade
fire
is near.
barrel.
But
No.
What is going to happen is Slothy tries to force the res, but
Oh, that's the pick on Busy.
Stooge gets traded
Oh, this is
Oh,
bad.
no.
Bad situation to be in.
Oh my God,
Oh, no.
I think Stooge might win
No.
this.
Stooge won that. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
How long was that fight?
Dropping the mesh shield was crazy.
Oh my god.
Seconds or so. And at the end, when it came down
I mean, if
to
you
that
don't drop the
2
mesh
versus
shield, I
2,
think he
we saw
dashes and
Uni
kills you
go
anyways. He's full health. He can take a couple
I'd rather
shots.
take that chance and just
Gave
get
his
put
life
down like a
so
dog.
much damage. He trusted that Stooge could trade it back in a 1 versus 2.
It was
Yeah,
also a
Stooge
matter
is-
of time before Glitch Nade comes off
Right
cooldown too,
We are
which is
going
gonna
all the way
end the
up.
fight
Stooge
anyway.
and Busy on a team are just their nemesis, man.
Cash out
Yeah.
3 on Cis Horizon. AHS and Bricks cannot be separated right now. It all comes down to this.
Lock in, because this is going to be the most important cash out in finals history. There's 2 options. Over to the side, you've got cash out C positioned in museum.
We are. We're literally in the final cash box of the final map of grand finals and the finals. That's where we're at.
Right.
Someone
This is
said
literally it.
stew- Someone said stew and lasagna. What's for dinner?
That's crazy. The finals of the finals of the finals. I'm saying.
Definitely an option.
Damn.
There it is. You called it.
Someone
Going
told
all
one
the
of
way to
the
D.
AHS
AHS
players to
somewhat
hop off,
guard.
bro.
Uni tried to do that.
It's embarrassing.
Put down the sticks,
Wait,
bro.
wait, wait.
Gap a lot closer. Doesn't look like they're gonna
Wait,
get
so
the
if
plug and be able to set up.
even no matter who wins, it's gonna go to another game, right?
No, this is it.
This
This
is
is
it.
this is it. This is the
Oh,
final
okay.
cash box of the game.
That's 7, man.
Yeah, yeah.
That's 7. This is it.
I'm saying this is the final of the final of the finals.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't seen much of this gadget
Yeah, the
from
finals
Valve.
Final cash
section.
out of the final round of the final
Yes.
tournament of the final.
The only thing they could do is they should have stalled for about 10 more minutes before plugging. Could have been the final minute.
Yeah.
Dude,
I don't think you go for the steal this early unless you want them to drop the satchel, but
So worried about any potential comeback, but Slothy.
this is
Oh my God,
they
they're
have
gonna split up
no
now.
idea. They have no idea how they want to do this. They have no idea.
Up from the top.
telling you, they're in
AHS
shambles, man.
AHS has no idea.
The RPG gets blocked out by the mesh shield. That's one
Boys are
piece of
falling,
crucial
man.
kit removed from both teams
Eating that
right now.
RPG was
This is
big
gonna
though, I
slow
will
this
say.
fight even more. It all comes down to this.
Okay, Uni spotted him. Uni is on the run.
Oh, you just gotta
They're
run.
Busy
basically
decided
splitting
not to
up.
chase. That's not a bad idea. Busy's smart.
But
He's
they're
ahead of-
doing it. Oh, behind. Wait, hold on. This might be the pinch of a century.
Slothy's already dead, bro. Oh no.
No.
Oh
Nah, he
no.
just isn't gonna win this.
Yeah, this is
Hank's
over.
skipping. Oh, yeah. Oh, we got the res. Hold on. Hold on.
Oh.
That's a pick on Busy.
No way.
That's STN.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, they might actually do it.
Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit.
Oh my god, they might actually have it. They actually might have
Oh my
this.
God.
Oh
If
my
they
god.
kill him right now, it's over. Dude, they can kill.
Oh
That's
my
it. That's the That's the game. That's the game. Oh my god, that's the game. Oh
Dude.
my god.
Wow. All of that,
Oh,
they
no.
still won, dude. Wow.
Oh no.
That is. That's so depressing for Bricks.
Oh god, no, bro.
They made all that comeback to lose on the last cash out. Honestly, they might have been able to win there if they chose to chase the light.
Yeah.
What a game.
Yeah, it was the chase. Oh, my points. I have 8K now. Or no, 5K, sorry.
Oh wait, you won. Did you
Yeah,
win
I
your
won.
poll? Let's
Yeah,
go.
I voted.
Let's go.
Some guy got 84,000.
Oh my
That's
God,
crazy.
Stooge was carrying. Yo,
Exactly,
what?
masterminding it all. The
I know.
flexiest of flex players, the IGL behind this team.
Wow.
What a game. And look at that. Stooge,
Ara
Stooge
almost
with 9
farmed. Oh my
kills.
God.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
This is a fantastic showing for After Hours, especially the face
Wow.
of Stooge getting
That was a good
kills.
that was actually a really
Insane
good
play,
grand final
but
towards the end.
That was a
Yeah.
crazy ending to that game.
Where they were trading
Yeah.
blows
Thank you,
right
Vicky.
there.
We are also going to be getting out of here in just a moment as well, but we will be live with probably a community tournament, maybe next weekend or something. So, yeah.
If you're not in the Discord, hop in.
It had
What's
to
that
go to
L
that last
script?
cash out.
Yeah, but make sure you're a member of the Discord if you're not already, so you can
AHS has secured the victory
keep
here.
up with all the things that we're doing over here on the
It
channel.
just goes to show how
Yep.
closely knit these two teams were and how deserving both of them were for being
Yeah.
here in the grand final.
Thanks everybody for hanging out, though. I don't think there's really much else going on this stream, so we'll probably call it here. Cody, you got anything else you want to say before we head out?
Exciting final.
I ain't break no more.
But don't get too comfortable.
I have
just
not
yet,
break no
because,
more.
of course, we're gonna have
Thank you, Vicky, for the follow over on Twitch as well. Much appreciated. Guys, follow us over on Twitch. I can provide you a Discord link. Give me 1 second. Maybe. 1 second.
Well, Ardy, I'm spent, quite honestly. That was
I got you. I got you. I got you.
rip-roaring
Old?
Did you set
grand
did you
final.
set
Like
up
you said,
Nightbot?
I mean,
I
Brick
did, but I
coming
didn't
back
set up everything.
almost with a
Oh.
huge reverse
Yeah.
sweep, but AHS really riding home that upper bracket advantage, making a bit of a difference. It has to be said. They
What is
really
up,
forced
David?
them to
Unfortunately, you're
out
joining in
the
right as the stream is ending, but there was an insane end
at the end of it.
to
Our
Championship
first
Series, so highly recommend you watch the VOD. If you guys want to join the Discord, there is the link there in chat. Should be across both streams. Hopefully, we are multi-streaming as well. Check us out over on Twitch if you're on YouTube. If you're on Twitch, go check us out over on YouTube. Check out the other videos. Check out the podcast. What else can I plug in about 30 seconds before we end the stream? That's basically it. Yeah. We'll catch you guys later.
Wasn't a stomp by
Peace.
either team, because we can talk about Bernal a little bit later, but